I've never had any family. Like none of my extended family are in the military. Like no one I know, or no one that's probably like anyone in my past, my family has been in the military. As far as I know, like I'm the only one who's ever been in the military. So yeah, this is the first for my family. So I mean, I think that's pretty exciting. I think that's pretty like cool like to me. But
Mm,
yeah, like for my family, like they're kind of a little like wishy-washy because I'm the first. But um overall, they're just they're generally like proud of like what like I've started in the family. But yes, like hopefully like maybe that's something that continues on in the future. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know how Hector's background is, but in general, that's my.
So for mine, I
Hey, one
un-
second
un-
before we get
yeah.
Hector's answer. Saying that I can barely hear Edgar, but I've already upped their volume quite a bit. I don't know if you can double check that, Kevin.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
We might need you to talk here, Edgar, because we're getting that we don't
Yeah,
hear
give me one
you.
second.
But I have
Use
you
Mute.
up.
your
Might
All right,
Bitway
need
voice.
you to
how's this?
talk here, Edgar, because we're getting. Might have to
Is it
raise you
good?
up a little bit more. We
I have
got
you up.
one guy in chat letting me know at the moment. I'm gonna up your volume just a little bit more and see what happens.
Sounds like, in general, most
Most
people's
people.
volumes are pretty low.
Think so? Where's my Discord?
Sounds like
Oh, Discord was
in general,
low.
most
How
people's
about now?
volumes
I'm
are pretty
adjusting
low.
my side too.
Think so? That was loud.
All right, so hopefully
Where's
this
my
is better.
Discord? Oh, Discord was low. How about now?
I'm adjusting my side too.
That was loud.
I'm gonna have to repeat what everything I just said.
Can't
All right,
open
am I
that
good?
door. I'm
Am I
sharing
good?
screen.
Everything I just said.
Just a little more talking, real quick, for a bit.
It's like
Can't
test,
open that
Am I good?
door. I'm sharing
Am I good?
screen.
Just a little
So
more
Testing
talking,
1, 2,
much
3.
better. All
for
right.
a bit.
George says it's good.
Test,
I don't know.
test.
Kevin, you want to verify?
Oh shit,
Yeah,
Leaf.
Yo,
that's good.
yo.
That's good. Thank you, George.
Okay, sweet.
Appreciate
All
Thank
right.
you.
that.
You're the
Whew.
real one, fam. All
And
right. I
everybody
guess
else
so.
is
They
fake.
So,
didn't hear you.
did
Do
you
you
want
want to start over,
Edgar?
Edgar?
Did you want Edgar
Okay,
to give
I'll
his?
start over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead and
Well,
give
should I
your
start my question then?
give your inspirational speech again.
my inspirational speech of yeah. So in terms of military background, yeah, like there is none like in my family. Like no one like in my family currently, or anyone in my extended like like no one like that I know of my family has ever been in the military. Like I'm the only one. So um for me, I think that's like I want to say it's kind of like a weird. It's kind of like a weird territory. It's like there's really no one I could like extend to like for like help or like any like kind of like advice or like anything they've been through. So it's kind of like what's the term? Like trailblazing almost
Yeah.
in
Yep.
terms of my family and uh, military experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially I'm the only one.
All right.
That's my background in terms of military.
So as for me, it's kind of same for me also is that I was the first person to enlist into the military. Um, but then I have a little bit of an advantage over Edgar is that my brother also enlisted. Like I enlisted and then I convinced him to enlist. So not only did I get a monetary bonus for that, but I also got
Ah,
promoted because so I was like, fuck
Ah,
yeah.
lucky.
Yeah. So like I started like typically you start off at the rank when you're at basic is you start off as a fuzzy. That's like where you have no rank, you're nothing.
Right.
But when I went in, I already had my PV2 rank, so I was like, fuck yeah, I'm cool.
Damn.
But so pretty much
interesting.
like for me, I started off, I was the first person and everybody was against it because they were like, dude, you're like you're not from this country and everything. I'm not even a citizen and all that. Um they're like,
Yeah,
why
I
would
can definitely
you,
see that.
go ahead and, risk your life for a country that technically a lot of people are over here like, like, oh, you're not supposed to be here or whatever. But I was
Yeah,
like,
like
I'm not here
bigoted.
for them. I'm here for me, like I'm here to do it because I want to do it. Um, I mean, all the benefits that come with it are also really great too. Like, don't get me wrong, like, the medical benefits, the schooling and everything, all that stuff is great. But at the same time, I personally did it because I was like, can I do it? Time to find out. So that's why I did it, is because I genuinely wanted to know. Like, I'd seen all the movies, like Black Hawk Down and all of their movies, where I'm like, dude, these guys are like badass. Like, can I do that? Let me try it out. And then I
Okay.
went and I was able to do it. It wasn't that simple, but
Yeah.
All right. So I think following into that, like, what motivated you guys to join? Like, what was that stepping stone for you?
Yeah, so I mean, when the opportunity came, like I was kind of like looking to like get into like college. Like during the time, it was a recruiter who came into our school, into my class specifically, and like yeah, like you mentioned like all like these like opportunities and benefits you could like really get from joining the military. At the time, I was like really looking for like a stepping stone, something to like improve myself because at the time like like, I was really like insecure like with like my future and like like my financial like setting. Uh, like I had also uh, like body insecurities too. So like I wanted to like improve. I wanted to like get like better, like stronger, as like physically, mentally, emotionally. Like I wanted to just
Across the
be
board.
like a
Yeah.
better me. So when a recruiter came around, like offering like everything like the Army National Guard could like provide, I was just like, yeah, I'm like this sounds like what like I've been looking for. That's what I want to try. So eventually, yeah, like I got into contact with her. Uh, yeah, like talked it through, and then eventually I was on my way to yeah, basic to essentially to where I'm at now.
All
okay.
right.
Respect that. That's
Um,
pretty good that you looked out for something like that to improve yourself. A lot of people can't do that.
so for
But
me,
yeah,
I
it's
think
really tough.
that like my reasoning for like what motivated me essentially was, again, like I already said, that I wanted to see whether or not I could do it. Because everyone has these conversations when they're like watching a movie, or they're watching a show, or they're doing something. They're like, "Yo, I could do that. Like that'd be super easy, Like, or why didn't they do that? This would be so much easier and everything." And it's like, but do you understand, like, in the moment, like, the amount of like processing you have to go through to even consider doing for a split second something that could potentially risk or save someone's life? You know what I mean? So I wanted to pretty much be like, okay, let's see if I actually can do it. Like, I don't want to be that person that keeps sitting on the sidelines and goes like, I can do that. And it's like, can you? Like, so I decided to reach out to a recruiter, and I went and talked to him for a while, and then he was like, "Yeah, just give me some time. I'll plan out everything." And then like a few months later, he reached back to me. He's like, "Oh, hey, are you still interested?" I'm like, "Yeah, where'd you go?" And he was like, "I was busy. You want in? Okay, let's do it." And so I went. My wife, who wasn't my wife at the time, uh, she came with me. She watched me sign up and everything, and then she was just like, "Okay, when do you leave?" And they were like, "Oh, he probably doesn't leave for like another 5 months." And we were like, "Oh, okay, great." So I had to like, I was tired of sitting and waiting, and then I was told sit and wait some more. So that's the army. Hurry up and wait. So
Yeah,
Hurry up
yeah.
and
I was
wait.
about to say.
Love
that's
that.
literally one of the mottos that a lot of people make up. It's called "Hurry up and wait."
Yeah, like
So
you always like
Okay.
rush to go. Yeah, you always rush to like go somewhere. Just like everyone, hurry up, go, go.
pretty
And, like you
much.
get there, and then like you're just left there for like minutes on end.
Like, let me give
Just
you an
like
Mhm.
example. Like, you're told,
okay,
like how Edgar's saying, like you're told be here like at 4 a.m. and if you're late, you're gonna be in so much fucking trouble. You show up, you're there like at 3 something, and then like they're like, all right, great, we're not gonna start doing our duty until 6. And so you're just like, are you kidding me? So you're like over here, you're trying not to pass out and everything from just being tired, and then like they're like, hey man, it's not that tiring, like hurry up, wake up. And it's like, bro, like we got like another hour and a half to wait. And it's like, so yeah, that's pretty
Oh
much what it is.
God.
They do that a lot, they really do.
Oh, that's
yeah,
So
unfortunate.
like there's that.
That's a little
No, there's
annoying.
that too. It is, and well, like the thing that happens too is that like when like leadership, like high up leadership, like puts out like a time, like like we're going by the be be there early rule, right?
yeah.
Or guideline. But what ends up happening is that like high up leadership puts out be here like at you hear like at 7, like that's when we're gonna start rolling out. 7, and then the leadership below them goes like, all right, we gotta be there early, be there at 30, and then leadership below that, be there at like 6 or like 5:30, and it goes down the line until it's just like, all right, guys, we gotta be ready to roll out at 3. Like everyone be there at 3, and then you're not leaving until like you have like all this like buffer time, well, 3 hours
Pretty much.
or however many like they put against like the actual get there, actual like leave time.
Yeah. I mean, like the
So
best way to summarize it is like it's like think about it like you have your boss and then he's like, hey, I need these reports turned in at 4, right? And you got people underneath you and you're like, hey, I need you to make sure these reports are like 100% ready to go by like 3, and then they go to their people and it's like it's just you're just like you're just shitting down the ladder until it reaches the very bottom, and then like they have
I
even
love
less
that.
time than they were given, and that's pretty much how it works. Like that's honestly how it works. Like that's the best way to explain it.
Sitting down a ladder.
Yeah.
Gotta try that one day.
All right, so we have a viewer of ours come in and thank you guys both for your service.
Thank
oh,
you for
It
thank
your
you
was,
for the
support.
support.
Thank you.
I think it was George. I saw the message,
It
but I
was
didn't
George. It was
get the last
George.
name.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, the chat keeps disappearing. That's
Don't worry.
very
I got
unfortunate.
you, fam.
Must be the
All right.
stars again.
And also, these next several questions were made by our very own Lester from Neon Moon 2. So
Okay.
he wanted to get these questions out because I think that he wanted these answered and see what you guys have your perspective on them.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
So I guess the next question that comes on the whole process of it. How long did it take? You guys kind of already dipped in that it takes quite a bit of time, but maybe more in specific.
So, like by that, but do you mean like like how much time it took to get through basic? How much time it took to do processing? Like, there's a lot of it took this
Yeah.
long to do this. So that's
How
kind
about
of
from the moment to sign up to processing to basic, and then we'll leave it off of that. Like, what
okay.
are those 3 time frames, or rather 2?
Man, I don't. I feel like Hector would be able to answer this better because he was closer to his sign up date. I mean, because I signed up in 2012, so
Oh,
you can already imagine that's been quite a while already.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
So for me, I signed up in 2018. I actually just passed my 3-year mark a little while ago, so I'm actually kind of like pretty excited about that.
Yes.
But so for me to go from like I solemnly swear to defend this country and all like the swear in,
Yeah.
it took me about a year or longer to go to actually basic because um I'm not like again I'm from Mexico originally, like I was born over there, so they did a background check just to make sure that I wasn't like a spy or something like that.
El
Like
Chapo's son.
they genuinely have to
Child.
do stuff like that, and I 100% understand it, like they had to. So but like I guess the thing is that like I guess the program was so backed up that it took them a long time to get to me. So by the time they reached me, that's why my recruiter was like, "Hey man, you still want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, I already swore in, bro." And he was like, "All right, yeah, like let's go." So in I left the day after what's the fucking like the holiday called? Veterans Day, right? That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
in
literally left
November.
the
Oh, okay.
day after that because that day was on a
Nice.
Monday, but they can't send anybody on one of those holidays, so they sent me on
Holidays. Yeah.
Tuesday. Um, so I left to Missouri, and I will never go back there as long as I live. I hate
Oh.
Missouri now.
What's
It's
so
very
bad about
misery.
Missouri?
Like I don't like it anymore. Like it's kind of like how with my brother, he's like, I will never go back to Georgia because he went to Fort Benning over there, and he was like, I will never
Oh,
go back. That's how I am with Missouri. I'm like, I will never go back there. And my wife's
Interesting.
like, even for their amazing like barbecue and ribs, I'm like, I don't care. Like I really
it's like
don't.
no,
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
And
Wow.
then
Miss
like
me with
also
that shit.
like Bud Light is brewed in Missouri, and so anytime anyone offers me that, I'm like, no, you can die. Like I don't want it.
Oh,
So
okay.
Dang.
yeah. But so pretty much like I went to like I think that was probably the most jarring thing is like so like you get sent over there, you get a somebody like whether it be an NCO or somebody who's waiting in the airport for you, and they're like, hey, are you so and so? And they're like, yeah. All right, go over here. We're gonna be sending you off to processing. So you go over there and you got all these people they're kind of just like looking around, they're like, we don't know what we're doing, we don't know what we're doing, type of thing.
Yeah.
There was a guy, I thought it was the funniest thing. He brought suitcases with him. He brought like 2 to 3 suitcases with him. I'm like, bro, where you going? A resort?
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah, that's
ridiculous.
a common mistake.
And so like we all get in. I brought literally nothing but a backpack, and that backpack only had my documentation and like a water bottle because I was told by my recruiter like don't bring shit you're not willing to lose because otherwise it's gonna be a
Yeah.
bad day. So I was like, all right, cool. So I didn't bring anything. I didn't even bring a charger for my phone. Nothing.
Okay.
Like I didn't bring anything.
Okay, that.
So I get on the bus and it is like 3 in the morning, and we pull up to where like the processing area is, and we just see this guy. He's standing out there, and what are the I don't want to fuck this up. What are the hats called that drill sergeants wear? Do you remember, Edgar? What are they called?
No, I
Okay,
really
so
don't.
okay, like I'm probably fucking this up so hard right now, but so pretty much like he was wearing one of those rimmed hats, and that's how you know like when you see one of those, they're a drill sergeant and they mean business. So like the moment the bus pulls up, he just like gets on and he's like, "All right, listen up. Like your life as a civilian is fucking over. From here on out, you are now a part of the U.S. Army." He's like, and you will only say, I only want to hear 2 things from you. Yes, drill sergeant. No, drill sergeant. Do I make myself clear? And I responded with yes, drill sergeant. Someone went, okay. I was like, dude.
Oh. Oh.
And he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you think you're gonna be a fucking individual, huh? Well, we don't play that shit here." And like, it was like, I was like, "Holy shit, okay,
Oh
this
my
is,
god.
this is intense." Um,
Mhm.
and he was like, "When you guys get out, you're gonna stand in a fashion like in like a like like a straight line and everything." And he was like, "And we're gonna teach you guys the common courtesies of the U.S. Army. Do I make myself clear?" And then everyone was like, "All right, now we're gonna all say yes, drill sergeant." So then he's like, "All right, now get the fuck off my bus." And he just starts screaming at you, and he's just like telling you to get off his
Yeah.
bus and everything. They teach you how to do the position of attention, how to do all that stuff. And you're not even in the front door yet. Like this is all just happening outside.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's outside of
And
it.
so when you get indoors, they give you like this tiny little like fucking Lunchables, and it has like a fruit cup, it has a like a little bar, and it has like a banana. And they're like, that's all you're getting for the rest of the day. And they make you watch these videos and stuff like that about like the US Army and everything. You get other guys come in and scream at you, and then they're like, "All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you to a room where you are going to be able to talk to your you're gonna make a phone call. And this phone call you're gonna make is to a loved one to let them know you made it safely and that you're here with us. However, if they give you like a script you have to read, they're like, if you go off of this script, we will fuck you up. So like you have to read it off of the script. You're like, "Hi, dearly beloved, I'm here. I'm safe. I'll message you. Please don't send any kind of like food or anything like that." Then you have to just fucking hang up. They're like timing you on how fast you do it.
Man, I can't remember
Um,
that.
yeah, no, bro,
Wow.
I fucking remember that shit hard. And then like
That's
for
crazy.
me, it was worth because I was in Missouri and it was the middle of winter. And
Ah,
they had the heaters going, but the problem is that they couldn't lower the heat, so it was like 100 degrees or so inside the barracks, but it was humid. And then the moment you stepped outside, it was like 7 degrees, so people
Oh
were getting sick
no.
left and right and everything. um and then like I don't know if Edgar remembers this, but how long did your processing take? Do you
I
remember?
don't know. I'd say maybe it took about like I want to say maybe it took about maybe no more than a week. I want to say maybe like even like I want to say maybe even like 2 days, maybe
Dude,
2 days, three
if you
days.
went through
I don't know.
processing in 2 days, you are fucking lucky.
Yeah.
My brother's processing took 10 days. Mine took like 6.
Jesus.
I
I mean,
would rather go through all of basic training again than go through processing. That's how much I hated processing.
for me, I think the processing gets superseded by everything else that happened at basic.
Hmm.
Because at this point, like being this long from basic, like being already years into uh years into the military,
Yeah,
you pretty much at this point only remember the really big hitting stuff in basic, like
gotcha.
not the paperwork or like the classes. You remember?
Do you remember the peanut butter shot?
You know what? I heard about that.
You didn't get
Never
it?
got it.
You
Never got
lucky fuck.
it. I heard so
Eh?
many stories.
Can you
So if no one,
explain
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
peanut butter?
so
Is it the
that's
same thing a dog
that's the
gets?
No, you wish.
no, no. It's the anthrax shot, right? That's what it was.
No, it's not the anthrax shot. It's something else. I don't know what it is. Apparently, the anthrax shot, though, my brother got it because he went to Mexico and like anthrax and I think tetanus are a big thing over there. So when he got back, they were like, we need to, make sure that you don't have it. You're not carrying it. So they gave him the shots, and apparently the anthrax shot feels like they put liquid fire and it's like going through your veins. Like it feels like shit. Like it feels
Oh,
Okay,
really
that's a different shot.
bad.
Okay, that's a different shot.
So a part of processing is they're doing all your paperwork. They're making sure your head shaved and everything. They're making sure that you have all your paperwork in order, all that stuff, right? Um, one thing about it is your shots. They have to make sure that you have all your shots. And for people who don't have their shots, it is the worst day of your life because they line you up in the middle, and then they have two people on either side of you, and they're just shooting up both of your shoulders. They make you walk forward. They shoot you up again. Just like that's how they do it. Like they're just you're literally just getting stabbed like as you
Yeah.
walk down this room.
Mm.
Um,
Fun.
so after that,
oof.
there's the peanut butter shot that apparently Edgar was so lucky
Yeah, I
to
never,
avoid.
I
So
never
pretty
got
much
it.
what they do is like you'll find a wall, right? And they'll tell you to put your nose on the wall, like you're like that to it. They'll make you
What?
drop to your knees, and then they'll make you lower your pants to just where they can see one of your
Okay,
cheeks,
this
right?
sounds familiar.
And then they'll shoot the peanut butter shot into that cheek area, and then they'll tell you with the palm of your hand, like the middle part, to start rubbing it like this essentially. Because of what happens is it becomes like it welts up and it becomes the size of a golf ball. Yeah, it gets that big.
Why?
And so you're like rubbing it because they're like, if you rub it with your fingers or whatever, they're like, there's a chance you could really like fuck it up. Like that welt will like spread or something. So they're like, just use the palm of your hand to just rub it. Like you're almost like you're sanding it down, I guess.
What the
And
fuck?
that thing does not disappear for a few days.
What?
So
Well,
like you're sleeping and you got this giant welt on your back. And you're just trying not to like lay on it. It is the worst. It is
Oh,
awful.
Oh, what is
what
the
is that
shot
shot?
for?
Yeah.
The shots for it's kind of like a general thing for like anything like chicken pox or something
Cocktail
like
fucking
nice.
vaccines.
yeah, essentially.
Wow.
Thank
Holy
you. Yeah,
shit.
it's like a
My
cocktail of like
God.
anything they can just think of, and they're just like, all right, here you go. They just give it to you.
All right.
What the hell?
Nice.
So
That's crazy.
so yeah, that was pretty bad. And yeah, my last day there, everyone was fed up. Everyone was like, dude, I just want to get in it. I just want to get in it and everything. And one of the captains there, an officer, he was giving speeches about like, he was like, hey, now that you guys are in the military, I'm going to tell you two stories. I'm going to tell you about how I got married and divorced twice and about why you should never do it. And he was talking about how like
All right.
he married
All right.
10s and then he got deployed and they stole all his money. They took his car, they took his house and everything, like all this stuff. They tell you to be careful because the number one thing that they notice with a lot of people once you join the military is you feel invincible, you know? Like you feel like
Yeah.
you're on top of the world. So a lot of recruits, a lot of privates make the mistake of like going and buying a vehicle, buying a motorcycle or something, or getting a tattoo. If you notice, this is actually a fact. If you look at any military base, just outside of a military base, there's always going to be three things. One, tattoo shop. Two, a motorcycle selling area, and then a bar. Because those are like the three most like disastrous things that you could give to a private that just got out of basic. They got a ton of money now, potentially. And like, or they haven't been able to spend it. They're gonna want to spend it, and that's what they do. So like so for me, like whenever a new person joins the unit, I always tell them like, hey man, like I don't know about you, I don't know anything about you, but just avoid these things because like you do that, I gotta answer to it because like they put me in charge of you for like the next 3 months, and if you have money issues, they're gonna look at me and be like, why the fuck didn't you stop him from having money issues? And I'm like, my bad. So
Oh,
It's like,
what the
damn.
that,
All
hell?
right.
that's also
Yeah.
why like your NCO, like your sergeants are so hard on you because if you're having money issues, they're gonna be looked at like, why aren't you watching out for your soldiers? Like that's also why they're so hard on you. So I get it. Like back then I was like, dude, why the fuck y'all like
Mean
complaining
to
so
me.
much? But like now I get it. So yeah. But yeah, so so processing took like 6 days, and then basic was like 11, 12 weeks for me. I don't remember.
Oh,
But
actually, I want to add to that. Actually, yeah.
mhm.
If anyone actually plans on joining, and then you have money, don't don't go to any mall or any strip mall that's like either on base or like near the base, like merchants. Yeah, like the people selling stuff there, they know who you are. They know who's military. Don't
It's really
don't
easy
buy
to spot
anything from
you.
them. Yeah, don't
Scammers.
buy anything from them. Yeah, they're just really looking for and they're just really looking out for your money, not for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch
Like
out for them.
it's really easy to spot who's in the military when they're fresh out of basic. It's super easy to spot them.
Mhm.
Like they have the haircut, their walk, the way they talk, anything like that. Or they're one of those
Like dog
people
collars.
that likes to walk around with either their dog tags out
Yeah, dog
or
tags.
they'll have like a hoodie or something that's like from their training or something, and they'll be like walking around parading it around like they're like the new shit on the block or whatever, and it's like, bro, like we've seen like a million of you.
You're not that guy.
Yeah. And so that's how they get you. They'll double or triple the price of what they're doing or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, for you though, I'll give you a special discount." And it's like, but in reality, they're probably just charging you what they normally would charge anybody, or they're still overcharging you. So yeah, it's very easy to
What the
fall for
fuck?
stuff like that. So
And no
Wow.
refund.
and no
No
refund,
refund.
Oh, that's the worst part. No refills.
no
No,
refund.
no refund.
No free refills. That's where I'm out.
Yeah, it's
It's like,
gonna be
man,
one for me,
this gold
dog.
chain I bought, I can't refill it.
That's
But
insane. I didn't know you
Yeah,
had a.
I'm just sitting back, relaxing, hearing all this crazy stuff, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, you had me at peanut butter.
I thought, like, I genuinely thought you guys meant like a shot of peanut butter. I'm like, oh wow, it's like the cinnamon challenge.
It's like,
Like,
What the
damn,
fuck?
so I was
what is
like,
the
oh
military
okay.
doing out here?
Yeah.
Freaking,
Oh my
freaking
god.
fresh, fresh out of Jiffy's, just like,
we're fresh out of Jif.
Oh no.
Oh, dude. Oh, and I
oh
fucking
my
hate
god.
needles. If I would have gone through that process of like having guys on each arm like fucking shooting me up, I'd be
Yeah,
fucking crying. I fucking hate needles so goddamn
yeah.
much.
Yeah, dude,
Oh my god.
somebody would legitimately like every time they did it, like I was right behind him. He just keep going like, "Ugh, ugh," and I'm like, bro, relax, like it's not that bad. I literally
Crazy.
just like m- what my recruiter told me is what I give advice to anybody if they're gonna join. Don't stand out. Try and blend in with the crowd when you're
Yeah,
in basic. Just
yeah,
just fucking like be just like, you know how they say keep swim, just do that. Just swim with
Just
the
keep
school.
swimming.
Don't
Just keep
don't
swimming.
go
yeah.
out there and try and be like the Blue Falcon. Don't try and be like that person that's trying to be better than everybody, bro. Just blend in. I went through my basic like that to the point where 8 weeks in, my platoon sergeant didn't know I was a part of his platoon. Like I
That's
was
the best
literally
case.
doing
Best
one of the
case.
courses, and he was like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm like, "I'm the Speedo, drill sergeant." He's like, "Are you part of my platoon?" I'm like, "Yeah, drill sergeant." And he was like, "Keep fucking moving." I was like, "Yeah," like I did
That's
it.
You
So
oh
gotta
yeah.
fly under the radar.
pretty much, yeah,
Wait,
fly under the radar. Don't like. I get it if you want to be like hot shot or whatever, but guess what? You do that, they're gonna focus on you for every little thing you do, like all your good and your bad. And trust me, they will find your bad. Like they'll if they don't find it, they'll make it up. Like because they have to prove a point. The whole point of it is to break you down as the person you were and to build you back up into the soldier they want you to be. So if you're super confident, they got to bring you down a notch. That's what they have to do, you know? I have a
Fuck.
lot of respect for drill sergeants, man. Like they have to like
yeah,
like so as a recruit, you get like maybe 6 hours of sleep. The drill sergeants get
yeah.
less than that because they have to be there ahead of you to plan everything out, make sure everything's going. So they're probably getting like 3 to 4 hours of sleep a day, maybe, you know?
Jesus.
So like, and then if you notice, like when you're there, like they're so like for like 4 days straight, that drill sergeant will be there. Then the next day they're gone, and the next day they'll be back. It's because they were given a day to like sleep in or to just relax, because like it takes its toll. You know, could you imagine having to scream at a bunch of idiots for like 4 days straight with on like 3 hours of sleep? Like
Yeah. It's probably where they
I
Oh
get it
god.
from.
know. So like so yeah, no, I 100% like I used to be like, oh dude, I fucking hate them. But like by the end of my basic, I was like, no, I got like respect for you guys. I appreciate what you guys are doing, you know. You turned me from a fucking asshole into an asshole that is now trained. So, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely end
Oh.
up liking them by the end.
Yeah. They would tell me some funny stories too. Like, and one of them for me, one of my drill sergeants was fucking hilarious, dude. There was this time when we eat MREs, we have to sit there hunched over and we cannot talk to each other. Yeah, one of those.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Wait,
So,
there it
like,
Edgar, did you get one?
is. MREs. I
Yeah.
mean, I got like 2 boxes worth, like in my
see,
garage.
I fucking told you, didn't I?
Yeah,
I
okay, okay.
told you.
So,
You will
Bro.
always have one.
I was kind of hoping within the hour mark we can go ahead and all of us, because we all do have one available. Me and Kevin got one from Hector. We can bust it out and eat it live.
Hey, hey, sweet. I like that. All right, I'm
Like
down.
ASMR MRE edition.
So, and honestly, in
Ooh.
about 10 minutes, if you guys want to go ahead and get one pulled out, and we can go ahead and do it live.
Which one
Oh,
you got,
all right.
Edgar? Which one
I
you
mean,
got?
Treat yourself
I
to some
wasn't made
chicken
aware.
chunks.
I wasn't made aware. Give me a quick minute. I gotta go get
Well,
my boxes.
while he
All right,
goes,
go ahead.
I'll go to get mine then real quick.
All right, I'll keep explaining what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
I've got you on my ear.
Please do.
So what was I talking about? I already forgot.
Basically, your drill sergeants.
Oh yeah. So one of my
They're an
drill
asshole.
sergeants, no, like one of them, he like was talking about how he went to combat and everything, like he had seen it and all that stuff, and he's like, it's not a joke. And one of my sergeants currently in my unit, he said something to me that will always, 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 always stick with me. He said that if you're not willing to take another man's life, another man or woman's life into your hands and make a decision that will potentially get them killed, you do not have the right to be an NCO. And an NCO is like pretty much like you're a leader, you're like a line leader or something. You
So
tell people
what does a NCO stand for? If you don't mind me butting
non-commissioned
in,
officer.
I'm commissioned officer. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so like because like right now I am currently an E4 or a specialist in the army, and the next step to that is a sergeant, which is a non-commissioned officer. So he was telling us, like, to everybody who is a part, who just became a specialist or is a specialist and wants to take that leap, you have to understand, if you are not willing to do this for your people, you do not need to be putting your name in to become an NCO. And I 100% agree, because like if you, I mean, that's why I didn't do it for the first like year that I was a specialist. It's because I was like, I don't think I'm ready for it. Now I believe that I'm ready for it and I can do it. But at the time I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take that, like that's a huge, it's a heavy burden essentially.
Right.
So
No, yeah, for sure.
but now that everybody's back, I was talking about my drill sergeant. It was funny and everything, kind of switching it up. We were all eating MREs outside of the medical building where we were learning how to do tourniquets and CPR and all that stuff. And they were like, everybody was like at that point. It was like maybe the second week of basic,
Red
and
phase.
everybody was trying to make friends.
Oh, okay.
So somebody got Skittles in their MREs, because you can get Skittles in your
Oh
MREs.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're not supposed to share. Like, it's your
Yeah,
food,
no.
you eat it. You cannot share with anybody. It's a big no-no if you share. So, this dude sitting next to his friend, he's like eating Skittles, and his friend's like, "Oh, can I get some?" And he's like, "Okay." He's like trying to pass it to him without being noticed. My drill sergeant noticed it instantly, and he was like, "Hey, what the fuck do you think you're doing, Private? Only you can taste the rainbow." Like, and I was like, "Holy shit, that is hilarious." And the problem is that if you laugh, you're gonna get fucked up. So I just had to hide it, so like, like,
Oh, fuck, I would have just
Oh,
taken the reprimanding, man. I'd fucking
yeah.
die.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would
and,
have
like,
broken character.
yeah, like it was funny. Like, he didn't think about it. It just like the moment he saw it, he just started walking fast as fuck, going like, "What are you doing?" And like he just like it's just like he had it saved, and he was just waiting for someone to do it, and he just fucking went off on him.
Yeah, dude, I would have
Um,
fucking.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
man.
he would
That's a
say
good
shit
one.
like that on a regular basis. It was the funniest thing. Like there's this other girl who she went to sick call, and they were like one of those, like, the masks that we wear when we're outside now. She's wearing one, And he looked at it and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, Sub-Zero? Back of the line."
Oh,
Like, 'cause, like, I
shit.
guess you look like Sub-Zero with the mask. I was like, dude, where are you pulling these out of? Like, it's fucking great.
Oh
Like,
my god.
yeah, dude, it was fucking great. So,
Oh,
that's why
like,
I love what you would say, and it was great.
wait, how
He's
long
not
did these
say the
take to
darndest thing.
prepare? Do you
What?
guys know? Like this one
Oh.
specifically?
I mean, wait, what is it?
The-
It'll
Chili
take like
mac?
maybe like 2 minutes at the most. It doesn't take very long.
Oh,
It's
if
the
you're trying to
chili
heat
and
it up,
macaroni.
if you're trying
Yeah,
to
like
heat
if
it
you
up,
heat it up, it'll take like 2-3 minutes at the most.
Because I think I might just get it started. I have it ready for the hour mark.
I mean, if you want, sure.
I'm
I mean,
kind of scared.
I'm gonna just eat this cold because this
What
is
is
my
that?
favorite. I'm not sure if you can
Oh,
see it.
you got the beef patty? You like
Yeah,
that?
this is
Bro,
the good
you're
stuff right here.
gross. You're
No,
gross.
what's also good about this one is that this
Is that
one
it has
has
really good
candy
snacks.
inside.
Yeah,
has the
so it's got
candy
really.
inside.
The shittier the MRE, the better the snacks.
Hey, get out of here! This is freaking excellent cuisine right
No,
here.
it's not.
Creamy spinach,
Bro, is that-
spinach fettuccine.
I don't like that
Bro.
one.
Oh,
I'm
what
sorry.
the fuck? Guys,
You're just like, damn it.
don't they have McDonald's around there?
No.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd take the McDonald's
They
over this.
they
Honestly.
know nutrition facts. What the fuck?
No, dude, when you rip it open, they will have nutrition
Oh yeah,
facts.
it
And
has
trust
it in
me,
there.
you're not gonna want to read it. It's really bad for you. Like, there's so many preservatives in this stuff. Like, it is bad.
I'm not excited.
You're the one who wanted to do this.
Yeah, but I'm still not excited, motherfucker.
So, like, here's the thing. Also, what's different is that I mean, I'm not sure if Edgar remembers, but we were only given like 10 minutes to eat this stuff.
Yeah.
So you would sit
10
down and they'd be like, eat, and then
10
they'd have a timer and they'd be like, 1 minute. Start wrapping it up. No food in your
Yep.
mouth. If you walk up here and you have food in your
Yep.
mouth, you're gonna be. They'd make you spit it out. Like they'd make you literally just like, like.
Yeah, 10 minutes, no joke.
Yeah.
Like, you think
They
he's
would,
exaggerating?
they would
No,
legitimately
10
time you.
minutes.
We're opening it up now. The bag.
Oh, because this one's gonna take a minute to
Okay.
prepare, so I
So
just
for
wanted
his,
to get
like,
it ready.
so I don't think the creamy spinach fettuccine comes with a heater bag. If it does,
Mm.
open it up and show us, so that way we can explain it to you. But if it doesn't, then you're fine. You just eat that shit cold.
Yes, like, so when you pull it out, like, it all comes like this. Like, that's how it
Yeah.
looks like. Oh,
How
originally
do you,
it came in
how do
this
you open
wrapper.
this thing?
Came in this wrapper, and then you
Be a
just take it
man.
out. You be a man.
Is it a tear?
You can use your chest.
Use
Yeah,
one sharp boy.
There from the top, or if you have like a card, they would tell you to just rip open the top. It's like it's easy once you figure out how to do it.
So yeah, you just gotta like, just
pull
grab
on
it by
it
like
and then
both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at the
Yeah.
middle. 'Cause it has
Oh my
a,
God,
it
in
has
the
a weak,
middle.
has a weak point.
Oh, okay, I
The
see.
middle. It has a weak point in the middle.
Yeah,
or
I got
just
it.
get a knife. That works too.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the gum?
Yeah, it's the gum.
Yeah, that's the gum. Yep. That's the
Is
gum
it-
they gave you.
Is there a heat
Oh,
pack in
shit.
here?
Turn it around. No, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, like that's what.
I have crackers.
So is this the heat pack?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
So if you look at the bottom, it says "Do not overfill," where those two giant
Oh.
bold lines are. Do not go past that.
All right, let's not fuck this up.
This.
You got a spoon?
See, I'm gonna be
it.
lazy. I'm just gonna use my my knife to
See,
open
like
it up.
right there.
Be a
Right
man.
there.
Be a man. I'm gonna use my knife. Okay. Fuck you.
Hey man, I already went
Hey,
through
I
all
got Gatorade.
Hey. Oh, fruit
What?
punch. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, it's like an unboxing video. Look what did I get? What did I get?
It's like let's open up.
Crushed
And look-
pepper.
Creamy
I-
spinach fettuccine.
I grabbed a random one. I got the tuna.
Got the tuna. Well, I got the M&Ms right here.
Oh
boy.
boy,
Coffee rolls.
See, what did I
Oh.
tell you?
I got crackers.
Bro, those toffee rolls. I think they're the what are those old candies called?
Tootsie rolls.
They're like the one, huh?
Tootsie rolls.
Yeah,
Like-
I think they're Tootsie Rolls. I think that's just a bag of Tootsie Rolls.
Got this mysterious gray bag. Very ominous.
No, it tells you on it. It tells you on
This
it.
is a
It has the
creamy
lettering on it.
spinach fettuccine.
Yeah, that's your main course.
I need a plate.
Applesauce. The fuck?
Wait, what?
I can't see it.
I can't
Sorry,
read that.
It says applesauce cake TFF, so I just put that as the fuck.
That's a lot of sodium.
Yeah, I told you.
Hey,
Because this is meant to sustain you
Apake.
throughout the day. It's supposed to sustain you through hard work. So they
Yeah.
chock full of it with like a whole bunch of like things
So-
like you'll probably need.
This pouch doesn't have anything on it.
Oh, is that a freaking cappuccino?
No, I don't think so. It could.
There's
It
nothing
says
on it.
nothing on it at all.
Oh, okay. Sorry, no, that
Oh
was
yeah, so
very.
there's
It says
yeah, that
chili
one has
macaroni.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's your main course.
Okay.
but the one
I
that
Is
that's
this a
energy
snack?
bar. That's actually pretty good.
Oh, wait,
That's
what
pretty good.
flavor was it? Let me see.
apple
cinnamon.
cinnamon.
That's probably one
yeah,
of the better ones. That's
yeah.
probably one of
This
the
was
better
my
ones.
snack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Right
You are a snack.
I got look at it. I got the corn nuggets, Edgar. Like these things are so fucking stale. Like
Hot sauce.
Well, now you're gonna enjoy them.
I don't
Um,
want to.
I have chocolate protein drink.
Chocolate pro. No, that's what that hour. Yeah.
Is
That's
there
what that
water
other
in
drink-
here? Or do I have to add
you
the
have to
water?
bring your-
It's powder.
You have
You have to
you have
add
to
the
bring
water
your own
yourself.
water.
Oh, I gotta get a
Yeah.
cup and water. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Hey,
brown
Edgar, I've never
sponge.
gotten the mayonnaise before. Is the mayonnaise any good?
No. I mean, I got mustard. I haven't tried it. I mean, I've never tried any of these condiments. Like I
I
just
need-
like-
needed that.
Oh, and I also got
What
the
is-
spice pound cake. So
Oh, the pound cake. I mean,
yeah.
that one's pretty good. I mean, that one.
Hey man, all this shit is so dry, so you better have like a good container of water nearby. I'm just telling you that right now.
What the
Like,
fuck
I'm
is
gonna go get my
this?
hydro flask.
that's
That's
a
a
heat
heat.
pack.
That's the
What the
heater.
hell?
Oh no.
You gotta do it too.
Ah.
Fire hazard.
Oh yeah.
All right,
My
so
order.
Kevin, so what you got to do is if you look, it'll have two really bold lines where it says "Do not overfill." Do not overfill past that point. You're gonna want to lay it on something, so that way like the steam comes out. That's how I would do it. But I mean, you can always just lay it down if you want to. Also,
I don't put in the, I don't put in the microwave.
No, what the fuck?
No,
No,
you don't.
you do
Don't put it
not
in the
know.
microwave. Like how we just snapped that. It's like no.
But can I
no,
can I
not
just microwave whatever it is that I need a microwave instead?
Are you supposed to
think it'd
tear
be-
along
I
the
think it'd
top?
be easier if you did the heat pack personally. Because like,
Easier.
I don't know if you can microwave the package that it comes in. I don't know, and I don't want to risk. I don't want to be like, let's find out.
Yeah.
If Kevin's camera goes offline, it probably blew up. So I'd
Like,
rather
that'd
not
be
risk
good.
it.
Wait, no. Can I just
So-
like take this substance out, put it in a bowl, and then?
The whole experience is eating it in the package, though.
Come on, Kevin. Burn your house down.
I mean,
Yeah. No, thank you. Oh look.
you gotta
Gum.
experience the soldier way. Yeah, that's the gum we were talking about.
Gum and a
Yeah.
bunch of other sugar, salt, and everything nice.
Yeah, like
So
you
this
got
pack stays in
got,
here.
like matches.
Yeah.
Right here.
The matches would come with it because there were supposed to be cigarettes in these MREs in the past.
This cracker is sealed tight.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah,
very
look at that
tight.
cracker.
There's no air in here.
That's the whole point. It's a preservative, bro. Do you know how much these? So every
Need-
single MRE
need-
costs about $17 and I think 49 cents to make.
That's
Bro.
very specific.
Just go to fucking Home Depot
You just gotta Home
and
Depot.
eat a
Do
piece of
what?
wood. I don't
Get some
know.
plywood.
Eat a pie.
Eat some wood. It would
Yeah.
give you the same amount of fiber.
Go to McDonald's. Boom, easier, cheaper. Even at this point, you can go to fucking Famous Dave's
Number
and eat
one thing
healthier.
also, whenever you were at basic or when you're with, or at least when I'm with my unit, the number one condiment that is always used is hot sauce.
I got it right here.
Yeah, a lot of people like hot sauce.
Hot
I
sauce
know,
became
but-
like
I got the
number
peanut
one
butter
thing.
shot.
Hello.
Hey, there it is.
Oh my god. Buenos
You're
dias. Hello,
right at
Kevin's
the-
mom.
to your story.
Hey, I'm not seeing
Hello?
that in my thing. I'm not seeing that comment
What story?
Hi, Sunday.
below. Oh yeah,
gonna-
Oh, you
peanut
have the oatmeal
butter.
cookie? You lucky.
Oatmeal
Bitch.
cookie. See, this is the good one. You're out here.
So-
You're out here denying the jalapeno patty.
I hate the jalapeno patty, bro. It just looks so gross.
This is disgusting.
I mean, I really like it.
I gotta-
Things are like
All right.
you guys trying it out. What do you guys?
Yes, I'm trying to read right now.
Yeah.
So, Julio, that clear one is for your drink. You
Yeah.
pour the powder in there, and then you put the water in it. You seal it up, and then you shake it so that way you can drink it.
I don't have a clear one.
The audience, you'd fill it
Well,
up
it's
to
because you
here.
might not have, you might have gotten one that you just poured in there itself. That's why, Kevin.
Oh, so if it was
Oh.
the heated one, you would
Like
throw
that
it
one,
into
yeah.
the heated
Yeah.
pouch
You
too?
just pour the water in that, essentially.
I'll make a mess. This is not
Essentially,
ideal.
essentially, you could also make coffee with this as well. Like you just put water in here, and then you combine it with, there's the, and you combine it with the heater, then you can make yourself some coffee. But I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever seen anyone do it actually.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody do it because they wouldn't let us drink it actually at Basic. They wouldn't let us get the coffee ones. They tell you to throw them out.
Oh yeah, I
I
mean
don't
basic for
even see
sure,
a
but
coffee.
Not everybody gets the coffee.
They just give
it's
you the pouch anyways?
Check your gum. The gum
It's-
sometimes comes with coffee stuff.
it's if
It's like
you want to find
non-dairy creamer and stuff, iodized salt and all that. It comes.
yeah,
Sometimes you get coffee in that.
yeah, the
Nice.
Sometimes.
coffee's in here if you have it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, where's my nif? There's so
Uh,
much.
I need eat one of these heat
Just-
packs. Just straight up.
Oh, wait, is
Nice.
this?
That shit gets really
Oh yeah,
hot. I'm just letting you know that
here we
right
go.
now.
You see,
Yeah,
I'll be
see,
right there.
coffee instant type 2. I've never
Coffee right
tried
there.
it. I've never tried the coffee. Have you, Edgar?
I've tried it. Like I've had to just lying around. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just try
Have
it.
you?
Like,
How is
oh,
it?
it doesn't hurt. You know what? It's not too bad. I mean, it's just your generic like coffee. Honestly, it's not the worst
It's
coffee
not
I've had.
Folgers.
It's not full. It's not your it's not your mother's make, or it ain't your Dunkin' Donuts, but
What is this?
it gets
Oh,
you through.
just a napkin. Okay,
Right here's
okay,
your
okay.
creamer. Get your
I
creamer
got
right there.
matches for my
Yes, look,
cigarette.
I got my little Tabasco sauce ready for my meal of the day.
Creamer,
Could use some mayonnaise with this though.
coffee, and gum. Okay, yeah, here's the
Get
coffee.
the mayonnaise out of here.
I'm gonna throw all of this into the coffee pouch, so if I ever do this later, go ahead and check it out.
I love how if you look at the tuna pack, it's all like camo, like so it's like you can eat it and still be stealthy. It's so stupid.
Stupid. Stupid.
Look, I'm telling you, look at it. It's got the camo on it. Like,
Hey, what do you mean? I just see tuna creation. What are you holding
shut
up?
up. Shut up.
So
Hey, I'll be honest, that camo works. It really
I
does
have to
work.
go prepare this in the kitchen, unfortunately.
I'm gonna do it. Just get some water and do it in here and throw it off to the side.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
not doing
just-
that. If something catches on fire.
It won't.
I'll just eat it right here. Friggin'.
I'll eat it cold.
I'm-
Fuck it.
I'm
Fettuccine.
no stranger.
I think there's egg in here too, so salmonella.
So this pouch
I mean-
gets thrown into the heater, correct? The one
what
that's
is that?
labeled the course, right?
Yeah.
The chili and
Yes.
macaroni.
So
Yeah, you
typically, should he put the cardboard around it first? Do you think, or do you think he shouldn't?
How I do it is like I
Because
put
like that's how some people do it. So that way you can grab it without it, like burning your hands because it gets hot.
So this, and this, like
Like
that.
a hot pocket.
Yeah. Yeah,
cardboard's-
exactly.
yeah, it's those, but like the cardboard's on the outside. But yeah, how I do it, at least me, like I get your entree, get your pouch, and then you put it inside. Like this. It's a little tough because they make it like just
It's
exact
very
shape.
tight. It's very tight.
It's exact shape
It doesn't activate when you put water in until you put water in, right?
Yeah.
until you put water in. Yeah. Freak.
Okay.
And then what I do is that I have the entree elevated away from where the line is,
Oh.
right here. So when you put in the water, the entree isn't like displacing the water, so you can actually tell how much like
Oh,
you're not
Oh,
like
okay, I get
overfilling
you, I
it
get
with the displacement. Then you get your water, and then you fill it up to between the line. Then once you do that, you have to cause like this is the reason why I have the cardboard last, cause then like when you fill up the water, you didn't have to bend this top away from the water and have it leveled, and then kind of like massage the water into the heater. And then once it starts activating, you'll know when it starts activating. Obviously, with feeling the heat, but it also starts blowing up due to like all the chemical reaction that's happening. It
You'll
creates
hear
like
it.
this
It'll
fume.
start bubbling.
Yeah, Also with the
You think
fume,
it'll melt plastic?
No.
Chaotic?
no,
Okay.
it won't
Okay, cool.
melt plastic. It does get really hot though. It won't melt It won't melt
No,
plastic.
it won't do anything like that. No.
Yeah, for sure.
Be
Yeah,
crazy.
then feel more comfortable about it.
Freaking weaponized heaters, food heaters.
So you're saying fill it with the water to the line, and then I should turn it so the pouch of the heater is towards the bottom.
Yeah,
Or- okay.
yeah. With the heater at the bottom, and then your entree like on top of the heater.
And then you
And then
massage
like
on top.
yeah, and then you massage it so it like, gets right in there, and then like it'll start activating. Also, thing to keep in mind is that it starts creating those fumes. Starts creating fumes. Do this in a like well ventilated area because like it actually it's kind of bad
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
It won't
Oh,
kill
shit.
you, but
I-
if you give it time, it might.
It'll make you cough at the most.
But yeah, like
okay,
definitely
I
like
was
have
shy
like an
on
open
that.
window. Like
I'm
don't
already
do this
eating.
like. But oh, did you already put water inside?
No, mine's the tuna.
No,
It comes
Julio.
ready. I just put some
Oh,
tobacco
okay.
on it. That's it.
Okay, I was wondering if anyone was actually like heating this up. But
Oh, mine
No,
doesn't
so
come with a heater. 'Cause
So
it's tuna.
you
so.
keep it up top right in this first half, and you fill the water up.
yeah, you fill it up, and once it starts like
Oh,
heating up, then
you
like
barely fill it up, right? You barely add any water.
yeah,
Yeah,
you barely
barely,
you
Oh,
barely.
I'm thinking like I have to add up water all the way until
No.
here.
No, bro, no, no.
I
If you
was
do that,
like,
you'll end up drowning it. Like there will be too much water. Like it won't
Yeah.
activate.
Literally, where those two bold lines are, it says "Do not overfill. Do not go past those lines."
Yeah.
oh, I'll stop before the first line.
Yeah,
And if you do it,
that's
it's
perfect.
no big deal. It's like you can just like
Just make a
pull it
mess,
out.
basically.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like.
Essentially. No, but yeah, like once it starts like going, like then you get your where's mine?
Where'd you go,
Did you
Julio?
get
Did you go warn your family that you're gonna burn the house down, or what?
A little bit.
It's like I'm about to do
But
something.
like, guys, come and check on me in 20 minutes. Because the stream might go off, and I might be unconscious on the floor.
So what was the cardboard for again?
It's your
Put it
sleeve.
around it so you can grab it.
Oh,
Yeah.
once it's done.
On the outside or the inside?
Put it on the outside.
Okay, because it doesn't
Like-
fit in the inside.
It's to like protect you from like it's so you can grab it. Like once it starts getting
So you
hot,
can grab the
This
heater bag
cardboard
itself.
opens.
it looks it's like
It
comes
looks
in
like the
flat.
hot pocket thing, essentially.
Open sesame.
And you open it up. And you
Yeah,
just put
yeah,
it.
And then you tuck this in with the
I
cardboard,
just want
right?
you all to know that
Yeah,
if
like
you
what-
guys had taken this long in the army, you wouldn't like. We already passed the 10-minute mark.
Dude,
We would
Hey,
be
fuck
eating.
it. I'll
Okay.
starve. I'll fucking starve.
Trust
Yeah.
me, once you're out there, anything will taste good. Like anything.
Anything fucking tastes good, dude. I went over there and I was a picky eater. I came back and asked my wife. I was less of a picky. I would eat anything.
Yeah, you're just like just freaking
Yeah.
give me
That
whatever.
booty.
Dude, look at this. Look at this. They come with tortillas too.
I got a few comments for that one. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go set this up.
All right, sounds good.
I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
eat this
essentially
tortilla.
that's how you get it going.
Oh my god, I'm on fire!
Shit.
The tortilla tastes
So,
like
water,
shit.
fold, and lay.
Yeah, like you put the fold in here. Like you like tuck it in
Roger,
here.
roger.
Lay
And you
down,
just kinda
lay
have it
down
like that.
flat.
No, like you kind of prop it a little bit.
I got a
Like, there-
pan for
like,
that.
There's something like that you could prop it on.
I
Like
got a
you just
shot
like prop
glass.
it.
Enough.
Yeah, that works. If it
Perfect.
props it good, then
I gotta put it. I'm gonna
It's
put it in a pan.
I just hope the fumes aren't too strong.
No,
I'm
they're
doing
not.
it right next to an
You're
open
fine.
window.
No, you're good.
All right.
I took one to a friend's house and he did it and he was like, and like all the windows were closed and everything. We're all still alive, so you're gonna be fine.
I'm just gonna see the
I have to
fucking-
massage it though, right? But
you
just
gotta
butt a
like
little
get,
bit.
like the water to get the heater like
Get
to
in, like,
absorb the
outside.
water. So you kind of
If you put it in a pan, Kevin, bring it back so we can see it.
Yeah, audience wants to see you with the pan.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. I feel like I'm gonna spill this paying attention to that.
Oh, okay, I overfilled it.
Oh, I want to see this.
Motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I overfilled it.
Kevin,
Oh,
bring it
I'm a
over
little
here.
on
Come
the
on.
high end. I'm a little on the high end. I'm in danger.
Yeah, if it's
Uh.
too high, you can always pour it out.
Fuck
Yeah.
that. We're committed.
I overfilled it.
Got
Where you going? Come back.
I'm massaging it
I'm massaging it too.
through the
Gotta
cardboard.
keep it
Oh
I
wait,
forgot to
to
talk
the
loud.
cardboard.
Is this what it's
Massage.
like?
it's
Is
happening.
this what we all look like the first time?
Yeah, that's how it looks like the first time
It was
around.
like a science experiment. Fuck off.
I never used the heater until I got back from AIT. I
Yeah.
ate everything they gave me, even with a heater. I would eat it cold.
Well, for me, it was because like I didn't want to use the heater because it took too much of your time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It took way too much time. So I was like, dude, fuck this. Let me just eat. So,
Oh what?
How do you know it's working?
Oh, it's hot.
yeah,
Okay.
you'll know.
yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, that's how you know. For Kevin, it's working. He's over here screaming.
Oh, there
it's
we go.
hot.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. It just started.
Thanks.
Something's happening.
So
Like, ah, my
usually the
fingers.
heater bag itself should start to inflate, and then you'll see the like the smoke come out of it.
I'm gonna leave it in the kitchen
Yeah, it's
unsupervised.
bubbling a little bit.
Yeah, so it'll start to bubble, and then you'll see the smoke start to come up in a second.
All right, well that's happening.
I folded it so the smoke won't escape.
It should escape.
Oh, I can smell it already. Ooh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's the fumes.
How long does
You
it
gotta
take?
watch out for. 6 minutes.
Hmm.
How the fuck you have to eat this in 4?
Yeah, that's why I didn't use it. I didn't use it in basic.
Well, you could have told me that to begin with. You didn't use it.
Well, we're not in basic.
Yeah, so you guys could like freestyle it.
Yeah, freestyle it cold.
I'm gonna do the fruit punch beverage powder.
I'm gonna give it to my dogs.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I really wouldn't.
they'll never want to eat something from me again.
Pretty much.
They'll just hate you. They'll just
Well,
be
that
like,
does smell like Gatorade.
this is worse than dog food. Honestly,
Y'all want to just pour yourself a nice bowl of dog food?
honestly, it's not too bad. I mean, I already said this is my favorite, so
Oh,
I mean, I'm not actually eating dog food. So,
smoking.
Yeah, show it. Look, show the
Yeah.
smoke.
yeah, show the smoke.
Yeah,
oh,
see, that's
yeah,
what-
oh, there we go.
It's not. I told you.
Yeah,
dude,
well,
it's
it
not.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I grabbed it from under, but that's animal abuse.
Oh no. Boy, you got barely a plate on that bitch.
So is this your first time ever eating an MRE for both of you?
Yeah, bro. I didn't even know these existed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can always have these around for
Wow.
like emergencies too. Like,
Oh,
like you're
now
not
that I
able to get
used it.
food.
Can you buy MREs
Oh.
like somewhere locally?
I think you can.
You go to surplus stores, they
Yeah,
have them
surplus.
there.
Plus stores, they have them.
Oh, when I went to go pick this up, you said it was illegal, wasn't it? Or
No,
something like
some of them will say it's
It's-
not for resale, but like at a surplus store, they are allowed to. So
that?
Yeah.
But you yourself.
what?
We didn't get these from you.
Well, I'm not selling them. I'm
Yeah,
giving
I,
them to you.
what do you mean? I paid you 20 bucks.
No.
You didn't get my Venmo?
All these guys are throwing you under the
Speaking of
bus. Gonna be hearing a knock on the door any minute now.
Okay.
Get them, boys. Get them, boys. This was a sting operation.
Sting.
Oh,
This Gatorade
just
don't look so
just
Gatorade
return me
anymore.
my 50 bucks I gave you through Venmo. It must have been misunderstanding. You too, Edgar. What the fuck you laughing about?
Hey, I wasn't involved.
Oh,
Hey, you saw me going to get this MRE.
Bro,
I
wait,
had
wait,
no idea you guys
Edgar.
were doing
I
this.
just want you to show what the hell you're eating. Look at that thing.
Oh yeah,
Look
so
at that thing. This shit looks like it was
Delicious.
cockroaches
Hold on,
grinded
let
up
me-
into a
let
block.
me-
Look at
this
it.
is,
let me see
this
it.
is the
I got.
grilled jalapeno pepper, pepper jack.
Oh, you got the
with the
cobbler?
beef.
I'm sorry. I like the cobbler though.
This is
Look
what
at
it
that.
looks
Look at
like.
that thing. It looks like it
Hey,
looks like a fucking like dog food grounded up and put into a stick. Look at it.
Presenting this.
I
I'm
got
just
the
saying, bro,
cheese
I always
spread
thought
with
that-
jalapeno.
Kevin, try the crackers.
Even try the crackers. Oh
Try 'em.
fuck! Ah! I squeezed. Ah, Jesus
Squeeze that shit
Christ!
as fuck.
It looked like look. Looked like I shit myself.
You're stunning.
Looked like I shit myself. If you click on the on me in the camera, you'll be like, oh, what the fuck is
Oh my
going
God.
on here? Oh, Jesus
Oh, you're
Christ!
sending- You're sending me here.
Oh no, my house is on fire now. fucking idiot.
That's how everyone.
I'm the worst person for this. I'm a very clumsy eater.
Did you just taste
He
the
has
crackers,
napkins.
Julio? What does it taste like?
I'm waiting for the flavor.
You'll never get it.
He was
You'll
like,
never get it.
wait forever. Yo,
Yeah,
never
you're gonna be
arrive.
waiting a long time.
Why do you think they include like the peanut butter and all that extra like side stuff?
Oh, I got peanut butter all over me right now.
What the dog doing?
Oh my god.
Oh, I got cheese spread with bacon.
Teriyaki stick.
I'll be
Hey, that
changing.
teriyaki stick's
Oh,
actually pretty good.
hey,
I
nice.
actually fucking.
I'm
like,
gonna
people
save
would-
this.
Here's the thing. So people would actually like you would get stuff, and they would like secretly whenever the drill sergeants weren't around, they'd be like, "Hey man, I'll trade you this for that." You know, like it was like people would do ridiculous things for stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew of someone in my basic. He paid $100 for a bag of Skittles.
This was for a high
Like-
price.
Fuck
Yeah,
you.
dude. No, I'm dead serious. Candy and stuff like that goes for an insane. Like people will like, what they'll do whatever. Like they'll trade you toilet rolls, like toilet paper rolls, for stuff like that.
Hey, this isn't bad. The applesauce cake,
Yeah,
Yeah, there's certain things that aren't bad. There are certain
Yeah.
things that aren't that bad.
yeah, pretty good actually. Really like it.
Yeah, and like speaking of that, like they become contraband too. Like you can't bring it back to the barracks.
Yeah,
Like
you have
back
to
to
eat
your
it there.
bag.
You cannot bring it with you.
Yeah, if you get caught, like everyone gets in trouble. Everyone.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember once. We all got
Did you,
smoked.
did you ever get evicted, Edgar?
Actually, I think once. Uh, like they like pulled like everyone out to like search everything. Like they checked the tiling on the roof. They checked everyone's lockers. Oh yeah. Oh wait, that's another story. Uh, I'll say that later. But yeah, they checked everything, and then eventually they found own
Told you.
stash. Yeah, Tootsie Roll. Yep.
Toffee roll. It's just a bag of Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah.
Told you.
Ooh, someone gave us a like.
Thank you, thank you.
Nice. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Fucking
This is
Hector,
up-
you fucking called that shit out. That was hella funny to me for whatever reason.
Ah.
Okay, cool.
I'm just gonna
Sam
keep
already
that seal.
streamed. MRE podcast. No.
Oh my god, this is. I am a disaster. I need some supervision for this shit.
I need an adult.
We need an adult that adults more
I
The
know,
oldest
right?
one here.
responsibility.
I'm a super messy person, so when it comes to
Thank you for the like. I don't see notifications, so I can't.
I heard
Thank
that
you.
like too. Woohoo!
Ooh, what the fuck? That shit's so hot as fuck.
Oh, I think it was Marco.
Yeah.
Marco, where you at, baby girl?
Marco liked it in the beginning when we started,
Oh, fucking bitch.
before
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
here. Oh my god, it smells like burnt
Bubble
plastic.
gum, energy bar, hot sauce, a little bit of.
I'm looking to make sure the plate isn't fucking broken or something.
Yeah, that's
You're
what I'm thinking.
fine.
happened.
You're fine.
Dude, it smells dank.
Yeah, that's also why I never used it. I never wanted to smell like that.
So how the fuck do you take the hot ass pouch out now? I'm kind of scared to go in there.
Just
Carefully.
reach in.
Carefully. That's how you do
You
it.
just reach in and grab it. Honestly, that's like,
What?
like,
He says
yeah.
carefully. You say reach in and grab it.
yeah, carefully
We-
reach in
we
and
all
grab
have
it.
different ways of doing it. one's with caution, and the others with caution thrown to the wind.
Crackers, not to be confused with
everything out.
other stuff. I guess.
You're right. Also, careful with the
Hey.
crackers.
Fucking Ken, chupapi.
Does it like
Careful with the crackers. What do you
burst a
mean?
lot?
Huh?
Is it messy?
What, the crackers?
Cracker, it just
Yeah.
breaks really easily.
Sometimes
yeah.
when you get them, they're already like broken, so you just gotta
Yeah.
be careful with
Oh,
that.
thanks, Teresa, for the
But-
stars.
Yeah,
What?
mine's those are already smashed up. and
Yeah,
everything.
they're already smashed.
Yeah.
They're typically always already
Oh, I'll
smashed.
smash.
You're lucky if you get some that aren't already like
Yeah, just leave
grinded
that
to
in there.
dust.
Oh, mine are definitely not grinded to dust. The way they're steel packed, absolutely not grinded. Maybe I lied.
All right. So while me and Kevin are getting situated, I kind of want to move on to the next question, so it's not just this
Oh,
whole
yeah.
fuck fest of burning myself.
Okay.
So the next question we had, it kind of deals with like basic training more in specific, but anything in particular that you guys
Ken says
beyond
he
the
loves
training itself?
MREs. By the way, he sent 2 instructions. Look at that. Look at that.
I love MRs.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Ooh.
nice. That's rare.
I'll give you a bag of Skittles for that.
Oh, you gotta do it. I'll give you a kiss for yours.
What?
Damn.
What?
Better be dragging that. Better be
Mm.
driving up that price of those
You know
Skittles
what?
more.
Peanut butter's gonna go
Way
good with
more than
this.
they're worth more than freaking
So
crackers.
Kevin, what do you think of the crackers?
Amazing. Love them. Are we talking about these?
Okay.
These?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, they're
so
good. They're good.
So
in
what were you
during your
asking?
guys' training,
Uh-huh.
is there anything you guys learned new about yourself that you may have found out while you're experiencing training?
Oh my god. I mean, honestly, yeah. I'd have to say cause for me, like when I was there, like it was kind of like it's so odd because like the things they put you through, like you would never have thought you'd be able to like do what they make you do. Like like you really like learn how to like like everyone always says like, oh, you gotta like persevere, like you gotta really like push forward, you gotta like never give up. Like everyone like really likes to say it, but like it's one thing to like say it, but it's like it's another to actually like be in this like state of like being like vulnerable and like always being like beat down, like always like doing like difficult stuff while you're in basic. And then you really learn the definition of like perseverance. Like if you make it through, you don't give up. Like you just like grit your teeth and like uh Hector, I don't know if you heard this phrase, but brace the suck.
Welcome to the
Yeah, you
stock.
heard it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say brace the suck.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. Like really like learn to just like I'm here. Like there's nowhere else I could go. I can't escape. Might as well like push through. I've already been through some terrible stuff. There's nothing else but to just like grit my teeth and push forward. And
Yeah.
then that's something I learned while like in it. Like I just like really learned how to be like physically and mentally like fortified in like the most difficult time. Because while you're there, like you get really really frustrated. You get
Oh
annoyed
hell
at
yeah. Yeah, you
everyone
do.
that's there. You even like get punished for things that you don't even understand. Like like someone might mess up. Like someone might mess up. Like let's say like friggin' friggin' a like a whole bunch like a mile away, and you'll get in trouble for it. And you're just like, what did I do? Like I have
Yeah.
no idea what happened. It's smoked, and then you're just told to move on.
Yeah.
So
You're
putting
told to
up
just
with
like
that,
don't linger. Just push it
yeah,
aside.
it's just like all right, go. You just kind of get stuck with this frustration. But the thing that
Yeah.
you learn is that you just embrace it. You learn from it, and then you just do that for like 9 weeks. Do that for
Yeah.
9 weeks, like through like all these different like crazy like exercises and training.
Yeah.
So eventually, you just get just like just you just put up with it,
Yeah.
and that's something I learned about myself. I'm just like, wow, can't believe I did something this crazy. I made it. And that was my experience.
Do people
I don't
like
know if
not
Hector
make
wants to.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah. There are people who don't. They're called holdovers.
What now?
A holdover.
holdovers.
How's that?
Like,
So I'll explain that right now once I answer the question also. For me, I think that like when I was over there, something I learned about myself was that I have a really high tolerance for pain, or you just have to like be able to just push through it. Because for me, I don't know if Edgar remembers this, but I hated the ruck marches. The ruck marches were
oh,
like the fucking worst thing ever.
oh,
So pretty much a ruck march, in case you don't know what it is you get like a ruck is what it's called. It's like a giant ass backpack essentially, and you are given like 50 pounds of gear to
yeah,
stow in it. You have to walk like 5 miles,
yeah,
and you have to walk in formation. You have to hold the rifle while you're doing it, and
yep,
like you just keep going. You don't stop. There's no stopping unless there's like a 2.5 hour break or something, like where they stop like after 2.5 hours and like, all right, let's keep moving. And they only stop for like 10 minutes, and that's the most. So when I would do those, like I'd always end up with blisters on my feet and everything like that. Some of
Yep.
them would pop. I'd get blood blisters and everything. But like you understand that if you fail this, you're gonna have to restart all over again. And
Yep.
I was like, I will not let that happen. So I would just, even if I was limping, I would just walk all the way through it. And so like the first ruck march, you do like what, it's 3 miles, right? And then I think the next one after
Yeah,
that's
it's
5. Yeah.
something small.
And then the final one
Guys,
is 10 miles. The final one is a full
yeah,
10
10,
miles.
10
And
miles.
for me, it was -1 degrees when I was doing it. They tell you though,
Ah,
here's the thing. Do not wear a lot of clothing when you're doing it because you're going to be sweating, you're going to be hot. Like pretty much your own body heat is going to be enough to warm you up while you're doing the ruck march. Cuz if people would wear like their winter gear and everything underneath their clothes, trust me, you would chafe, you would get like you'd like bleed and everything. It was bad. It was really bad. So, I remember doing that, and my whole big toe was like a blood blister. I had like no skin left on my big toe, but I just kept going, because you just have to just because you have to because at that
yeah,
point
you just have to.
you're like in the home stretch of finishing basic and you do not want to get stuck and like become a
Yeah,
holdover. And because like a holdover pretty much like they hurt themselves. They've like broken a leg or broken or something like that. Like they have a medical condition and they can't complete basics. So now they're being held in that area until they can either go home or until they get better and they can try again. That's all what a holdover is. And when I was there was a holdover that had been there for 2 whole cycles, which pretty much means that they had seen
yeah,
2 different classes graduate while they've been waiting for their chance to go at it again or to get sent
yeah.
home. And I'm like, can you imagine something like
That's insane.
more like depressing essentially that you're sitting here waiting for your shot and you got these other guys that are and like all these other people essentially that are graduating going on to
Mhm.
do what they're going to do and you can just sit there and wait. That's all you can do. Like
But that's
that
like
would drive you crazy. That would
that's
drive
like
me
what?
crazy.
It's like 5, 6 months. Sounds like five,
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
Because
So that means
they
they've
are
been
waiting.
sitting there for like over a year or so that they've just been waiting to see if they can move on or not.
That's something that I've always like kept in mind too. Like a single thought that always went through my mind while I was doing like these crazy stuff. This crazy stuff in basic was, don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Don't break a leg. Don't break anything. Like don't get hurt in any way. Like just like step properly, grab things properly, and do everything that like will keep me like going. Cause
Yeah.
yeah, I did not want to like break a leg and then be no, yeah, be like held over, essentially.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
sucks.
So
But
it's
yeah,
always
no, I
something to
like
keep in mind.
stuff like that happened all the time. And then for me specifically, in my case, when I was doing the final ruck march, somebody got hypothermia, um, and they were sent off to the hospital, and they made us call our parents or our loved ones, and I had to call my wife and tell her like, hey, somebody's in the hypothermia, or like he's got hypothermia and he's fighting for his life right now in the hospital. I'm just letting you know it's not me who is in the hospital
Mm,
right now. And I think that's really where it drove it home for me was where I was like, holy shit, like this is not a joke. It's like it's real. Like you're risking a lot to be here to do what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? And that's why like less than 1% of the population of the United States tries to enlist into the military, and less than that make it through. So it's like so you really are part of like a really small group of people. Even though you see them everywhere, like it's still a very small group of people that have actually
Oh,
like gone through
oh,
it and done
oh,
it.
oh, the fumes! Holy shit!
This mother.
you alright?
Oh,
I was about to ask Julio, you plowed through that chili mac real quick.
Dude, that shit was
oh,
good. I
Yeah.
don't know what you're
oh,
talking about. I enjoyed that shit.
oh, fuck me! The
I'll suck a
fumes.
dick for an
All
MRE.
right,
Mm.
okay. I can't.
For that MRE.
Yeah,
Oh
definitely
fuck.
vouch for the ones that are good.
Yeah.
There's some bad ones.
Yeah, there's some really
Yeah.
bad ones.
I want to see Kevin. He is.
He's been gone for the longest.
I'm trying to open this thing up and chat set up. I'm hearing that. I'm listening. Oh fuck. Oh, when you're a
All right.
holdover, do you start all over from the beginning, or do you just
Yeah.
start where you?
Yeah,
Oh fuck.
start from the very beginning.
Very
You
beginning.
have to do
No.
processing all over again too.
No, not
It's
processing.
not the processing.
Basic
Just
training.
No, but like
basic training all
I'll
over.
even be 100% honest. I almost like I didn't want to be a holdover so badly. I legitimately almost died like during AIT because I did not want to become a holdover. Because
Explain.
I was like I started having an issue, a health issue, where like I was having like I was constipated, and then whenever I would go to the bathroom and like handle my business, like there'd be blood like in my stool and everything. So it was really bad.
Oh damn.
And this started happening at the beginning of AIT, but I didn't tell a soul until I got to the very end. I completed all of my tests to actually become an 88 mic, which is what I am. Afterwards, I went to the hospital and I told them, and they took an X-ray of my stomach, and they were like, "Dude, your stomach lining was so fucked up, it could have burst, and you would have literally died, like full of shit." So like, they're like, "You could have died from this," and I was like, "Hey, I passed. Fuck it." So like, that's how much like
This
I
is your
did not
stomach.
want to be a holdover.
This is your
Oh,
stomach, sir. It's bursting.
oh Jesus.
Oh, oh God, bro.
Shit. Hey,
You
Kevin,
should-
I gave you the choice. To be fair,
You didn't
I
give me a
gave you-
fucking choice. You're like, hey, pick A or B. You don't know which one's which. That's not a fucking choice.
Bitch, I didn't
You
know
should've
that.
Should have just ate it straight from the packet.
I
You-
told you to.
You told me one of them isn't a heat pack, and both of them were. You fucking liar. Even if you gave me a
Oh,
choice,
this
you
isn't that
deceived
good.
me completely.
I was looking forward to this, and this is actually
didn't
like
like
the
it?
nastiest part.
Tricked, lied to.
This shit
My
smells
pretty
pussy
good.
getting
bad.
I
bamboozled.
don't know what you're talking about. Those things are pretty good.
This
It
podcast
tastes
is
like motor
everything.
oil.
Love, betrayal, deception.
Lies.
When you have, look, hey Julio,
Deception.
when you haven't eaten anything all day,
I'll eat the
and
fucking
you've been
chili
running
back.
around, you've been doing maneuvers, you've been doing all this other stuff, anything tastes like gold to you.
Yeah.
I am dead serious. Like, when I left in November and I was there for like 2 months, and they let me go home for holiday block leave. It was like just for like a few days. I came home and my wife would be like, "Oh, you want to go out to eat?" I'd be like, I would be up at like 6 in the morning. I'd be like, I'm starving, and we went out. I ate 2 whole bowls of panda, like those like the three like entrees or whatever. I ate 2 of them, and I still looked at her and I'm like, "Are you still hungry? I'll eat that." Like, I was starving, dude. Like, they always tell you join the military if you want to lose weight, bro. That's a lie. I gained weight. I gained like since I've been in for 3 years, dude. I have gained about like 30 pounds.
But I mean, you have a fast metabolism, so that benefits
Yeah,
you
I
a
know,
bit.
but I'm still saying that, like, I still gain. I was like 130 when I left. I'm like
Yeah,
right
I
now I'm
remember
like,
you skinny bitch.
yeah, I'm like one. I weighed myself. I'm like 158 right now. Like, I've gained almost
Wait.
30 pounds.
Is that muscle weight?
I would hope so.
I hope so.
Because I've been getting ready for the ACFT and everything, so I would hope that a good chunk of it is muscle weight. I would hope so.
I got jacked in basic. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, dude. I came back in the best shape of my life after that. I could run like 4 miles, no problem. Like, they'd be like, "Oh, how many push-ups can you do?" I'd be like, "I could do about over 100 easily." And they'd be like, "No, you can't." And I would just sit there and I'd pump them out. And like, I wouldn't even be like tired. I'd be like, "You want me to keep going?" Like, and they'd be like, "No, you're good." Like,
We-
I got legitimately like really like good when it came to like physical stuff like that. I
were
was
you
actually
the PT stud?
no, I wasn't. There was a guy who was a CrossFit trainer. That guy got 300 every single time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I was a PT stud in my platoon. Like I had the highest like physical
Okay.
score. Me and this
Uh-huh.
other girl, we had
Okay.
the same score. But yeah, like I was I was the PT stud
Yo,
in my platoon, and I was just
Edgar, real quick. This is a taboo conversation right here. Did you guys have a fight club in your basic?
oh.
I like this
We
part of
did.
the conversation.
We had a fucking fight club.
Hey, you're not supposed to be talking
That-
about Fight Club.
Dead ass though? Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm
shit.
dead serious. Yeah, we had one.
No,
Wagers and
not
stuff
for
like
me.
that.
No wagers. So
I don't know
pretty
about
much what
Hector.
happened is like people would, like how Edgar was saying, you get pissed at people, you get tired of them, you get sick of hearing their shit, they're bitching or complaining all day, you know? So to stop that from happening, we were supposed to be doing combatives, but
Oh,
there would be
okay.
times where combatives would be kind of like put off to the side because they were trying to train us for other stuff. So us as the recruits took it upon ourselves to go into the laundry room, turn on every single washing machine or dryer, and then we would just beat the fuck out of each other in the laundry room.
Ooh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so
Hey,
and it got a lot of people
Hey.
It actually did help. Like a lot of people like calmed down out of it. I did like 2 fights. I'll be honest. I did 2 fights in there. One of them though was with my one of my bunkmates because he would always like go into the corner and hide behind the lockers and sleep. And I would tell him like, dude, if I catch you fucking sleeping, we're gonna have a problem. Because if you get
Yeah.
caught, our whole room is gonna get in trouble, and I'm not getting in trouble for your bullshit. And he was like, you're not
Yeah.
gonna do anything about it. So he'd go and sleep in the corner. I grabbed some water and I fucking splashed it in his face. And so he stood up and he's like, we have a fucking problem now. And I'm like, dude, we've had one since you first showed up. Fight Club, like in like this week, I'm putting the shit, like I'm beating the shit out of you. And so we did the Fight Club and everything, and yeah, they had to pull me off of him. I was so pissed, dude.
Just
Like, yeah.
two M&M packs on Hector.
I put 2 packs of M&Ms on him.
The contraband. Oh
No,
no.
bro, you'd be surprised. Literally,
We
someone was
full
like,
circle.
I got someone like so like you'd have one toilet roll for yourself, right? When you went to take a dump. If you ran out, you're fucked. You had to go ask a drill sergeant. They'd make you like work for it. So like they'd be like, I got one toilet paper roll on this guy, and if you lost, dude, you're shitting with nothing. Like it was bad. Like you found a way to
Oh,
kill
dog. At
yourself.
least you can wear your underwear like 4 times, inside out, flip it around, inside out
And
again.
and no one was the wiser, like the sergeants or no one, like you came
One of
up bruised up.
eventually one of them found out. Like literally, he was telling us like they do their walk around, make sure that you're like your room is all there, you're all ready to go to bed and everything. And then he was walking up and down, and and this is exactly the way he said. He's like, all right, recruits, go to bed. He's like, also, if I find out that you guys are doing your fight club again, he was like, if I hear those washers going, I feel like I'm gonna have to go in and do some laundry of my own. I was like, oh
Oh
shit.
shit!
And then he even told us afterwards, like when we were like on our final days, he was like, anybody wants to fight me, don't worry about it. I'll give you your opportunity. Cause like but the thing is though, is that they had this thing, I forgot, what is it called, Edgar? The final day? Like one of the final days of combatives where they just let you duke it out with anybody you wanted.
Oh
I don't think
wow!
we. Oh, I don't
Yeah,
think
they
they
would
gave
literally
us
like so,
that.
like you would wear a helmet, they'd give you like that giant Q-tip, and then they would let
Oh,
you walk into the middle of this giant circle and be like, hey,
oh yeah,
fuck you,
yeah.
let's go. And then you would
Yeah, they
just
gave us
call
that.
anybody you wanted out and you would just
Yeah,
fight it out.
yeah. They
Anybody
did
you
give us
wanted.
that. I mean, they didn't call it anything.
And
They're
somebody
just
called
like,
me out, and I was like, "Oh shit! I didn't know I had a problem with you, but let's fucking go." 30 seconds in, I'm not even trying to sound like I'm really good at like the fights or whatever, but I knocked his helmet off and I broke his nose.
oh,
Oh,
Like there was snot and blood coming out of his nose and everything, and they're like, all right, it's over, it's over. And like,
it's like you
but like
win,
my
calm
thing is,
down.
I didn't know it was over because like I was just so in the moment that like I just
Yeah,
kept
you just.
fucking hitting him, and then I smacked him one more time, and then that's when I broke his
Oh,
nose.
that's when they're
So-
just like, all right, stop, stop.
Yeah, but I just kept going. Like they were like, stop, stop, stop. I was like, bah! Like I hit him one more time, and then I broke his nose. So yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They made me walk
Okay.
over with him
you're a
to the
menace.
hospital, and they were like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I broke his nose." And they were like, "Why?" I'm like, "He
All
called me
right.
out."
So that's like a
So
pretty great description. That was like a good 40-minute tangent on just basic. But
yeah,
I kind of wanted to go back a little bit beforehand that kind of came into the process of enlisting.
yeah,
Oh,
There was
okay.
like a specific question I had
okay.
regarding that moment when you enlisted. Was there like anything in your head that just like that you just thought of or something that happened that
It
moment
just
you
got
decided to
real.
enlist?
That's
Well,
what came into my head.
like
Oh,
the moment
this.
you decided to enlist, it just became real
Like,
too.
yeah, I feel like yeah, cause you see these war movies and all that stuff, and you're like, oh, I could fight all those guys off or whatever. You could do this, you could do that. You're a SEAL Team 6 badass motherfucker apparently. But the moment you join, um, you realize that one of those guys who died during that that mission or whatever, that could be you, you know? And I think that like for me that's kind of what I realized. I was like, "Oh, okay, like they literally force you to take out a life insurance policy on yourself." And so like for me, if anything happens to me, should I die like in uniform or anything, like I could get into a car accident and they'll still pay it out. But my wife will get like a pretty big lump sum off of my death, essentially, you know? And, as a teenager or whatever, you don't think about that because you're like, I'm
Invincible.
18 or I'm whatever, like I'm invincible, I'm this, I'm that. But then for me, it was like the moment they made me sign that life insurance policy, I was like, oh shit, this just got really real. Like at any moment, like when you hear all these things about like all these rumblings about, oh, we might be going to war, or like, something's going on, like you think like, am I going to be on that plane? Am I going to be heading over there? You know? And you think to yourself like, you think like at that point in time, I feel like you wondered to yourself like, was it worth it? And that's the number one thing that like that always freaks me out, is that like I hear people talk about that. Like for me, like if I get called up, fuck it, I'm going. My wife knows it. She hates that I talk about it like that, but I tell her like if I go, I go, and if I die, I'm sorry, but whatever, it happened. But there are people in my unit that will be like, oh, like dude, I just signed up for the college and I'm scared to go. And it's like I am too, but I need to know I can trust you. I need to know that if you're next to me in that situation,
Yeah.
that you're not gonna just turn tail and run and leave me there by myself. I need to know I can depend on you. And that's the other thing, is that like it's not just about you. You also realize that the moment you sign up and you're at basic, you learn that it's not all about you anymore. You're not there to stand out. You're there to learn how to work together with all walks of
Yeah.
life. Whether they be like a different gender, whether they be a different ethnicity, anything. You are gonna work together, or you're potentially gonna die together. And I think that's the thing that people fail to realize, is that it's along those lines.
Yeah, all of that just flies out the window, and it's that camaraderie that brings us everybody together.
Yeah,
No,
and
yeah.
I think that's also like my favorite thing. Like when you watch like Band of Brothers or The Pacific and everything, it's like you're telling the stories of these men, not just these men that like, like fought and died for their country, but you about the bonds they made in that moment. You know what I mean? Like you get closer than close because you guys have experienced like the shit like that. That's what they call it. Like, have you ever been in the shit?
Yeah.
And you like you become close as hell with them. Like even with some of the guys in my unit right now, we've never been in any situation like that, but one of the guys, he was having family issues and like spouse issues, and he felt like he couldn't talk to anybody else but us from his unit, because you've all been through basic, you've all been through those issues, and it's like you are on this higher level of understanding, essentially.
Yeah.
And then especially if you go through combat, then that it just escalates even higher.
Yeah.
Now you guys are on a level where it's like, I've never been through, like you've never been through that, but this person might have, and it's like, I can talk to that person more than I can talk to that you know so I think it's just, you have to understand, especially when it comes to veterans, is like if they don't want to talk, it's because it's maybe one, it might be because they don't want to talk to you, but it's two, maybe they feel like if they explain what they're going through to you, you won't get it. But if they speak to somebody else who's been through it, they'll know that they're not going to think they're crazy. They're going to be like, dude, I understand 100% what you're talking about. You know?
Yeah, it's like that South Park thing. I remember there's an episode of South Park that kind of, like, I know as stupid as the show is,
Yeah, no,
there's
it's
like some of those moments
Oh
that
yeah.
kind of hit home.
yeah,
It was an episode about Token and how everybody was kind of like grinding on his ethnicity or whatever, but uh Stan kept saying in the episode, like, I understand, I understand, I understand. And Token would always reply, no, you don't. And then at the very end of the episode, Stan said, I understand. The fact that I'll never understand what you're going through. And I feel like
yeah,
that's this moment for me to someone to you. Like the
yeah,
only person that could ever understand what you're going through is someone who's doing the exact same thing as you.
yeah.
So
So
I'm I'm picking up what you're putting down.
yeah, so I think that it's just along those lines. Is that for me? That's when that moment became real. Is that also like I have a family now? Like I have my wife. Like she has her grandmother nights that I'm here for, and it's like at any moment, like something could go down. It's like, oh shit, okay, I need to go. I need to go do that. You know what I mean? So like it doesn't even have to be war. It could just be like a statewide emergency that we could get called up for. Like with COVID or whatever. A
Yeah.
lot of people got orders and they had to go and direct the lines of traffic and all that stuff. People did that. You saw a lot of people in uniform doing that. So I think that it's like it's anything like that.
All right.
So
Edgar, did you want to kind of give your 2 cents of your experience of that
Yeah,
specific moment?
I want to like piggyback like off of that, because like I feel like it was like generally the same for me. Like when I like actually like enlisted, like when I like, raised my right hand and actually like gave my oath to the United States and my state. Um, that's like the moment it became like yeah, essentially like real. I'm just like I'm in it. There's no turning back. Like I'm all the way. Like whatever's like planned for me, like whatever's coming up, like I'm gonna have to face it, and that's my destiny now. Like that's what I gotta do. For me, it just
Mhm.
became like a situation of just uh, like I won't lie, I got nervous because it just like all right,
Yeah.
what's like next? Like and whatever is next, I'm gonna have to face it. And there's I can't turn back. And then that's just like yeah, that's like essentially yeah, that became real for me. Just like that moment, like damn, all right, I'm in it all the way. I mean, that's all I gotta say about that.
Like the moment
It's
you
been
put
years.
you like the moment you put that hand up, you're locked in 6 years. If that's how long you signed up for, like like you're locked in, like that's it. So
So, shit, I kind of lost track. Kevin, I don't know if you can keep up with the likes. I get no notifications.
I can only tell you who lights. I would like to thank Teresa, me, Mom, Marco,
me.
Jeremy, George, Dean, Lou. It's literally
Luis,
everybody.
hey,
So
it's Dean, Big Papi Dean. Thank you, thank you.
thank you guys for the
All right,
likes.
Kevin.
Teresa, me,
Oh wait,
my mom,
Sorry.
Marco,
Fuck, what was I gonna
Jeremy,
ask?
George.
I
God
don't
damn
know.
it.
Um,
It
I'm
slipped my
Uh,
mind.
I'm gonna try this out
Come back.
now.
Let him
oh,
try the
Oh,
there it is.
spinach. Let him try the spinach
One bite, everybody knows the rules.
Nice
one bite.
presentation.
You better finish it.
No, for the rating system.
for the ratings.
Do it for the likes. Do it for the likes. For the taste.
I was really scared.
I was scared for you.
I'm just
So
I'm
how
just
was
waiting
it?
for that reaction.
It has flavor, but I don't know if I like it or not.
We'll
Mm.
try
So
it
it's at a
again and see if you
5.
like it.
Oh, okay. I remembered my question. It
At a
was more
4.
directed towards you, Edgar. If you're okay with answering this.
The 3 now.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, isn't anything really specific, but Hector made it clear to me that like you were actually going to take more of a military career route. Like you were planning on doing a lot more time with it.
Mm.
I don't know if you wanted to add on to. Did that also affect your decision, or is that something that happened after the fact that you decided to like to stay with the program, or were you just like doing the basic stuff and then?
No, but yeah, that was definitely something after the fact. Like, um, like I had my goals then were different. Well, not necessarily different, but just like I'd like to say, I built on those goals as time went on. Like as I got to like experience more of like the military, and then like I learned more about myself. Uh, like more responsibility came my way. I developed more like desires to like improve myself, to like go like in different like directions, or like seeing how certain experiences uh, for building a career, like how that looked, and like how it's like going through like my own like terrible like leadership. Because yeah, I didn't like after I got through like basic and AIT. I like to say like I didn't like I did have good leadership, but I'd say there was specifically one that was like over me. Like that was like my first line. Like like to think he wasn't really uh, I don't want to I like to say he could have been better. Could have been like better, but like I feel like that's like due to uh maybe the situation where like he was probably like a specialist, and like he was and promoted as a sergeant due to time. Because the thing is, like in the military, I like to think that you're promoted uh through merit, right? Like they notice that you're doing a good job, and you're doing like all these things, and then you get promoted. Like no,
They go
it's
like strictly on time. It's seniority.
on time. Like it's just like, oh, well, you've already gone through like maybe a year's worth of military duty, promoted, and then that's kind of how it goes. And then for sergeant, you just go to um, BLC, which is basic leadership course, and you just complete that. And then it's just like if you have the right amount of time, and they think you're cool enough, then you get promoted to a
Yep.
sergeant. And that's not that's not like usually always the case, like because it's based on like like it's based on like leadership's decision on whether or not you get promoted to sergeant. But that's usually like the big like deciding factor, like whether you went to a course that makes you into that leader, and if you have time. So I'd like to think like that was something that kind of like rushed him into that position of leadership, which kind of made him kind of like offhand and not really experienced. So I ended up like not really like liking uh, my first line leader. So that experiences like that running to like leadership that you kind of don't uh, like or you wish was better, kind of like shapes you into then going up into just like maybe I want to be that change. Like I want to like take like their shortcomings and improve upon that. Like make that something I focus on. Make it so like people get to experience that for me, so that they're not seeing you're getting like the best like experience and like learning and actually like feeling good about being there.
Right.
Like doing drills. So as time went on, eventually I was just like, yeah, like I think I'm gonna keep doing this for a couple more years, and then those terrible experiences, I then just then decided like, yeah, like I wanna like be better. I like want to be like a good like leader. Like I want to like improve. So I just eventually over time, then just like, develop like this different like sense of like who I should be, and eventually I just then like settled on the idea of like me wanting to then become a sergeant, like in the future. Not right now, because a lot of people like to jump into like the position when like not ready. Like
Right.
a lot of the time they go into it like kind of like just like yeah like become a
It's
sergeant,
available. Fuck it.
and, like get more pay, like freaking get like power and authority. And honestly, like I'm not like necessarily like down. Like it sounds like the extra pay sounds nice, but like honestly, like I want to be the I want to be the change that I experience from like terrible like leadership. Like, I want to be like, actually someone that like these people could like trust and like come talk to. 'Cause
Right.
one of the most difficultest things to have from your soldiers is uh trust to want to come and talk to you like, about their issues. Like Hector was saying about like having this like camaraderie and like like someone's having like family issues or like financial issues, and they come to like us to like talk about that because they feel comfortable for everyone. The thing is like uh that's not always the case, because like if you have terrible like leader or like someone like you don't necessarily feel comfortable with, ends up like kind of like the issues keep like building because then they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to address
And
those
just
issues if like
bottling everything up.
yeah like they're people, and that becomes a big problem. So being like a good leader, or not necessarily a good leader, but being a good person is like detrimental to being like a sergeant, which I feel like I've yet to get there, but I want to get there. I'm not there yet, but hopefully soon enough. I mean,
Yeah,
that's my
man.
take on
More power to you. I really hope
it.
that yeah, this path of yours goes really well because I think it sounds like. I mean, it sounds like it makes sense. Just like a basic human nature is.
But yeah, no, yeah, it definitely does, and it just I think really like the focus I want to take to like being sergeant is just yeah, like what I said before, just being being like this like outstanding like person. I feel like being an outstanding person like helps you develop into a good leader, because like it's I feel like it brings it to a different mindset when you're actually trying to be an outstanding person rather than like a leader. 'Cause then like it kind of like develops some sort of like I don't know. That's just my take on it, but like it's just kind of like it gives you a different mindset. Like yeah, sure, you're supposed to be like an authoritative like figure over your soldiers. The thing is, like, if you see yourself like as like you see yourself as like what's uh something that popped into my mind right now was like, Hector, like, have you ever heard of like, like if you have to tell people, if you have to tell people like who's in charge, like if you have to tell people like you're the sergeant in charge,
Uh-huh.
like you're not really in charge.
Yeah,
You've heard about that, right?
I've heard that before. It's like, yeah, it's like if you have to keep throwing your rank around, then you really don't deserve the rank you've been given type of thing. Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah.
No, but yeah, like
Um,
that's what I mean. Like if you have to like wear like yeah, if you, yeah, yeah, essentially you have to tell people you're like you're the leader, you're in charge. Like you're not. Like
yeah.
it's
It's
just
not
I,
fit for
I've
the position that you've been given. If you're just throwing that around.
yeah, like I don't know anyone who's like that, but like that's how that's how I feel about it. I mean that's my take.
Mhm. How's the food, Kevin?
Yeah.
I'm still getting everything else too. I finally got that package. I
Oh
was
my
making too
god.
much of a mess, and then
Uh,
I want to try this out too.
Go for it. Did you want
Wait, is
me
that
to
the
answer that
coffee?
question or
Yeah, so yeah.
what about
oh,
the?
okay. I thought you put one of the entrees into the cup.
Oh, oh no.
I just like, why would you do such a thing?
He just grounded it all up together. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like,
I mean, with you, Hector, what is your plan on your military
Uh,
career?
well, for me, I'm just trying to get through the next 3 years. But my thing is that for me, it's like right now, like the best way I can put it is if you ask me right now, like, hey, do you plan on re-enlisting? I'm probably gonna tell you probably not. But that could change. Like maybe like in the next 2 years, I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, actually, I'm gonna re-enlist. I'm gonna do another 4 years, or I'm gonna do another 6 years. Yes, it looks like shit. Just eat it.
Yummy, yummy,
And
yummy.
so you never know. Like with my brother, for instance, he was like, oh, I'm gonna go officer route. I'm gonna do the full 20 everything. Comes back from one mission, he goes, fuck the military, I'm out. But then like 5 months later, he's like, you know what? I'm going back to my officer route and everything and everything, you know? So like I feel like um more power to you, the fact that you already know like, no, I'm staying no matter what. It's just that for me it's like it's constantly changing. And also like with my wife and everything, she wants to move and all that, and I know that moving to a different state is a pain in the ass when it comes to transferring. So I don't know what's going to happen. If I had my choice, I'd probably stay in because how Edgar was saying, he was like, you see a lot of like line leaders that aren't great, and you're like, I could do better, and it's like, all right, well, give me the opportunity, and I will show you that I can. You know, like with my squad leader, my sergeant, he gives a shit. Like he calls me all the time and he goes, "Hey, how you doing? You strapped for cash? You need a ride? Because I only have the one vehicle." And he asked me, "Do you need a ride? I'll go pick you up. I'll ask someone else if they have time to pick you up." Like he gives a shit, you know? Like he'll like show up, he'll ask and everything, you know? Like he does that. Other people, however, they you have to check in once a week and then that's it. They just like, "All right, bye," and they just leave you alone, you know? But there are people out there that care. They'll ask like, "How are you doing? How's your family?" You know, they'll do
yeah,
all that kind of stuff. So I think it's not just being a good leader. It's being a good person. You have to be able to handle both. You have to be able to be friendly with everybody. But then when the buck stops, you gotta be like, all right, now
yeah,
listen up. We gotta do some shit. Like no more fucking around. You know.
yeah,
You have to be able to switch it on. Like it's like a light switch. On, off. When you're gonna be friendly and when you're not. You know. I think it's all about that. And then also, like you said, a huge problem that you see out there is that people in their squad or with their leaders, they don't want to talk to them. They'll go talk to a different like sergeant or leader or
yeah,
something, and then they'll get like chewed out for it. They'll be, hey, why is your soldier showing up and asking me like for help and everything, but they're not going to you? Obviously, you're doing
yeah,
something wrong, you know, and that's where the shit starts, and that's where favoritism
yeah.
can become a huge issue, you know. And also,
Ooh.
like sometimes when it comes to ranking up, it's almost sometimes it's like time based, but it's also like a popularity contest. Like if everybody likes you, you know. And then
Yeah.
also, but there's another side to it. What's supposed to matter is the points. So like if you've graduated college or if you've volunteered to do extra work and stuff like that, those points, how good your PT test is, that should also
Oh, yeah.
determine
Yeah.
how like should you get the promotion or not. But a lot of people know how to play the game, and they'll like when no one's around, they'll be like, "Hey, fuck you, you go do it." But then whenever there's like a higher up around, they'll be like, "Okay, team, let's work together." And then it's like,
Yeah.
"Wow, they're a really good leader." And it's like, "Dude, fuck you. You weren't here the last like hour and a half that they were just sitting on their asses like on their phone, you know? It happens. It's not just my unit, it's other units too. It happens everywhere, you know? It's just people know how to look good when it matters, you know? And that's the problem. So that's why for me, that's why I'm trying to be a sergeant. So that way, like if I see somebody in my squad doing that, I'm like, hey, dude, you need to shape the fuck up. Like, I'm not having it. Like this guy's over here, he's like doing twice the work you're doing. What's your excuse? You've been here longer, you know? Like, I'm not gonna tolerate that, you know? I also still want to be friendly. I'm like, hey man, if you ever need anything, if you need help, you need like $5 for gas or for McDonald's or some shit, let me know. I'll help. You know, if I can help, I'll help.
Yeah.
I want people to feel that comfortable talking to me, you know? Um and I've had people tell me in my unit, they're like, "Hey man, like you've been in here for 3 years already. You've been with this unit for two, and I already feel like I can talk to you more than I can talk to some of the sergeants around here." And that's a lot of people telling me stuff like that is what made me want to go and become a sergeant. Is what made me go like, you know, fuck it. Let me go and take the online test. Let me go and sign up for BLC and everything. So that way I can like, you know what? Like people are telling me I do good at it. Let me try. You know, people are already trusting me with all their issues, you know, like I was like, why not try it and see if I can lead these people. So I think it's just a matter of like, you know, you just got to find where you fit in the army. It's a one big ass machine. You just got to find your spot. So
Just one gear to the whole machine.
Yep, I
pretty much.
agree.
Now,
No, yeah, I saw you shaking your head in agreement and like throughout everything Hector was saying, and I believe you both. Like how you
Yeah.
can feel like
so
when you're there.
crackers, peanut butter, and this chocolate powder thing.
Motherfucker.
Is it the rest of that shit?
Did
Yeah, I
you
don't
heat
blame
it
you.
up or is
Motherfucker's
that
floppy. What the fuck?
I,
Bro, when I was in
I
Missouri, those things were as hard as fucking rocks. Like,
Yeah,
because they were just frozen over.
your garage really did the trick then. Added flavor.
yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you if you're just eating that. I don't.
Wait,
I,
did you have to heat the chocolate up? Is that like a it's just
Liquid.
liquid? Nah. I was regarding temperature. I'm pretty certain it was a liquid.
Yeah, but that's it. I didn't put well if I did, I did.
So is milk and chocolate
Oh, water.
good? Oh, water?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's yeah. You mix with water.
that's the real way to do it.
Yeah, I'm full military now.
Mhm.
I can share my story now. I,
Jesus Christ. Oh man. It's already been about 2 hours, but I think we could still keep going if you guys feel like
I
it.
mean, I'm fine.
yeah,
I mean, I'm down.
wherever you
I'm
guys
good.
want to stop, let us know. We can
I
always do
mean,
another part later.
no, I'm
Cool
fine.
with
If
that.
you guys want, you know, we
No,
can
yeah,
always
we could
be like,
probably kill
always
another
come back
hour.
like a year or two later and be like, "How are you guys doing now?" It's like,
No,
"Fuck my life, I want out." Like,
Like part
yeah,
two. Nah.
I definitely
You guys
want
are
to
all
It's like everything I said in the video. I regret it. I regret.
I regret everything. Don't join. Just
flip that. Let's just save this clip here.
forward
No.
it to Hector's seal.
oh yeah, please do that, so you'll never see me again.
You're chilling. I'm
No, but
actually really disappointed on the Tootsie Rolls, my friend.
I mean,
Yeah, it is
I'm
what it
sorry.
is.
I think the crackers had more flavor.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Damn.
Kevin, you got any questions for us that you want to ask?
Oh man, let me see the list I have here. Hmm.
If you need a second to think about it, I could tell you some shit about the food over there if you want.
Yeah, go for it. I like that. I
You
like
know about the DFAC, right, Edgar? Remember that stuff?
Yeah.
Dude.
Honestly,
So another part of basic and also part of AIT, when you're gonna go get your food, you have to hold the tray up like this at this height,
yeah.
like up like into your chest and everything.
Like,
And your feet have to be like this. They have to make a like a pizza slice. And every time you walk, you have to step, boom.
yeah.
They have to connect. If they don't, you can get in trouble for it too while you're gonna go eat. Um
Yeah.
and the funniest thing I always heard that my sergeants would say, they'd be like, the heels together makes the food taste better. That's what they would say.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
The heels
Oh,
together
I
make the
heard
food
that
taste
too.
better. That shit was fucking great, man. Um, And what was so funny is that sometimes if someone got caught not doing it, they'd make them stand off in the corner and they'd make them scream their heels together, make the food taste better while
Yeah.
holding their fucking tray. So like you're trying so hard not to laugh because the drill sergeants are walking around your table, seeing if you're talking or if you're laughing or not. And you got this one guy over here just screaming that, and it's like, dude, you're gonna get people to crack. You're gonna get it. You know what I mean?
That's
It was
fucking dick
great.
move.
No,
I bet it's funny.
the funniest thing that ever happened, I saw this. Some guy, I guess, forgot to shave like right under here.
Oh
So
no.
my drill sergeant looked and he was like, you got some little pubic hairs there." And so he was like, so he made that person grab every single person's like dirty plates and stuff and put them on their tray, right? And he's like, "All right, now walk forward and go and take it to the cleaning people," right? He's like, "Actually, back up, back up." So he has to start backing up. He's like, "No, no, no, wait, before you do it," he's like, "Back up like you're a big rig." So the guy was like, "What do you mean by that, Sergeant?" And he was like, "Beep, motherfucker." And so like he started backing up, and he was like, "Beep, beep, beep." Like I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, and then he dropped a few plates, so he had to put this giant stack of shit on his knee, and then grab them, throw them on top, pick it up, and then walk forward. And he made him do all of this in front of everybody.
Holy shit.
I felt so bad, dude. I felt so bad. I made some
Fuck
shit.
that, dude.
And then like, Edgar, did you ever have to guard the weapons while people were eating?
I don't think I was ever assigned to that. I think
I was. It fucking sucked.
everyone else was.
Yeah.
I never
So
got
pretty
to.
much, what they would make you do is they'd make you stack your weapons, like they'd make you cross them and everything like
Yeah.
a pyramid, right? And they'd have two people, one at one end of all the weapons, then another at the other end. You'd have to sit there and like watch them, make sure no one swiped them and everything. And so I would have to do that on like a lot. I don't know why, they just made me do it. And you would have to sit out there and wait while everyone else got to eat. And then the first two people to finish, they'd be like, "All right, you go out there and replace them." So then the other two people would have to run in and eat really fucking faster because like time's almost up, you know?
Yeah.
And I hated that because I remember one time it was like -6 degrees. I always thought it was a joke that your nose hairs would freeze over. They fucking froze, man. Like that was a legitimate thing. They would freeze over. So like every time I saw that in like the shows or whatever, I was like, that's not real. It's real.
Very
And then like also
exaggerating.
your skin will legitimately crack. Like you can start to bleed because like it
Oh, I
gets
bet.
so
Yeah.
cold that your skin cracks and then just like you just start to bleed. I saw someone like it happened to somebody while we were on the ruck march. I just saw blood coming out of their cheek and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And they're like, "Oh, my skin cracked." I'm like, "Oh, okay. It's a normal thing apparently." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm
Nonchalant for
from
you.
Missouri. This happens all the time." I'm like, "Why are you still here?" Like,
What the fuck?
oh,
God damn.
crazy, dude.
Oh
Some crazy
shit.
shit.
That sounds awful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like an
It
experience.
is.
I'm telling you, dude, that's why I said like I learned I had a high tolerance for pain because shit like that happened to me. Like my feet would like fuck up. Like I had like people like I had like weapons land on my fingers and like split my fingernail in half or whatever, and I just had to like and they just be like, just suck it up, and I'd be like, okay. And I just have to like deal with what I'm doing. I have to learn about radios while my fingers like bleeding through the bandages, and I'd be like, what about the radios? Like, so it was fucking bad. So
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
That's not for
Oof.
everybody, that's for sure.
It
yeah.
is not.
You guys said it yourselves clearly with sent
No,
people
yeah.
the people.
And
Yeah.
less than that actually make it.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, you gotta really want it.
Yeah,
Gotta really
you
want
really
it to
have
make it.
to.
And this
I
isn't
feel like
like specific to any branch in particular. This is just military in general.
well, I mean,
But
I can shit
actually,
on the other branches all day if you want me to, but like,
Oh, I meant like that statistic you mentioned, like less than
oh,
1%.
yes, yeah,
So that's
it.
across.
Yeah, it's across the whole board, yeah. But in terms of difficulty, in terms of like the basic, it's Marines, Army, then everyone else. No one cares.
Okay.
Oh.
Uh,
So why not the other branches? Why this branch? And like what's the
honestly, it's just
beef?
the beef.
everyone just
Well,
likes to like rag on each other. It's kind of like a
it's
teams
like
kind of thing.
it's kind of like your cousins that just shit on each other all day. Essentially, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you're on a different team and those guys are different, so you're
Yeah.
like, fuck them.
You're like, fuck that
Back
team.
up.
And they're saying the same thing back. They say the same thing back to you.
Yeah,
Like, they
Yeah.
really do. like for instance, I don't know if Edgar's ever heard this, but my unit and people in that I know call the Air Force, we call them Chair Force.
Air
Air
Force.
Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Because they're
call them
always
Chair
in the
Force
shores.
Yeah.
because all they do is sit in chairs all day, and that's where they
Yeah.
do the real fighting and stuff like that. And we're like, fuck you
Like,
guys.
hey, if you
So
join, you're not flying planes. You're sitting in chairs.
yeah, half that's what you are half the time. You know, you're not fucking Maverick from Top Gun. You know, like, but for me, I joined it. I honestly joined it for a very generic reason, which is I saw the Navy and I was like, I hate boats. I didn't want to be in the Coast Guard because I was like, I don't live near the coast. And the Marines, I didn't think I was that good. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me just go for B. I'm not gonna go for first place. I'm gonna go for second place. So I went for the Army. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I just saw like I saw like every other branch, and I'm like, those are all shit tier. Let me go for the Army. So I went for the
Okay.
Army. And it's funny because even one of the like so like where I went to go get recruited, there were officers for every other branch that were trying to recruit you. And my recruiter, funniest fucking thing, he was an NCO, so technically the officers are above him and everything, right? And I walked in, and I was like, "Oh, I'm here to try and talk to somebody about joining the military." Everybody just started fucking hounding me. They're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you should join the Air Force. You should join the Navy. You should join this." And he was like, "Fuck all those fake branches. Join the Army." And I was like, "Damn, that's." He literally just yelled it out, and I'm like, "I like this guy," so I just walked over to him, and that's how I pretty much signed up.
That guy must have gotten some fucking stink eyes at him after
Oh, he
that.
did, dude. He did. And like it was funny because I was like, why shouldn't I join the Marines? Like, you want to look like a fucking jar the rest of your life? Don't do it. And I was like, okay. And he's like, at least it's the army. He's like, you can salvage a personality. Join the army, bro. And I was
Oh
like, okay.
shit.
Oh my fucking god.
Like,
That's
these are all
insane.
what he said. And I was just like, dude, fuck yeah. Like, let's do it. So that's what I went off of.
All right. What about you, Edgar?
No comment. Everything he said, there was nothing else to say.
All right. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's I did have one lined up.
Okay.
So being that you guys kind of already gone through it and experienced it a bit, maybe you haven't been I forget the word where you're actually out there, but um is there anything during your time there that you wish a civilian would have understood, maybe about the nature of it, why the something that you've learned out there, maybe I don't know, something about it.
So I guess without going into too many details, the best way I can put it is I was so for a lot of like New Year's events, they have you guard stuff, you know, because you know, you never know.
Oh, yeah.
There's some crazy guy during New Year's Eve and stuff like that. They could try and do some stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um and especially in this area, get a lot of drunk people during New Year's Eve. On obviously, you know. So I think I had a situation where someone came up to me and they were like, "Oh yeah, hey, you joined the fucking like fascists or whatever the fuck," and I'm like, "Bro, that's not what we are." Like I was like, first off, we're
Oh,
here for your security. You know, we're here to make sure nothing like happens. But then like after that, like he started like talking to me about like, oh like he was asking kind of like similar questions like why'd you join and everything, and he was like, why would you do that, you know, like you're like you seem like you like what you joined just to kill and all that stuff. And I was like, that's not what it
yeah.
is. Like it's like if you look at the army, there's a very small percentage where their main job is to like you know to pacify the enemies essentially, you know what I mean? Like for me, I do supplies, you know, like I like my main job, your main job is what they always say is like your primary job is always a soldier. You're always a
Yep.
soldier. But your secondary job is that job you were trained for. So my
Yep.
secondary job is a truck driver. I drive the big rigs and everything for the army. If you need a tank, put it on the back of my truck, I'll get it to you. You know what I mean? Like that's my job,
Yeah.
you know? So this guy was like yelling at me, like telling me that like, oh, I'm a trained killer, that like, you know, I hate freedom and all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, like I'm here. First off, I'm defending your freedom. Second off, like I've never killed anybody. I'm here to drive supplies. You know what I mean? Like it's not also cut and dry. You watch these movies and you're just like, oh, everyone's like got like they have like a tally mark of how many dudes they've dropped in their life or whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Like, I can give you a
No.
tally mark of how many supplies I've delivered. Like, that's what I can give you. Like, like I think it's just that you have to understand that, and then also like I think it's also like another thing I wish people would understand is that like sometimes people like just need to understand that like just because we're in uniform, we're not a bunch of like animals, you know?
Yeah.
Like I walked into a gas station or whatever, and I was getting a lot of looks, like a lot of looks. Because they tell you like your unit should tell you like, oh hey, just so you know, like be careful when you go out to wear your uniform if you're like getting off of work or something, because um some people don't like people in uniform, some people get targeted for being in uniform, so just be careful when you're out there. And I wasn't trying to do it to show off or whatever. I just went straight, like I was literally leaving my armory, and then I like there was a gas station, and I was like, all right, let me go fill up. And I went to fill up, and like everybody was staring at me like really hardcore, like as if I had like done something wrong or something, and I was like, I'm just here filling up gas, same as you guys, like, it's like you get all these looks. Some of them might have been admiration. Some of them might have been disgust. Who knows?
Some of
So
it
I
might have
think
been
it's
like,
just like
oh,
you
he's
just
in like, what's that over there driving that truck by itself because you're in camo and they can't see you.
shut the fuck up, Kevin.
So you see that post?
It's fucking John Cena over there. But yeah, I think it's just
Jesus
like you just have to
Christ.
understand that we're not just soldiers. Like we're people too.
Yeah.
Like I
Right.
got bills. I'm going to college. Like you never know who's next to you and who might like be military.
You're
Like
not no
literally, I just like, I was,
T100.
huh?
You're not no T100 killing machine.
No, I'm not. Like
Yeah.
I fuck up all
Exactly.
the time. I make mistakes. Like I was literally in my class and they were like, "All right, turn around, say hi to the person behind you." I turned around, I talked to the lady or whatever, and I was like, and she was like, "Oh, what's something interesting about yourself?" I was like, "I'm in the military." She's like, "Oh, my husband's in the military." Like you never know who is like involved in whatever. People all over the place. You just give them a chance. Before you go like, "Oh, fuck that guy." That's all.
No, no, yeah, really, Hector like hits it. It hits the nail on the head on that one. It definitely. I wish that's something people would understand. That we're we're just people. We're like you. Yeah, sure. We work at a different standard,
Hmm.
but in the end of the day, like we bleed the same. We have the same blood. Like we have the same desires, hopes, dreams. Like as you, it's, we're just people. At the end of the day, like,
Yeah.
it's not like how it is in the movies. Like we're not wanting to kill people. Freaking someday I might have to, but it's not like I'm gonna want to.
Yeah, it's not
Like
like
I
I'm over
want
here
like
counting like just like come on, like no.
Yeah, you're gonna be over here looking like Killmonger the next time we do the fucking part two. You're
you
like,
get
what
your
are all those scabs?
Yeah,
no,
no.
but yeah, that's definitely something I agree with.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean like look at Edgar for instance, like he's in the
Yeah,
military
no.
and everything. Likes anime and everything, he's normal,
Yeah, like
Like
you
Normal?
see
Anime.
yeah, look, he's
like
got Pokemon in the background and everything,
you see
Like,
what I got going on. Like you calling this a killing machine? You calling this a fascist?
when
I'm
you
over
put it
here
that
with
way, bro. But
I'm
yeah,
just
like I mean,
That dude's
the
got a
same.
average
fucking
guy,
fedora in
dude.
the background. I can tell.
I know,
Hey,
right?
He be
look at
killing
that.
that
Hey,
pussy.
this dude's this dude's a certified furry lover. Can
Wait,
tell.
I deny that, but yes.
neither
I have to.
confirmed nor
No, no,
denied.
no, no. Not the yes to that. Not the yes to that. That's to what Hector's saying. Just like, yeah, it's just there's we're just normal people. It's like, again, I'm up here with like this stuff, but like you're not up here saying me like, yeah, I want to kill a guy, and yeah, like screw everyone who isn't on like Team America. It's like no,
Yeah,
like I want everyone to be able to like, express themselves like peacefully and properly, and
yeah. Like I mean, there are
that's
some people out there that are in the military that are like, yeah, dude, I want to like have
yeah,
a
there are
war or
guys
whatever.
like
There are
that.
there are people like that, but there's a vast majority of them are like, dude, I'm just trying to live my life day to day. You know what I mean? Like that. I think that's all it is.
Exactly.
Is that there's some people out there that yeah, they genuinely want that, but then there's other people like Edgar, like myself, and like a lot of other people out there that it's like we just want peace, but we're ready if anything happens. That's all.
Yeah, and we thank you for
Exactly.
that because obviously you guys are held to a higher standard than us.
Yeah, definitely. My standard is getting up in the morning, going to work. You guys have a lot more on your shoulders. Right there.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Especially after eating this shit.
Yeah,
I got a
let's try.
question.
All right, go
Yeah.
for it.
Transitioning back into normal civilianhood, basically. Um, obviously you guys are still active and whatnot, but when you trend, how is it like now that because you said it yourself, Hector, you're like I was in the shape of my life, but
Mhm.
that's not something you can maintain because you're not doing the same
Yeah.
routines over and over.
Oh yeah, hell
So,
yeah, no.
what advice do you give to people that come back like after being in the best shape of their life? Maybe like what would you have done differently? Oh, I probably should have done this a little more. Or you kind of like I mean, are you content with it? Is there something you want to just kind of it's open to any interpretation, I guess, that question.
Like in terms of like physical fitness, or do you mean just anything in general?
Physical
Yes.
and probably like honestly, this question goes big 'cause, like
It's very broad. Okay.
In
physically,
general.
what would you do? What would you give advice to somebody that's also, returning back to the normal world?
Yeah.
And then besides like what you just mentioned about how you get stared and you can be targeted
Yeah.
for who you are and what you do. And then
Uh-huh.
and advice to people that don't know what to do when they come out.
So if you're like fresh coming home, I guess one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you is slow the fuck down. Like slow it down. Cause when you come from there, like again, dude, like you're told go to sleep at 10, wake up at 4 or whatever, right? You're told
Right.
every second of your life is dictated. You're told do this, do that, do this, do that. Eat like this, don't eat like that. So like you're so used to that that when you come home like you're almost institutionalized, you know what I mean, but not like in the way of prison. It's more like in the way the military taught you, you know. So my biggest thing would probably be like slow down, because especially if you're coming home and you're like married, or you're coming home to like a house with people in it and everything, and you're not just living on your own. Like slow down, because they're not going to understand it, you know.
Yeah.
Like and like being you, you're gonna want to talk about everything. But guess what? Like they're gonna want to hear it, but after a while, they're gonna be like, dude, like you like relax, you know? Because you're gonna like, especially with certain people, like they're gonna wake up and they're gonna like still wake up at 4 in the morning. They're still gonna try and work out and everything. It's like, but you're disrupting everybody else, you know? So like just slow down with that. Two, slow down with the food, because the number one thing everyone always does when they get out, when they hit the airport, first thing I saw everyone do when I was on my way home, they just got like pounds of food and everything, and they would just eat, they would just scarf it all down, you know.
Damn.
Obviously that's not going to help, because you know, like you just came out of being the best shape of your life because your diet was restricted. They were watching what they fed you, and now you're just putting like Jimmy John's or whatever the hell down your throat, you know what I mean? So like um
Cheers, mate.
I think that it's like that you just need to also be careful. If you want to maintain that shape or whatever, just like be careful with what you're putting in yourself, you know? Or, you know, don't be like half the other people and drop off of you're eating. You know what I mean? Like just hold on.
Oh,
Go ahead,
Jesus.
Lisa, go. Get out. And so like yeah, so pretty much like, you know, just you got to be careful with stuff like that, you know? Um and then just understand that like, and then for the people that are welcoming someone home, just understand that you're gonna need patience. You're gonna need to be patient with them, you know, because
Yeah.
um, they just came through being what is potentially the toughest thing they've ever done, and they're gonna feel proud. You know, they're gonna be happy that they went through it. They're gonna want to explain everything so that you understand that it was the toughest thing they did. They're gonna talk your ear off and then some. You know, it's just like be prepared for the possibility that you're gonna like, you know, lose your hearing after 3 hours of them telling you some bullshit about their drill sergeant or whatever, you know. That's probably what I would say. And then
Yeah.
also
For
like,
me.
I mean,
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
Continue. My bad.
oh my bad. I'm just gonna wrap it up real quick, but yeah, it's just essentially just, you know, like slow down with like all the military jargon and everything. Not everyone's gonna understand it. You're gonna explain it. They're gonna like be like, okay, but they're not gonna like pay attention to it. Just like slow down with that. Two, slow down with your food and everything, because that's what's really gonna fuck you up. And then three, just, you know, just understand that not everyone that you left behind is in the military anymore. So not everyone's gonna be on that same wavelength as you know? Like some of the jokes and everything that they give in the military are very, very harsh, you know? Like they're shitting on you because they want you to be tough. They want you to have like leather type skin, you know? So like, not you can't say shit like that to everybody, and they're not gonna like be like, okay, ha ha ha. They're gonna be like, what the fuck did you say to me? You know, like, so just be careful with that too.
Yeah,
So
I can.
go ahead, Edgar.
Edgar?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I'll just keep it simple. Like, I'd say like something to keep in mind is like, people are gonna like, how do I explain it? It's like people are gonna want to hear like they'll be what I say like just say like hyper focused. It's like I feel like people want to see like the difference that your training has put you through, like basic AIT.
Yeah.
Like, people are gonna expect you to be acting like differently. For me, like I just kind of like I went back and I'm not necessarily sure there's a difference because obviously you're with yourself all the time and you just kind of develop. You might develop something differently, or you just might just went through the training and you just are able to keep the personality. Depends. But for me, I don't know. I've yet to ask if my family has noticed like, any difference with me when I came back. But something I did notice was that, like with my friends, like they were kind of like all eyes and ears on me. Like they were kind of expecting, felt like they were expecting, like their me to like say something or like show some like weird like to like show off some like weird like quirk I picked up. They were like really just kind of like uh I say I want to say like they're just kind of like waiting for me to do something like just kind of like that stands out, and I feel like that's something people should be ready to experience when they come back and transition to the civilian life. Is that people who know them are gonna be kind of like not like standoffish
They're
or
gonna
nervous, but
just
it's
be
more
like
like
watching you.
yeah, they're gonna be kind of like it's like what do I do? What are they doing? You gotta act a certain way. Do I say something? Just like what's up? I feel like that's something like you gotta like keep in mind that like, people are gonna be um kind of like um I guess like waiting on you for you to like do something. So it just reassure them of like who you are now, or if you've ever changed, like just reassure them that it's like yeah, like, I didn't necessarily change, or this is who I am now.
Yeah.
So that and also sure you have I'd say like also get some sort of like say say professional help, but more so towards like maybe like health coach kind of way. I feel like that's something you could get into when you come back from like training because once you get back, uh, you'll start you'll start like developing more into like civilian life. Like yeah, like it's no longer fast paced. No one's telling you you gotta be here, you gotta be there. You're at this time. Like you gotta eat this. Now only 10 minutes or like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, like no one's like rushing you to do anything. Like you're all on your own now. So what ends up happening too is that people kind of start uh, getting like lazy. Like they start like
Yeah,
taking
you
it
lose it.
too
Exactly.
easy.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend like at least getting into like a health coach or someone to like help guide you or it's like developing like more into like more into like a healthy lifestyle because then you'll just go back to uh maybe not completely but you'll go back into like your
Habits,
old like habits.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
those aren't always the best, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
go in there
Like
and try to improve yourself as
no,
a being. Sometimes, most times,
exactly.
when
Yeah.
I what's all that work just to
To get
go
thrown
just
back
come
down
to
back
better
and
the
then just
again. Yeah.
yeah. So that's why.
So sorry. Did you want to
Anyway, go
finish?
ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask because you kind of like went into like my next question. Like, was there any habits in specific that either of you guys might have picked up that you maybe didn't like or anything like that along those lines?
You want to go ahead
That's
and
a
answer
good.
that one, or should I go?
Uh,
Hector's ready.
interesting.
yeah, if you're ready, I don't think that was the case for me. I don't think I picked up like any like habit that I didn't like.
Uh
Sure.
huh.
Or maybe I have and I don't remember, or it's kind of like you're you're
You're just so used to it.
with that negative
Yeah.
like habit for so long it just becomes your normal. And
Yeah.
like other people may notice it, but you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case for me.
Well, Edgar, this is an intervention. We noticed your bad habits.
Roll the signs.
Say, oh,
This is a podcast. This is an
This is a trap.
intervention.
Hey, get out of here.
It took us 3 hours to get to this point, but we're here.
He was
Damn it,
in
you guys
on it.
got
He
me.
was in on it.
It's like the MRI thing. Trap to get you
Bullshit.
going.
It's an intervention.
He likes the wrong kind of MRE.
Jalapeno
Um,
patty, get out of here. He's lost.
I would say for me, like, so I picked up a few, in my opinion, good habits. Like, I'm more disciplined. I'm more organized. Like my papers and all that stuff. Like, I know, like, I have this amount of time. I gotta do this, this, and this. Also, like, I've made a pretty good. I've made it pretty decent where I'm on time or early, especially because the military is like all about timing. Um, and I mean, I learned how to shoot straight. I learned how to shoot properly. I learned that I actually
Oh,
I'm
really?
left eye dominant when I shoot. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
right-handed. So for me, I had to learn how to shoot with my left,
weird.
which is very awkward.
That is
But yeah.
really
I
weird.
can improve
But
my Call
yeah,
of Duty
dude, it
skills
fucking
now.
sucks. But I had to learn like that.
No, I remember they taught us in high school how to find out what eye dominance you were. It was like you cup your hand together
So
and you look
Oh,
into
you
yeah.
want to
the
learn how the
corner of a room.
military taught you, or how
Ooh.
the military taught me is like you do this, right?
Yeah.
You put it
Okay.
in the corner of a
Yeah.
room, and then whatever eye is more centered, that's your dominant
Your
eye
dominant
when it
eye,
comes to
yeah.
shooting.
Oh shit!
So if your right hand
Oh,
dominant
I'm
with the
left eye dominant. Like
that
it's
sucks.
it's
That
severely left
sucks.
eye dominant. Like I'm
Yeah,
probably cross-eyed. Like it's bad. There's
Yeah, so see
I
now,
don't.
Kevin, if you ever go shooting, you're
I
gonna
look
like try with your left. Trust me, you'll be more accurate.
Oh no
out here
way!
looking like a fucking iguana.
Oh no!
Like-
Like a chameleon, my guy. That's what me.
Oh yeah, chameleon eyes.
Oh no! You've really broke the
Yeah.
filter in my mind right now, where I thought I was normal, but I'm a freak.
You're not normal, bro.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You're
Oh,
not
yeah,
that
get
guy.
You're not that guy.
Yeah.
Kevin, this is
Hey.
an intervention. You're a chameleon.
Unrelated, before you finish the question,
Yeah.
Hector.
Yeah.
Can we all play a Call of Duty? Like set up or is that like a not a no go thing?
What do you mean?
Like, can we just play a match of Call of Duty another day, like the four of us?
1v1 quick
Yeah,
scope.
yeah, just play like
Yeah.
Warzone or something together, or any
Sure,
shooting
I'll-
game, any shooting game.
mean,
Just let me
Yeah,
know
I
and
got
I can download it ahead of time if you want.
Yeah, I'm down to do
Warzone
that.
is free.
I'm limited to PC.
Oh,
Hey,
but
I only got PC going.
all right, man, that's cool. We'll
Each
set that
other.
up. We'll
It's
set that
free.
up.
It only costs 500 million gigabytes to download.
Yeah.
Alright.
please.
Sorry,
But
Hector.
I'll
Go
download
ahead.
it. I'll
Make it
download
work.
it.
I'll make it work.
But so like one really big thing I noticed that I know is a bad like habit I picked up is where like if someone does something wrong, when I call them out on it, I'm very just like, hey, what the fuck, guy? Like, like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Very
just
blunt.
you. Like I
Bonk.
don't do the hand thing, but like sometimes I'll be like, dude, what the fuck? Like I'll be very like just blunt about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or sometimes like certain things from the military will leak out. Like I was playing I was playing a game with some friends or whatever, and they were like, oh, I don't have this, like they were like somebody asked like, hey, do you have this like card or some shit of like blah blah blah, and the person's like, what is that? I'm like, if you don't know it, you don't have it, because that's what they tell you in the military. Like if they ask you like, oh,
Oh.
do you have like DD form 59 something or whatever, and if someone asks like, what is that, usually what they'll respond in my unit is like, if you don't know it, you don't have it. Like, or you don't worry about it, like they'll be very just like, fuck you, you don't know it, then don't worry about it.
Oh wow.
So I do that a lot too. And then also like I feel like I'm very like I'm hyper focused on like if I'm told to do something, I'm gonna do it, like any outside distractions kind of just like fade away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've also noticed that's also a thing where it can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing, because like you're so
a double-edged
focused on
sword.
this one thing. Yeah, like you just don't listen to what's going on, Like when my wife was telling me to, and her grandma were complaining to me to chop down the tree in the back, I was doing it, but they were talking to me while I was doing it, but I didn't hear a single word of it because I was chopping it down. I had to make sure it didn't fall into the neighbor's yard, because then I'd have to go and dig it out of the neighbor's yard. So like I was like, I was so focused on like making sure none of the light bulbs in the back of the yard broke, making sure it didn't fall into the neighbor's like yard and everything. So like I was so focused on that when they were talking to me, asking me how I was doing and everything, I just wasn't listening, or I would just be like, yeah, I'm fine, it's okay. Like I wasn't
Huh,
listening, you
you
know?
weren't there all the way. Interesting. I
Yeah,
would like to see that in person. I like to be there and experience how you zone everybody out like that because that's very fascinating to
yeah,
me. People doing that because it's
yeah. So like
something I
I got
can't do. So I
no, I
want to
get
observe
you.
it. Yeah.
I could never do that before. Like I was like very like, but also I've also noticed another good thing is where it's like I pay attention to every little detail that's going on. You know, like I'll be like playing something, but then but then I could also notice something going on in my peripherals. I feel like my peripheral vision got better. You know,
Yeah, ghosts. You
like
can see
Some
also
of
them
that
clearly now.
awareness.
yeah. Like it gave me my eyes, but like I'll also be like I'll be watching a show. I was watching the show on Netflix, like The Haunting of Hill House or whatever. And apparently they were saying that there's like ghosts hidden in every episode that are like they don't make a sound or whatever. They're just there, you know, like like some of them will just be showing their face. Some of them you'll see underneath a floorboard or whatever, like weird shit like that. And I noticed I was like noticing them so much better than my wife was. She was like, I didn't see anything. So I'd have to like rewind it, pause it, back, look, it's right there. And she'd be like, well, I don't see shit. And then I have to like turn the lighting up and she'd be like, oh, I see it now. I'm like, this bitch. So it's like, so I feel like I pay
Oh,
more
what?
attention to certain details like that. But at the same time, when I'm doing something, I don't pay attention. So it's like it's
Incoming chancla.
so no, it's okay. I only said that
So-
because she's shopping right now.
Yeah,
But
you get knocked out of your
oh
chair in a second.
Jesus!
Well,
yeah,
I
she's
Oh
will
not
be
here. The
sending
only
the
reason
link to
I won't
them.
get my ass beat. So yeah,
We're
but
Fight
but
Club.
yeah, so I think that
Fight Club at home.
it's like a
Fight
good
Club.
thing, and
I
that's
got beef with you.
You just
Ah,
hear the fucking washer and
Got the
dryer come
money.
on.
but I think that that's like a thing I noticed
that's a good one. I like that joke.
because I noticed that those two things, or not those two things, but like a number of things, like where there's good and there's bad. So.
Oh no, yeah, you can kind of see how that can be painted in a
Yeah, and
negative
then
light.
also like I mean back then, if before the military, if my wife asked me to cut down the tree, I'd have been like, let's just hire a guy. But now like half the time, I'm like, no, I'll fucking do it. Like I can do it, you know. Like I chopped down the tree, I poured cement and into our backyard and did the concrete myself and everything. You know, like I feel like I'm trying to be more hands on.
Yeah,
Like
more
before
hands
I
on.
give up and be like, fuck it, all right, call in a guy. It's like I'd rather try and figure it out myself first.
Right.
So yeah,
Hey man, that's pretty cool. That you're out learning. It kind of feels like it motivated you to become more of a
I
hands-on
think
kind
so.
of
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
That's that's kind of cool.
You guys feel a little more confident after coming out of the military still to this point now? Or from that?
Um,
Mm,
I feel it when
I,
I feel it when I wear the uniform.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it kind of
interesting.
brings you back.
Yeah.
Like,
The bold shows better. What?
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 No, like it brings you back to like kind of like what like your training. Like you know how sometimes you're just like remember the training, remember the training.
Yeah.
When you put on the uniform,
It all
like
floods
it,
back in almost.
yeah, it
Like,
kind of goes like back in. And it's like
yeah.
you just kind of remember like what you're representing. Just
Yeah.
like all right. And you also
Yeah.
also get instilled that pride. It's like yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like this who I am.
Yeah. Like, for instance, like for me, like right now, like I mean, I'm not wearing the uniform or anything like that. Like, I mean, I'm not confident, but at the same time, like if something were to happen, I feel like the training would come back in. But then when you put on that uniform, like my steps get more accurate. They're not like I'm not slumped over. I'm sitting up straight.
Yeah,
I feel a sense of
yeah,
like responsibility to the uniform.
Mm,
So I act appropriately, essentially. You know?
that sounds pretty powerful.
Hmm.
Like when like also like for instance, like I have my PC, like when you're wearing it, you're not supposed to wear it indoors, you know? So like whenever I see somebody wearing a hat indoors, I'm like, you bitch. You know what I mean? But like
You go slap
whenever
that
you're
shit off.
outside or whatever, I notice some people like I'll see them in uniform and they'll leave their hat on or whatever, their PC, and I'll be like, no, that's not how you do it, you know? Like I feel a sense of like I have to I have to do it right, you know? Because people will tell you like, you know, if you don't shave properly or if you're not wearing your uniform correctly, you know, your NCOs will tell you, but they can only complain to you so much before it's like, all right, now you have to pick up the slack. So I feel a sense of responsibility for, especially when I'm wearing my my dress blues, the ASUs. Oh, dude, I feel like I
yeah,
cannot fuck up.
yeah,
Period. I feel like if I
yeah.
fuck up, like it is the end of me. Like
Yeah, the AC is a different feel. Definitely
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. So in case you're curious, the ASUs are like the like you know how, like you see those soldiers wearing like they have like the ribbons and everything on their like their their
Okay.
blazers. Like they
Right.
have all those colorful like bits here. They have like the medals and all that stuff, and
Yeah,
like
Right.
it's like it looks like almost like a sailor kind of outfit. That's pretty much what I'm talking about. It's like that.
Mm,
Like
okay.
and if you get shot, you get a purple heart, you get a purple ribbon and everything. If you're an expert marksman, you get a medal on your chest that
yeah,
displays that you are an
that-
expert marksman and everything. It also like if you're trained on the rifle and the pistol, you get a medal for each one, telling the people like I'm trained on both of these weapons and
That's
everything.
cool.
It also like displays your rank and everything.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I have to go get mine updated because I know people that haven't updated theirs since basic, and I'm pretty much one of those people right now. Like mine still has my fucking like E2 private rank on there, and I'm like, damn, bro, I need to get that shit updated, you know.
Is it
And
like
then
a
also,
ceremony to get it updated, or you just walk in and they give you your?
you just go to a
yeah,
fucking tailor and you just go like, here's
yeah.
my rank, sew it on there. That's
Like
it.
you buy like you buy whatever needs to be like sewed on, and then you just take
Yeah,
it to the dry cleaners, and you're just like,
yeah,
I want
Oh, so
this on
you
this.
buy it. Oh.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
But
I can
here's the
get one
thing,
you have
too.
to buy it.
like what's you
Yeah.
can
Oh
Yeah, you
no.
yeah,
should.
I wouldn't,
Oh
I
no.
Yeah,
wouldn't.
you do. You have to. Yeah.
Like it's a legitimate thing like where people will do that, and it's called
Yeah.
stolen valor. It's a
Yeah.
huge
Oh yeah.
It's a
thing.
crime,
That's
right?
that.
It's not that it's a
It's not a crime.
crime
Come
really.
in.
It's just that like but people like it's a
I have
huge
to
thing
go.
where it's like if you go like on like Facebook and everything, there's literally a whole page dedicated where like veterans like are just looking for people who
Yeah.
like have stolen
Yeah.
the valor. Like there was I saw a video Tosh.0 did one also on that. I thought it was pretty funny. This dude like was like he's like, "Yeah, I'm a military police officer. I'm a lieutenant and
Oh, I
everything."
think I heard
And
of
I was
that
like,
one.
"Really? But your rank says you're a sergeant." And he's like, "Oh, I just haven't updated my stuff yet and everything." And then he was like, and the guy was like claiming he was an MP, which is a military police officer. Um, but his unit designation said he was something completely different. But the guy didn't know any of the symbols he was wearing, you know? So like stuff like that. So
Oof.
like people do that because, it gets you stuff, you know? Like for instance,
Right.
my brother when
Military
he was
discount.
yeah, like I
Yeah,
mean, it does.
exactly.
Like when I was when my brother was in Georgia and he was just getting out, he went to a Buffalo Wild Wings with a bunch of his friends and everything. One guy took up their entire tab. It was like $150 or something like that, and he paid for their entire tab. You know, but it's because one, he like where he was at was a very military town, so they have a lot of respect for people like that. But like I think the guy was also a former military himself, so it's like they stick together, like they really do. The military people really do stick together. So that's why when you see someone wearing stuff like that and they don't know what it represents, it's almost like an insult to all those people that have passed
Exactly.
away because you're like, dude, you don't know how hard they fought for that shit,
Mhm.
You don't know how hard like what sacrifices they made to get those ribbons that are on their stuff,
Yeah, it's a scummy
You don't
move. It's a shame
so
of
yeah.
treatment.
So I think that's what it is that it's like that, And like I didn't know how I always thought people were joking when it was stuff like that, but now that
Oh,
I'm in, when I see that, me too,
yeah.
I'm also like damn dude, that's fucked up.
There's a
So
lot. It's a shame there's a lot of shit people like that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's
Yeah.
that's for another whole. That's a whole fucking different
Yeah, that
conversation
is.
about
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
A whole
So
another.
yeah. But like I mean Edgar, don't you have did you get yours updated where you have like the stripes on your
Yeah. I do have the
yeah.
stripes
How
now.
many years? It's every 3 years, right?
It's every 3 years. Yeah.
Yes, like
So
so pretty
I'm about
much
to go for my
yeah.
third stripe.
You've been there
Okay.
for nine
Oh, okay.
So
years.
Yeah.
yeah.
You signed in 2012. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
So
god.
pretty much
Yeah. Yeah.
on
I've been here for a while now.
Wow.
your
Holy
your
shit.
ASUs, you get this stripe on your arm. It's like a little tally, and every tally is like you've been in for 3 years.
Yeah.
So now that I've hit my 3 year mark, I get to get one also.
I was gonna say if you've already like how many years and if you've gotten the stripes yet. If you
Mhm.
gotten like, if you had sewn on your stripe yet.
I have not
But
yet. But I'm
okay.
waiting so that I can go get my specialist patch so I can sew them onto the sides, and then I'm also gonna get the stripe put on also.
I got a
So.
Yeah.
question.
Like
Sorry, go on.
no, go. I was just gonna mention also on the other side, like
Mhm.
you also get stripes, but it's more like
That's like
horizontal.
that's more
It's for
deployment, right?
deployments. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's something to keep in mind if you see someone out in the ASUs.
Yeah. If they have slanted, that means that they've been in 3 years, and every single one is like 3 years. It's like if they have like 7 of
3 years.
them, like they've been in for a fucking minute. But if they're like straight like this, like just horizontally or whatever, that means they've been deployed.
Yeah, many
So
times they've been deployed.
yeah.
But
Hmm, good to know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So what was your question?
That's good to know about. I definitely want to get like a. Maybe I can look one up and I can put it up on the Discord and show people what the rankings are and stuff like that, and what it means if I can find a chart. My question
Mhm.
is there like a badge or something you guys are aiming for, or a little medal or something like
I,
that? Anything in
uh,
specific?
oh, actually, yeah, there was something that I actually recently found out about. I kind of forgot the name, but it involves um, it's it's like this. It's like the only. I think it's like the only foreign medal you could. It's only foreign medal you could get as a as a as a soldier, as a
Uh,
U.S. soldier, and it's like this really. I think it's called like the. Shoot. You know what? I'm not gonna mention it because I don't want to massacre the name of it. But yeah, like it's essentially it's this German medal that you could get, which is overseen like it's overseen by like German leadership. It's
uh,
like all these different like physical like tests like you gotta like ruck march for like this long distance and like also I believe there's also like a weapons like I think it's also yeah there's weapon qualification. I think like three I think it's like three weapons. I think
okay.
it's like the pistol, rifle, and like and a
Are you
machine gun.
like talking about a tab? Are you trying to go for like a sapper tap or something like
No,
that?
no,
Or
no. It's an
okay.
actual like medal.
Oh, okay.
Like that's a medal you get. But
Okay.
like also at one point, you also have to like swim. You have to swim a couple of meters like with like your entire uniform.
Okay.
Uh, um, and it's like all time too. Like if you finish it like all in a certain like amount of time, like it's like different like kind of like grades.
Okay.
It's like like bronze, silver, and
Yeah.
like gold. And like depending on how well you do, like it also changes the medal a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's like really like, interesting to me and what I want to do. Like, it'd be
No.
nice to get like a medal, like a foreign medal.
Have you ever
That's
thought
something
about
that
getting a
I
tab at all? Like a
no,
ranger or nothing like that? No.
no,
Rangers lead the way.
that's a little too extreme for me.
So you guys know what a ranger is, right?
No.
No.
Rangers like special forces. Like they're the toughest, like the
Yeah,
baddest of the baddest. Like they're fucking up there. So, um, I had a when I was in basic, I had I think he was a captain who had a ranger tab. So that means he went through some shit. If you go on like Discovery, they used to have a show there called Making the Cut or Surviving the Cut, and it was about like an hour long documentary where like they would follow these people who were going through like being a Navy SEALs, being an airborne person, or like sapper, ranger, and all that stuff. They go through some shit, dude. Like, um, there's this guy I follow on Instagram. He was a former ranger, and he said that it was like the hardest thing he had ever done. It was pain. They said you'd get one MRE the whole day, and they slept maybe 15 minutes every day, and that he recycled at least twice through it, and apparently a lot of people would like recycle. Like it's almost like a guarantee you're gonna
yeah,
recycle.
I bet.
Like like that's how bad it is. And they test you on everything. They test you on leadership skills. They test you on breaching and clearing. They test you on heights. They test you on swimming. They test you on everything, dude. Because you got as a ranger, you got to be like prepared for anything, you know.
I'm gonna answer Miguelitos. This is an MRE, military food.
Oh, okay.
I only ate the good stuff. I'll stay fit for sure if I keep eating this up. So
Did
send
you
those
finish the
boxes.
spinach though?
He did not. Yeah, I think he
I
said what, two
did.
bites?
No, I
Did you
finished it.
really?
Yeah.
Where's the bowl? Show me the bowl.
I
In
put
the
it
trash.
away.
No, it's not. It's right
It's
there
right
in the
there,
corner.
Let me go get it. Let me go
right
get
there,
it.
You liar. Isn't it right there? Isn't that the
it's
bowl
like
right
right
there?
there. Where's he going?
My
He's gonna get a
camera,
fresh
Nice.
bowl.
my camera's quality is too good apparently.
That looks like the bowl. I'm just saying. That looks like
The
the
bowl's.
bowl.
I think I see the bowl right there.
Yeah.
He's gonna go
Kevin's
get a
been
fresh
got.
bowl.
It's done, bro.
That is
Yeah, I
not
knew
the
it.
That's not
bowl
the
you
bowl.
used,
I knew it. He
liar.
got a fresh bowl.
That's
Get
not
out of
the
here.
bowl,
Get out of here.
brother. The
This
ball's in the shot.
this is a this is,
Yeah, that's the one.
that's a plant bowl, buddy. I'm growing
Shut up.
spinach later.
Was it that good that you're saving it for later?
Yeah, it was so good I wanted to multiply it.
I'm gonna repeat it later.
Perfect.
Oh my God.
Looks like your food is
Oh, look
ready. Come on, Shakira. Have a little pace.
No,
Oh my
animal
god.
abuse. Animal abuse.
Pita?
She don't
You
want
know?
it, bro.
Oh my
If she
god.
don't want it, it's not the move. I'm gonna leave it out there, see if they try it
So their
out.
nose is better than yours. This
Dude,
shit,
what
like,
the
I,
fuck?
I know
Just,
shit. when I smell it.
wait. Before you do it, take one more bite. One more bite for the cam.
I
Look at the light.
One more bite.
I mean she sneezed all over it, but
Yeah.
bone apple tea.
Oh, uh,
Mm.
It looked like he gagged for a second.
yeah, you made that look appetizing.
Bro, there's so much sodium in that thing. You do not want it or
Yeah,
what?
it has to be. It's like while you're training, like you sweat out all that salt. So
Yep.
you gotta like replace it.
Yep.
And my dad says, "Don't abuse the dog." Como a Shakira?
So to get back to the question, for me at least, I bro,
Sorry, Hector. You just
Oh my
Shakira's
God.
face. Like, what the hell is this shit?
No,
Someone say
Oh, never mind. They're going to town.
Damn,
Ah,
all right.
looks like I have a replacement for peanut butter.
I think it's just a new experience for them. It's like, oh,
I'm sorry, Hector. He's like, what the fuck?
I was just like, oh my lord,
yeah, so,
I wouldn't
well,
feed my dog that, dude. Like,
when they only eat dog food, they're basically in basic camp
Yeah.
with me, bro. this is they're like, yeah, this is amazing.
This is civilian food to their MRE dog food.
Shit.
I'd watch their poop for the next few days, just like,
Huh? You should have told me that beforehand.
Just give them the gum. That's what the gum's
give
for.
it- yeah,
I'm gonna eat the gum actually.
Just chew it and then spit it
Yeah,
into.
let's
Oh,
get
no.
oh my god.
All right, guys.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Hey,
that
That was
relax.
a tangent. That was a tangent.
Someone, one of them is choking a little bit.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, guys. Where were we? Can you hear them? Hold on.
ASMR?
Yes. Dog
I can hear him a
MRE
little.
ASMR.
All right.
Can you guys hear him
um,
slobbering on that thing?
I can hear a little bit. I heard a
I think
little.
I think I heard a little bit of it too.
God damn it.
Like it
All
more
right.
than we
Let's get
thought.
back to the question, I guess.
Sorry
For
about
me,
that.
like, no, you're good. The only thing I would really, really, really want, I think, I want a tab, but not like a ranger or sapper tab, because first off, like, your state needs to have the necessity of one, you know, so they're not gonna just. It's not like I can just be, hey, send me over there. And they're like, okay, like if there's a budget, you know, like they have to have a need for one. So like if I could, I wish I could have gone airborne. That's like one of the biggest things I wish I could have done. It's like a week or two of training, but you learn how to like jump out of like C-130s and all that stuff, you know, like that shit that they do in
Ooh.
the Call of Duty and all that
Whoa.
stuff, but just not as dumb. It's pretty much that. You learn how to do that. You gotta learn how to put you learn how to like put the parachute together and everything, how to like stow it to make sure that you know you don't kill yourself and everything. Then you actually have to jump out of the planes. Like I think you have to do it like 5 times before you actually can earn the rights
so.
to the wings and everything that you get. The more modernized version of that is air assault, where you learn how to like shoot out of like one of the like the bigger vehicle, like the helicopters and stuff like that, you know, like you're like the escort on the minigun and stuff, which one of my drill sergeants had an air assault like badge and everything, so I thought that was kind of cool. But I would prefer to go airborne. That's just me personally. But I also want to get an honor guard tab.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Yeah, I want to go on. I want to get an honor guard tab, which is what I'm actually currently working my way towards right now. So,
And how do you
um,
get an honor guard tab, if you don't mind me asking?
so for an honor guard tab, you need to join the honor guard first. which the honor guard essentially is the
Two.
unit that is what was the two for?
Oh,
We
my dad was asking.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, okay.
He said,
Um,
"Tenemos un militar." Like, oh, do we have military? There's
oh,
two.
three.
oh,
Oh yeah, three. Sorry,
three.
oh yeah,
My
like
sorry,
story.
Kevin.
sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
Kevin being
Kevin.
one of
Sorry,
that.
Kevin.
Um, so pretty much honor guard, like whenever if somebody were to pass away like on duty or overseas or something like that, if like let's say their family wants a military style funeral, that's where the honor guard comes in. They bury them with honors and everything, the flag, all that stuff. Like if you
The
look in
flag and like, yeah,
like yeah, that
exactly. I was
flag
gonna ask
back there, that's a flag that they fold up and everything. I'm learning how to properly do it that way and everything. That's also why I'm updating my ASUs is because I joined the honor guard. So you wear your ASUs whenever you're doing your honor guard duties. So I have to get that updated. But so first off, you have to be in the honor guard for 2 years. You have to have done I think about 100 funerals, and you have to pass a week long, very like physically and mentally demanding like test. And if you pass all that, you get the honor guard tab. So I don't know if I'll make it because again, I'm already like halfway through, and and like it's gonna be 2 years before I can even attempt to try and get the honor guard tab. And by that point, when you're in your final year of like retention, they're kind of like either telling you like you're not gonna be participating in anything if you're getting out, or that's when they start to bother you like, hey man, you want to reenlist? You want to reenlist? Like so, it's like I don't think they'll let me. It's same thing with my with like becoming a sergeant. I don't know if they'll let me because I have to wait about a year and a half more to because you have to have like a certain time and grade to make that rank. So I still have to go through all that, and then it's like for all I know, they're gonna be like, oh, but you don't have enough time yet. So maybe if you reenlist, we'll give you your rank. But if not, then no. So it's a little bit of all that.
Damn.
So but yeah, no, I would love that because like my biggest thing that I think is like the best thing ever, which is also kind of childish, but like I love your ASUs because when you become a sergeant or you become an NCO, you get a golden stripe like down the leg of your pants. So like that
Mm.
lets everybody know like yeah, you're a sergeant or you're a non-commissioned officer.
Yep.
Uh, Two, if you're airborne, you actually get to wear the jump boots. You don't have to wear the little shoes. You get to wear the jump boots in your ASUs, which is actually super sweet. And then also, typically you wear like a black beret. With if you're airborne, you get a red one. So
Oh
like
yeah.
your ASUs change with your career path. If you're infantry, you get that that blue band you see going around them or whatever. You get stuff like that. You know, like your ASUs change depending on what you've done in your career. And the last thing I want is to have like some plain ass looking ASUs when I get out. You know, so and then also, like, I also like personally, like, I don't want to be an officer because I don't think the officer ranks sound good with my name. But I'm like, I can go for sergeant. I think that sounds pretty good. Specialist, I'm like, nah, man. Like, what were you a specialist of? Driving trucks,
No, fuck it.
uh,
Fake it till you
I,
make it.
like I want to say like I like that my 6 years in the military had meaning behind it. Essentially,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
like that I put in the effort to try and make sure that like my time there wasn't just wasted. So,
I agree. Agree with that.
so essentially.
Oh, thanks for answering that question. That's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
just like to see people's goals, what they want to do. I mean, that's like it's very, I guess, it helps humanize you guys a little more, even though you guys are humans. But relates to people like, oh, this is something cool I want to
There.
get and achieve, an
Yeah.
achievement. Nice.
Yeah, you strive for something that only so few people attempt or
Yeah.
really don't have that drive for. So you guys are just above
Yeah. And then also a
most.
side note, I'm sure Edgar can agree with this. If you ever go to like a wedding or something and you don't have a suit, you can always just wear your fucking ASUs.
Yeah,
Hey,
So like, and then people are gonna be
comes
like,
in
"Oh, look
handy.
at this motherfucker!"
Life
Like,
hack.
so
You definitely stand out there.
life hack.
well, it's because like so like my thing is that I had a suit, right? But like it doesn't fit me anymore because ever since I got back from basic, like my shoulders got a lot broader and everything, and I got a little bit bigger. So like
Nice.
Hey,
like it actually doesn't fit me anymore.
hey.
So like and they were like, "Oh, if you get this tailored, you're gonna fuck it all up. You might as well just go get yourself a new suit." So I went and got myself a new suit, but I wore it the time I wore it once, and that was only to make sure that it fit me. After that, I haven't worn it, and it's been like months. So like at least I know with my ASUs, they're gonna fit me because they have to, you know? Like I'm gonna be wearing that on a constant basis because of honor guard and everything. So like I know like I always have that like in the back if I need it, you know? So like if I get invited to like a wedding or something and it's like shit, I don't have anything to wear. That's a lie. I got something.
Yeah,
So yeah,
right there, ready for you.
pretty much.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now that you've kind of been, we've obviously talked about beforehand the whole process of getting into the military
Yeah.
basic itself and a little bit after. I kind of want to like mind wipe all of that, pretend like we haven't spoken about it, maybe even try not to bring the perspective of the military in. But I did want to have you
Okay.
guys try to compare what you guys thought the military life would have been before getting into the military, and now that you've actually had this experience, how does it compare to it now? Like if there was a standard, like was there something that was kind of like surprised you about it?
Gotcha.
Uh, really, like I just kind of, I thought about this question before, and like, uh, it's kind of really don't know. I can't remember like sure, like I could
He's
try
been
to
in too
mind wipe.
deep.
Yes, I've been in too deep. But I like to think that my how I viewed the military was like through like through the movies that I've seen, or like how like soldiers and like military are portrayed like in media.
Romantically
Like
violent?
yeah, like yeah, it's either like painted like in like yeah, it's painted like romantically, or like kind of like rose colored glasses, or like it's like or like it's violent, or just like everyone's always going out to like fight, and like um like always finding that hello.
She was like, "You need to
Yeah,
eat."
like
Sorry,
Real
You're good.
food.
you're fine. Real.
oh, I forgot to give her the gum.
Oh,
Wait a minute, I'm not supposed to talk about that on here. Oops.
Anyway,
it's
go
fine.
on.
Okay.
It's all good. Yeah, but yeah, like essentially what you see like through the media on like yeah like TV shows, movies. That's how I thought it was gonna be like, where like everyone's gonna be always going out and fighting.
Mhm.
But once I got in, it's just like no, it's there's there's jobs to be done. There's
There's a lot of other
like
shit in the background.
yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that needs to be done that isn't like, portrayed in TV shows or movies or books even. Or certain books like I don't know um like kind of like retellings of stories.
Yeah,
But yeah, like you just kind of like learn that there's other stuff behind the scenes, and that's
absolutely.
what you become a part of.
Yeah.
I
Um.
mean that's
Anything,
fine.
anything for you, Hector?
So for me, I would say the same thing. Like you see Band of Brothers, you see Black Hawk Down, you see all that stuff, and you see a very like they joke around when they can, but everything's very serious. Everything's very life or death, which it still is. But that's what I thought. I thought everybody was gonna be like on top of their game. I thought everybody was like gonna be very straight and narrow. Like that's it.
Mm,
There's no room for mistakes. But then I went there and I did everything. And if you've ever seen Jarhead the movie, it's pretty much what it's like. Because with Jarhead, it's based on a true story. It's based on his I forgot his first name, but his last name is Swafford, and he's a Marine that was there for Operation Desert Shield, not Desert Storm, Desert Shield. And he was like, I was trained for months, years on end to be this killing machine, and then it turns out that I did more paperwork than I ever did, fighting. You
yeah,
know, and I think that's one thing that people have to understand is that it's like it's a lot of that, because that's what I thought it was gonna be like. How Edgar said, I thought it was gonna be like everyone fights, even the cooks fight, everybody fights. You know what I mean? That's what I thought it was, and that it is still is. But there's a lot more paperwork behind it. There's a lot more of this, like you don't just get like your ammo and your weapon and go, all right, go fight. It's like, all right, you got to put in a
yeah,
requisition order. How many bullets did you need? We'll get it to you in like 8 months or so. You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that. Like if you want to get your uniform, if it's all torn, you can either go buy it yourself, or you can try and put in an order for it. That order might take a few months, but you'll get it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot more to that.
Mhm.
I didn't think I'd be doing so much paperwork about my finances, you know? Or like, oh, how's your 401k going? You got an SGLI, you know? And it's like, I didn't expect all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really did throw me for a loop when I found out, like, that's what I was doing, you know? But again, this isn't me complaining that like I want a war or whatever, you know? Like I'm fine if my career just drums up to me doing honor guard and pushing pencils, fine, fuck it, you know?
Yeah,
But
and I'm assuming with like how we mentioned it multiple times that it's not a very high number of people who actually attempt, and even less of a number of those who actually get in. I'm
yeah,
assuming that number of people who actually see live combat is much smaller than
I
Yeah.
would assume so.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'd
'cause,
say
like
to
even more.
even be in that kind of scenario, you're just trying to, in my head, I'm painting an image of people trying to humanize a very dehumanizing event.
yeah.
That's like all I can describe it as.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, that's kind of like why with the movie Jarhead or whatever, the guy never sees combat. He
right.
never sees it. Like he gets close. He even gets a chance to like to be a sniper and everything, and he's like ready to take the shot. But then like someone shows up and goes, "No, we're gonna bomb the fuck out of it," and so they bomb it, and he never gets a chance to shoot. And like he literally like snaps and is like, "Ladies, like just let me take the fucking shot," because this is what he's been training for. You know, sniper school is no fucking joke, dude. It's like if you listen to the stories behind it, bro, it is some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Even more so for the people who have to be pilots, SEER school is no fucking joke, bro. Like, I don't know if Edgar knows about SEER school. Do you know about SEER school?
Actually, I think I have heard about it. Isn't that the like survival? Isn't that
Yeah,
survival training?
it's a 2 month school. First month you get like they take you to an undisclosed location and all that stuff, and they like torture you and everything and try
That's
and
what
get
it is. Yeah.
information out of you. The second month is you trying
Oh
to
yeah. Yeah.
escape.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's the whole
What?
and the reason they train this is because you're a pilot, you know? If you crash land somewhere, they have to know
Right.
that you're not going to give away any information and stuff like that.
Where's your cyanide pill though? I heard they
They
used to
don't
do that.
I don't know if they give you that. But yeah, so like the first month you're just like for the first whole month they're just like waking you up at random hours, they're like beating you and you literally have to sign a waiver saying that they can like go as far as pulling your fingernails off and stuff like that. Like it is
Wow.
crazy.
That I haven't
And
heard
then,
of.
And then the second month, it's like if they capture you, they torture you, beat the shit out of you again. Like, all right, now try again, but be better this time. And then they go after you and they try and find you again. Like that's literally what that school is, to make sure that if you're like if you get shot down or whatever and you survive, that you're not going to give away any information. That's literally what they do. So there are those intense ass moments like that. It's not all just us going like, oh, we fuck around. It's like no, there are those legitimate ass like like for real like moments and stuff like that. But there are also other moments like that, you know. So I think that everyone thinks that that's what the military is. You get tortured and you're like I can take it. I'm good.
Yeah.
And it's like but it's not. You know what I mean? You
It's
got
it's not.
captains and officers that have never seen combat. They've never seen anything like that. They've never been deployed, stuff like that. It's a thing,
Yeah.
So I
Just a real quick. Just a disclaimer. Yeah. For
yeah,
anyone who thinks that's like part of the training, that's your school where like they beat you, like that's not something that happens
no,
during like basic training or AIT.
no,
That's something you have to go out of your way to try to get into. That's
yeah,
after you're done with everything. You're like with your unit and you're doing your
yeah.
thing.
Like if your
Something
unit
that,
needs it, yeah.
well, not necessarily if your unit needs it. Well, actually, I'm
Like if
not
they need a
sure like how
pilot or
it
something, is
goes.
what I'm saying, like that.
Essentially, the opportunity comes up, and then if
Yeah,
you want to do it, you could be like, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's how it works. It's not like
yeah,
it's part of the training.
yeah. They
That's
don't. No, I've never been
something you
tortured, so no.
know.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah, but continue, Hector. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that in there.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. But yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I think that's what everyone thinks it is, and that's maybe what I thought it was at first too. But then, like, you watch movies, like, if you watch Jarhead, you see, like, what is one of the most accurate military depictions ever. Like, they're over here, like, drinking a shit ton of water and everything, They're doing exercise drills, but they never actually do anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that, you know? Um, but you're trained all this, so that way, should the event ever happen, you're ready for it. That's what it is. So like sometimes you could train like he did. He trained like 6 years in the Marines, being a scout sniper, being all this stuff to be ready for a war. And when he finally went, he didn't ever discharge his weapon, People do that sometimes, you know? You go through all this training, you get really good at reloading, you get really good at doing all this stuff, and then guess what? Your time is up and you're like, "Oh, well, I don't want to go back in." And it's like you just spent 6 years of your life preparing for something that never happened, which is a good thing in my opinion.
Yeah, I
I
think
like
so.
I
Right.
don't want
Yeah.
I don't want war to happen,
No
you
one
know?
should want.
I mean, I'm
No.
prepared, like, you know, I'm trained for it and everything, but that doesn't mean that I'm over here like crossing my fingers like, "Dude, I hope we go to war with someone," you know? Like that's not what I'm here
Yeah,
for,
no.
you know? So, yeah, that gum, man. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
But
What?
I'm
but yeah,
chewing it right
so
now.
It's laced, my friend.
but yeah, so I just think that it's stuff like that, you know? Like I think that people have it in their heads that like Black Hawk Down is what they're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis, and it's like you might be writing more papers than anything, you know? Like
Anything? Yeah.
there are some units that like go crazy and they really do focus on stuff like that or whatever, but it might be because their job is different, you know?
Yeah.
Their
Like the
job might
demand
be
is
more
different.
their
Yeah.
job might be more combat oriented, you know? Like mine, again, I drive vehicles. I'm a motor transportation company, you know? So obviously we got to focus more on our vehicles, you know?
Mhm.
Um, but in the end of it all, we still have our range days. We still go shoot. We still make sure that we're not going to be a liability to the others should that need arise, you know? So
Alright. So we're coming up on the three. Well, we're past the 3 hour mark.
Oh shit.
So, mate. So I'll
That
probably just
is.
ask you guys this one last question.
okay. I mean,
Um,
I'm like, my bad if
now,
we went on for so long. It's just it's a very
no,
easy
you're
thing to talk
you're
about.
good. No, yeah, of course. I mean, I figured with just one, it would be more than suffice having two. Like this can easily be a two-parter.
Hmm.
So
Right.
I would
Absolutely.
definitely love to revisit this maybe a couple months down the line. Maybe
Whatever you
after
guys want. It's whenever you
something,
want.
some other experience, you can finally show us your uniform with all the new badges and stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
Well, which one? Because I have my OCPs and I have my ASUs, so
Whichever you'd like.
okay, we'll see.
So after your experience, was there
Uh,
anything you feel like you can't live without? Whether it being maybe something you've learned.
Or carry around.
True. Yes.
Um, well, I mean, I always carry around a Gerber with me. It's like you'll see that a
Mm,
lot with a lot of
Gerber
fucking
baby?
military people.
Gerber
Like not like
baby.
the Gerber, like the baby brand.
No.
It's like a Gerber knife. It's like
Oh,
a
okay, okay,
They're,
okay.
they're multi tools.
yeah, it's a multi-tool.
Mostly,
Mm.
It's like
just
baby food.
Gerber.
Yeah, no, not
They
not
just
that.
they have the same
Yeah, they have the same
brand
name.
name for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why no one ever fixed it. But yeah, so like I always like you'll see it a lot with a lot of people. Like they'll always have like on their hip or something. They'll always have like a Gerber multi tool, and it works. It's really useful, you know. Like I'll be out there, and my wife will be like, "Damn, I wish I had a screwdriver." I'm like, "Haha, I busted out." You know what
Gerber.
I mean? It works. Like it comes with a knife, so if you need to open your MRE or if you need to like cut something or whatever, like if we're cutting trash bags or something like that to like lay them out so we can like collect all the shells of the casings and everything, like you have it ready with you, you know. So I think that the Gerber multi-tool is probably the thing I use the most, if anything. um but I will say also like the training that they give you, like
Mhm.
whether you know it or not, you're using it, you know. like like for me, I like they didn't teach this. They taught this to my basic training company for shits and giggles. They taught us how to breach and clear, you know.
Oh yeah.
So like whenever I'm at a movie or something and I see that they're doing a breach and clear, I'm like they fucked it up. That's not how you're supposed to do it, you know? Like I'm like you should have done this, this, and this or whatever, you know? Like I actually learned how to do all that stuff. So it's actually really cool to learn how to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Um or for instance, like, you know, how to properly shoot, you know? Like how to tuck it in, how to breathe and everything, all that stuff, you know, like it's actually pretty useful, you know? So like if I ever go to the range with somebody and they're doing it wrong, I'm like, hey, you're gonna hurt yourself. This is how you should do it. You
You
know?
know what? I'd like to go shooting with you.
Yeah, I mean if you want.
Oh,
Hey,
oh,
there
Give me
could be
give
the
me a
good
second
fucking
idea.
parter.
reason, bro. I would love to go shooting. Like
Because
I really
I can
would.
trust you guys.
That's not
Yeah,
that
because
would be a fun thing to
like
do.
when I went with Julio before, I hadn't gone yet to the military, but like so I feel like I wasn't as good. But I feel like now, if I were to go shooting with him, I feel like I'd be a little bit. I feel like I'd be better. I'd be a whole lot better.
We just have to wait for this ammunition crisis to end. Holy shit!
Yeah, that's the
Let's
only
continue.
issue. That's something that holds Feedback.
Paintball,
This is
shooting.
am-
You guys want to do that?
Hey,
ammo.
hey, bro,
Oh,
paintball shooting is a lot of fun too. Like it's a
10
lot.
picks. I can't do that physically.
uh,
I'll have a GoPro and you'll be there, Julio.
just ta-
I'll bring a
I'll
GoPro.
be on the drone.
You shoot from a drone. Oh my god!
just be the defense. Just be
Uh-huh.
the defense.
See a drone
I think I
flying
learned all that
in
stuff
front of a shot.
with
Jesus Christ.
Dropping paint cans.
it. Chopping paint cans. But yeah, I think it was all that kind of stuff. Is like, it's you learned like how like to properly be a unit and all that stuff. You learn like I mean, it just depends on how far you're willing to go with your military career because, you could go to like one of those survival schools or something in the military and then they'll teach you more, you know? You could learn how to properly put together a ghillie suit, you could learn how to be demolitions and stuff like that. You could learn a lot, you know? So, I just think it depends on how far you're willing to go. Like I'm learning how to fold the flag, into the trifold and everything, you know? Um, I learned how to properly decontaminate an area through the hazmat classes that I
Oh,
learned
that's
and
pretty
everything.
cool.
So yeah, so like I mean, it just depends on like how far you're willing to go, whether you volunteer or not, you know? Like what you're willing to put yourself through so that way it's like, "Oh, now I know how to do that." You know? So, I just think that it's 100% up to you. Like they have classes online where you can sign up for them. There's no charge for them or whatever, and they'll teach you stuff. Those count towards your like, towards your like promotion points for your promotion packet to become a higher rank or whatever. And you learn some things. So I just think it just depends on stuff like that. Like I learned how to also like without using words how to tell people how to get into a formation and everything. I learned how to tell people to
Yeah.
stop moving the truck or how to do this, how to do that and everything. I learned how to call a 9 line so like if anybody ever gets hurt or something I can like go on the radio and call for help or whatever. Like I learned all this type of stuff. So I think that it's really useful. Will I ever use it? Maybe not. But like it's there should I need it.
No.
I definitely want to
Anything?
piggyback off of that and say it's definitely like the one thing I can't live without. Even though I think it'd be something like more like like maybe like now you like got into like coffee or like maybe you're like into like or like you're drinking now and just like no, it's really like for me at least it's like the thing I can't live without is like training that gets instilled into you when you're at basic and AIT.
Yeah.
It's like some of the things you learn like it kind of becomes like sub it becomes like a part of you. Like you subconsciously start doing things like differently. Like you carry yourself different, like
Like
you
second
walk
nature.
differently. Yeah,
Mm.
like you conduct yourself differently with people.
Yeah.
Like you learn these different things from like basic and like how to like it's essentially discipline.
Yeah, exactly.
Like develop this military bearing of like how to like carry yourself. That's something that I feel like it sounds kind of weird like to say like oh I can't live without it, but it's kind of it's true because it gets instilled into you and it becomes like you yourself. You look at it, look inside, you're just like yeah, like I kind of like this way of thinking and looking at things. Like this is something that that was given to me by like my drill sergeants and like everyone else around me. This is something that I want to be a part of me now. So that becomes like now you. That's like your new personality. That's how you want to carry yourself.
Yeah.
And essentially, you can't live without it because that's now you.
Yeah.
That's how I'd want to like use that.
Yeah.
That's my take
100%.
on it.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, you got anything else for these guys?
Uh, okay. So just to, because a lot of things in the military, biggest thing that people usually see, besides the war and the fighting,
Yeah. Mhm.
is basic training.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to go through basic training without going through the whole process of the military, is there anything you can recommend for that, like a boot camp or a program that they have out there in certain, like, is there anything you've heard of that's like that, or currently it's just an unknown market to get
Like
that experience and get that
There,
discipline, besides getting a personal trainer at a gym or something like
there
so
is
like you mean like if they want to prepare themselves to go through basic training, or you mean if they
Like,
want the basic training
Experience. The experience.
kind of like
Like,
the taste of the military without like actually getting a contract like into
gotcha.
Correct. Correct.
like
Okay.
being like enlisted.
Hmm.
I feel like that really sounds like JRTC or ROTC stuff.
So to go off of what he's saying though, like most of those programs are only offered through a school. So like if you're going to high school or college or something, they'll offer those programs.
Oh,
But again, you're still like through those programs, you're still getting taught by somebody who's in the military, and they're gonna treat you like it.
Yeah.
So but again, if you're not in college or if you're not in high school, like, you're kind of shit out of luck. So probably the best I could say on top of all that is maybe just ask somebody, like if they're in the military and you're like, hey, I want to have like a little bit of a military experience, like just tell them. And if they're willing to, like, for me, I told a friend of mine who I used to work with, he told me, he's like, I want to join the military. I'm like, if you really want to join it, I'll tell you what, I'll make you an offer. Give me 1 day with you, I'm going to treat you like they treat you in the military, and if you're willing to put up with it, maybe you can get a taste of it and you'll see whether or not you want to go through with it or not. And like
fair.
I'm like, I'll tell you right now, like you're gonna eat MREs all day, and I'm going to like make you work out a lot, and I'm gonna like like I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna discipline you the way that they would discipline you. So that way you know what you're getting yourself into, so you don't think like, oh, you lied to me, you didn't tell me it was gonna be this hard. It's like, no, bro, I fucking taught you that it was gonna be this hard, you know. So I think that that's also a thing, is like you just have a friend of yours, like if you don't want to have to go and like pay for a program or whatever, just have a buddy of yours. If you know somebody in the military, just be like, hey, like how does it go? Like can you run me through it? And it's like, I mean, I'm more
Just
than
sit
willing
down
to.
and have that conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I did for my friend, and he liked it. But his parents disapproved, and he just never signed up. But he said that he liked it, so
Not for everybody.
yeah,
And
it's
of
not.
course, family
yeah,
does seem like a big factor.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
All right.
I'd say that's probably the best way to go about it,
yeah.
because otherwise, like, I mean, if you look it up on YouTube or whatever, I mean, yeah, you can watch it, but I feel like it's different if you live it,
It's a different experience.
It's like a
It's
Mr.
a,
Beast competition. At that point, we'll hit him up and propose that offer for him. Like, hey, we'll have Hector and Edgar go over there and we and just do a survival, and then someone wins a new car.
like,
Oh, I was gonna say, if you survive, you get to go to basic.
Oh,
yeah, no,
okay.
yeah, you for basic, yeah.
What?
I'll take the money. I'll take the money, sir.
But I mean,
It's
yeah,
like
I
we already
think
got the
that
paper signed for you.
damn, we already got your contract filled out. We took it while you were asleep.
Huh.
But I think that everybody needs to. I think like I'm not saying that everyone needs to do it, but I think that everybody should like get a taste of it, just so that everyone knows, like, oh, this is what your men and women in uniform go
There
through.
should be
You
like
know
a
what I mean?
school curriculum and for people in high
Yeah,
school.
like maybe not
That'd be
maybe not like a full
Education.
semester, but just like a week of just like, hey, this is like what the military does and everything. This is what anybody who proceeds to continue forward and actually be a part of the military, this is what they go through on a regular basis. Just so that way there's no confusion. There's no dramatization of it's like, oh, I'm going to war. All right, you Dear John letters every day. It's like, no, dude, like that shit's some scary shit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, letters do happen, but I'm saying that it's like they're not all just like, I think about you every day under the stars. It's like, no, like my fucking friend's legs got blown off today. Like, holy shit, like this is crazy. This is real. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, I think that that's also why they should do that. Like, again, I'm not like saying that they should like force it on people, but I think it'd be a good way
Like
to like show everybody like this is the real side to the military,
yeah.
like discipline. There's like we'll bullshit with you and everything, but at the same time, there is this level of like, okay, it's time to get serious.
I
You know?
definitely think that's something that the United States should put into the school system. Definitely, like I'm okay with a semester, honestly. I think that should be a
Mhm.
thing. But a month or two, maybe 3 months is fine. I think a quarter would be good. Because I mean,
You go through 3
th-
months, you pretty much just
because
went through
like,
basic, bro.
bi-
Yeah.
oh okay,
This
well, oh yeah, I
motherfucker.
guess basic is.
That's
But
why
I
I said a
mean,
week,
you're not signing a contract to the military and stuff like that. Like there's, like
I
people
suppose.
people do that and they don't know what they're getting themselves into. And I've met people where they hate it. They absolutely hate joining the
Oh,
military.
absolutely. Yeah, there
And
are
Yeah,
it's
people
absolutely. Yeah.
like
and And
There are
it
people out
sucks
there
because
that hate it.
they're basically they're miserable, and
That's the worst kind of like person to have in the military is someone who just doesn't give a shit because they're just so tired of it. They don't like it anymore or whatever. Because like not that they're a bad person, but like them dragging their feet drags everybody else.
Yeah.
You know? It really is a team effort. Like when we're fixing the trucks and everything, we get people out there that are doing like 3, 4 trucks every single like day or whatever, right? Then you get these people that will sit there and do one or none at all. They'll just disappear, go sleep in their cars,
Oh
or
yeah.
just like go hide in the bathroom or something, you know? And like because of you, now we're doing extra work, you know? And they're saying good job to everybody, but where the fuck were you? You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I genuinely dislike that, but at the same time, there are those like really amazing soldiers out there. Like that for me, for instance, like I don't have I my wife and I share one car, right? I got a email from somebody. He was like, "Bro, if you need a ride for our September drill, like I'll give you a ride, no problem." And it's like, damn, that thing's like this was back in August, and I'll like a few weeks ago, like maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Bro, we're not even in the month yet. We're not even halfway through this month yet, and you're already offering." So like there's stuff like that, you know,
Hmm.
or like people who are better at doing something, like maybe assembling or disassembling a weapon, and they'll teach you, they'll sit down with you and show you how to do it, rather than just them going like, "Hey, you fucking suck," and they're just like, you know, doing it on their own. You know what I mean? Like they'll take the time out of their day to help you out. You know, I feel like that those are the type of people that you want in your unit. Those are the type of people that that make it's not as bad as it as you think it is. You know, it's
Hmm.
really not. It's only bad if you make it bad, you know? Especially if you're National Guard. Like typically your drill's like what, 2, 3 days? Like suck it up. It's 2, 3 days out of your month, you know? Like you get another 20 something days where you don't have to think about that stuff, you know? So like just suck it up, you know? It's not that bad, you know? Next before you know it, a month has gone by. When you see those people again, literally a month has gone by, you know?
Yeah.
It's not
That's
that
not true.
bad. And there are people out there that are doing more. Like for instance, like if you're a full-time Army National Guard person, you're doing 5 days a week plus drill, and that's like the weekend. So you're literally going every day type of thing. You know what I mean? Like you get no day off. We get 28 days off or so, you know? Like fuck, that sucks, you know?
Yeah.
Or if you're like part of the honor guard and everything, and a funeral comes up, you have to go and you have to go do that. So technically, they're doing more. They're putting in more effort. They're doing more to make sure that whatever is a part of the army runs smoothly. You know. So for you to complain about like the 2 days, I'm like, it's not that bad. It's really not. You know, 2 to 3 days, whatever, however many days that person might be drilling. That's all.
Right. Right.
So that's all.
Well, that was that question.
Mhm.
Like,
I got nothing more to say on that.
okay. All right.
Awkward
Bye.
silence.
It's like,
All
all right,
right.
see ya.
No, yeah, I kind of already got my questions all across. I just wanted to see if Kevin had any more, and then if not, we could just wrap up.
I definitely want to. You guys basically. I was definitely an audience member. I was enjoying it. Wow, a lot. And I want more to hear more, obviously, but
Uh,
this will definitely go on forever. I
Uh,
want to save some more
yeah.
for another part
it's about to be a
with both of you guys
10 part,
coming
like
back
Yeah.
an
on.
No.
Yeah,
hour freaking
uh,
podcast over here or
just
something.
stories and all that stuff. Like not you guys asking questions, but like not us asking questions, but like you guys just going on and talking about what you guys want.
Just talking about anything in
Yeah,
general, really,
Yeah.
because we got stories. They just we're not able to cover them all right now.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot.
I
It's a
mean,
lot. Like,
yeah, even like the whole process of setting this up, we were kind of underestimating. Me and Hector talked about it during a video game podcast. He was playing shit, what game were
spec
you
ops.
playing? Spec Ops. And Kevin brought it up that he wanted to do the podcast. The idea was created with these two. And we figured we could just sit down and talk about it, but we never really knew the whole process of it. We didn't know that you guys have to go get approved, and that's why it took so long.
Yeah.
We could have done this maybe even a month ago, I believe. So this has
Honestly,
been like a month in the process. Just
Yeah.
finally,
So
from the
Yeah.
moment this idea was conceived to now. So like,
Yeah.
I'm really glad we finally got to sit down with you
It's
guys.
been a
I
And,
mean,
fucking minute, man.
it's like the same
yeah,
process you guys went to join the military. I've been
Yeah.
there. I'm
it's just
I'm with you guys on the
processing.
same boat. I'm on the same boat. You know those fucking pussy ass Navy people. I can say that to now.
Oh God.
There's a
Yeah.
lot
Wait.
of there's a
Uh,
lot of jokes about the different branches, dude.
Yeah.
Like everybody, like like it's like Navy is Navy, right? Like there's acronyms for like
Oh
what
my
they say and
god.
shit like that. I'm dead
I'll look
serious.
those up after. I'll look
Uh,
those up
No,
after.
like I
Yeah.
could tell
Please
you
do.
one.
Please
I
do.
could tell you one for the Marines. It's not like like offensive or
Nothing.
anything. It's just funny.
Okay.
Like so, it's United States Marine Corps. That's USMC, right? So what the army says it stands for uncomplicated shit made complicated.
ah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh, that's a good one. Never
So
heard
yeah,
that. That's a good one.
like literally like there's a bunch of these for everything. I even got two for the army, but I'm like, you know what? Like I'll save those for afterwards. But
For
yeah,
for next
Yeah,
time.
I'll say those.
Oh, did
God damn.
you guys have me on full screen? Is that how you saw the bull? Didn't even
no, it's
realize
just
it.
No,
Oh,
I mean
I
it's
should have
it's
opened it up.
have you on a little screen.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I
I
could
have
see
you
it.
on the floor, but I can still see the bull. Like
Oh.
it was
Oh,
there.
you could have clicked the panel view. It's on the top right, but like if you hover over the screen, you'll see it show up, and it
But
would have opened it up evenly.
yeah, I was
I
like,
can still
oh,
see the bull even from the smaller screens.
it's the military eyeballs.
Oh yeah, here. Oh man. Oh,
Maybe.
that's loading now.
But thanks guys
Oh,
for
never mind.
like willing to be because you guys didn't have to do this. We appreciate that you guys went through that process because that's a pain in the ass,
Uh-huh.
and you guys still did it anyways to just get on this podcast with us.
Yeah.
I'm glad we gave us the opportunity to do it. Like it's kind of fun to be able to like actually like let loose and actually explain some of these
Yeah.
things. And if it helps someone out there like decide
Yeah.
what they want to do, then that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Whether
yeah,
you want to join or whatever, happy.
I, I don't have a viewer count, but I mean, I hope people might have came through and just to listen for a little bit because it's all at this point just information just available to them. You're getting
Yeah.
experiences from two different people, which could maybe enlighten them on their decision. You never know.
Yeah. I think that like for me personally, I like it because like you said, it's like an opportunity to just be like, oh man, like I get to share my experiences with Edgar, and I'd never heard like what he went through
Yeah,
with his basic or with anything like that. So it was fun comparing like, oh, he went through this shit. Oh, he didn't get the peanut butter shot. What the fuck?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like stuff like that. Like I thought everybody got it, but apparently there were a few that didn't. And so like
Jesus
there's stuff like
Christ.
that. Um and
Mm.
like just kind of like again he enlisted 6 years before I did, so it's like I wonder how much it's changed, because like back then
Yeah.
they used to be able to put their hands on you all the time. Like one of my
Oh
drill
yeah.
sergeants told me he was like doing push-ups, he made a joke, one of his drill sergeants walked up and cracked his ribs, just kicked him right in the ribs, cracked two of his ribs.
I mean, yeah,
Nowadays
they didn't do
they
that with
can't really
us.
do stuff like that. Back then they could say whatever they wanted, they could call you a fucking like
Anything.
Yeah,
idiot
pretty much anything.
or like worse. But now they
Worse.
can be like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing, weirdo?" Like they can't really say anything past weirdo to you, Like
Yep.
they can't actually say fuck you. They can only they can use the word, but they can't point it directly at you. You know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that. Like the military has changed.
Yeah, things
Um,
change. Like
yeah.
with the
Um,
times or like whatever like gets developed that's new or whatever they think
exactly.
might help improve either like retention or people like signing up or
Yeah, like for instance,
um
Edgar, I don't know if you knew this, but they got rid of the shark attack. Did you know that?
I think I heard something about
Yeah, they
that.
got rid of the shark attack. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually I have heard about it. Yeah.
mm.
That's kind of
What's the shark
like
attack?
after
Oh,
it's essentially what Hector was
Oh,
explaining earlier, where like they bring you on the bus and they're just like you refer to
so
me as drill sergeant, no drill sergeant.
yeah, so
Like,
like
and
pretty
then
much
get off the bus.
like at least the way I went through it, my shark attack was like after we went through processing and everything, a bunch of drill sergeants walked up to us and they like slapped a green, blue, or red sticker onto your uniform. And they'd be like, whatever color your uniform is, that's your platoon. That's your the people you're gonna be like stuck with for the next 10 weeks or whatever. So we were all like super duper quiet, just sitting on the bus, like holding our bags and everything. And then like when we got to our barracks, there was like 13 different like drill sergeants standing out there. And
Yep.
they were just like, the moment those doors opened, one of them just jumped into the fucking bus and was like, "Get the fuck out!" And just
Yeah.
started screaming at everybody, "Get the fuck out! Ow, ow!" Like, they were just screaming at you.
Mm.
One guy fell over. They picked him up by the collar of his uniform. Like, they're like, "You fucking tripping on me!" And they like pushed him and like just made
Yeah.
everybody line up and everything. And like just everybody was like, there were people that I like these drill sergeants I never saw again, but they literally walked over from their barracks just to scream at us, then walked back. Like, I
Wow.
was like, what the fuck? And so like they line us all up. It is freezing cold. They just start giving us their speech about, "Hey, welcome to Alpha 24A. We're about to fuck you all up," and everything. And they're like, "You fuck this up for yourselves, you're gonna make this a whole lot worse," and like all this stuff. They would make you like do the proper position of attention. If you fucked it up, they would just scream at you, drop you to your knees, and make you do push-ups and all this stuff. They'd make you go down and like hold it there, then they'd make you come back up, and you'd be like, "One," and then they'd like, it was like they just like literally they're just there to like, the shark attack was kind of just to like, it was like a shock to the system where you're like, "Holy shit, this is happening," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How the name how the name implies, like you know how like sharks swarm.
Yeah,
There's,
like
blood in the
pretty
water.
much it was the drill sergeants. They were like, "We smell fresh meat. Let's fuck everyone up." And so that's pretty much
Fuck.
what they were doing. And like they would do crazy shit. Someone dropped his bag and they're like, "Oh, you can't hold your fucking bag." So they would like make you hold it over your head and everything like that. And if you were like, "I can't hold it," they'd be like, "What'd you
Shit.
pack in it? Like, why are you fucking bringing so much of your shit with you?" And all that stuff. Like, it was like crazy
Is
shit
that
like
the guy
that.
with the 3 suitcases?
Yeah, like, and like they tossed his shit out. Like, I was like, "Damn, bro." Or like one of the other things I saw them do to a guy who like wasn't listening to the orders during his shark attack, they made him hold like a piece of tissue paper, and hold it out, right? But he was so tired because he got no sleep. They had just got done fucking him up specifically, or like smoking him as they call it, and they made him hold the tissue paper up. And they were like, "Why can't you hold the tissue paper up? It's not that heavy. Like, you grew that arm, like you hold it, up." So like they'll do stuff like that to you. That's what the shark attack was. But they got rid of it because I guess they were like, "Oh, it's too harsh for everybody." So now
I don't know.
they make everybody do team exercises to show you like what the army's gonna be doing. And to me right now, I'm like, "Damn, that's some weak shit," you know. But I'm sure
Yeah.
to
Just the
people
patient
who are the
trophies.
generation before me, they're like, "Bro, the shit you went through is weak shit," you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's kind
Yeah.
of just stuff like that. So
Damn.
but yeah, like
And
it's always evolving. It's always evolving. So for all you know, like by the time we do the next one or whatever, like I don't know how long it's gonna take or whatever. It could be like, "Oh shit, like dude, like there's a whole new like uniform and everything, or there's like a whole new this or that." You know what I mean? Like they
yeah,
are coming out with a new dress uniform. Edgar, you know about that, right? The pink and
but
greens.
yeah, the pinks, the pinks and greens.
Yeah. So like
I'm gonna
they're doing
cop
stuff
it.
like that. It doesn't look pink and green like it sounds.
Yeah.
It just looks like old World War II uniforms, like the old
Oh.
like, dress uniforms that they had for back then. I don't know why they call them that, but
Pinks
that's
is
just
for their like stands for people. Like
I don't know, bro.
predominantly used
Like
to be white,
honestly,
and
dude,
then
like
the
some of the
greens
That's
is they're
military,
why it's
wearing
called
green.
that. I could see it.
yeah,
I
I
could
could
see
see
it
that.
called that.
But like
I'm one of you guys. I know.
military jargon is so
It's like
fucking
I'm in
crazy,
there
bro.
now.
I know the lore.
You know the lore. Like yeah, military jargon is so crazy, dude. Like FUBAR, like that's a thing, like all that type of shit, So you know what FUBAR is, right?
Yeah, but I had like go ahead and explain it for the rest of us.
Edgar, you know what FUBAR is, right?
Of course I do. I definitely know it. Why don't you explain it, Hector?
Well, so like it pretty much stands
Yes,
for
Hector.
what it stands for is like it stands for like depending on who you ask, it stands for either fucked up beyond all recognition or fucked up beyond all repair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I knew that.
Huh.
Indeed.
Yeah,
I
that's
knew
what
the
FUBAR
second
is.
one.
Yeah, I heard
So
about
like
them. I heard about
stuff like that,
It was
Um
something like that.
yeah, so I think it's just along those lines where it's like, like there's a bunch of weird shit, like pink and greens and everything, FUBAR and all that, like you know what I mean? Like it's just shit like that. Blue Falcon, like Blue Falcon is somebody
Oh,
who's
yeah.
like trying to be like better than everybody else and will like rat people
Oh.
out if need be to get by.
Oh,
I thought you
God.
meant like the Winter,
Randall.
I thought you meant Blue Falcon, like the Marvel character. I'm like, oh, it's actually
No,
the
it's like
Falcon.
No,
The,
no, no, no.
okay.
Blue Falcon, that's what that stands for. It's like
Oh, it's a
that's
real thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an actual thing. Like, there's a lot of weird shit like that.
The Blue Falcon is someone who, like, how they say it, it's like they swoop down and they fuck your buddies.
Yeah,
That's what it is. That's what a
essentially.
Blue Falcon
Anything
is.
for my boys.
And then like,
Evidence.
Edgar,
Not out of kindness.
have you ever been smoked with buddy fuckers?
Oh wow. Is this an
Uh,
orangey?
No.
RNG?
Orangey.
What? What
Wake
the
I
up.
mean,
fuck?
Sorry, I'm into
I
some
mean,
my factions into other stuff. My
I was gonna
platoon.
say now I don't want to say like it happens all the time. Now you're gonna be like, oh, guess what's happening in the military?
So what the fuck is this smoke buddy fuckers or whatever?
No, it's like, so when you get smoked, first off, that's like when you get in trouble and they're like
Right.
they're like making you pay for it, like physically.
Uh,
Like, I don't know if Edgar's ever heard the saying, what your mind doesn't comprehend, the body will pay for. I used to hear that all the time like
Okay, not for
from
me.
my old unit. So, buddy fuckers essentially is like where you're getting smoked, but they bring one of your buddies in, and because of what you did, now he's getting fucked over, so it's called a buddy fucker.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
fuck.
So like there's a
yep.
buddy fucker where like you're in the squat position, right? And you have your hands out like this, and your hands are on that person's shoulders, right? So if your legs start to get tired, you're gonna push down on your buddy, so you're putting more pressure on him, so you're fucking your buddy over. That's why it's called a buddy fucker.
oh.
They have like exercises like that are meant to like piss people off with each other. So
That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
yes, like they do shit like
That
that.
does not sound cool.
You
And like, no, yeah,
They make-
that.
it's a pain in the ass. And like, what was so funny is that when my brother's
We should do those
commander found out
exercises. We
that
gotta
we
do a
were like
video.
that I had joined in the unit, he was like, "Oh, your brother's in the unit?" And he was like, "Yes." So, he's like, "Yes, Sergeant." And he was like, "I'm gonna fuck him up when he gets here." And then like he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna fuck you both up when he gets here." Luckily, I didn't join his unit. But he was telling us that we were gonna do buddy fuckers and everything, and I was like, "Dude, this is gonna be a
Jesus
bitch."
Christ.
And I was like, I'm gonna fuck my brother over so hard, like I don't care. So, but yeah, like they have stuff like that. Like there are moments where like it's fun and games, but then they do have moments where it's like if you fuck up hard enough, they'll make sure you pay for it. Like in my unit, if you fuck up really hard, they have this 100-pound chain. They call her Big Betty, where they pull her out, and you have to run the entire motor pool and back, dragging Big Betty. And the motor pool is like it's a pretty
It's a
decent
giant
fucking
area.
size.
Yeah, because it's used to stage vehicles, and you need a
Yeah, they
lot of
stage
space for
vehicles, and they have
vehicles.
yeah, exactly.
Shit.
So like it's
Motor
fucking big,
pool. I
and
get
you
it
have
now.
to and you have to drag
There it is.
this 100-pound chain from the start all the way to the end, then back, and they make you do shit like that.
Nope. Oh man.
Fuck, dude. Holy
Yeah, dude,
shit.
like there are moments where it's like, oh, it's no fucking joke, but there are moments where like like if you hear the sergeants, they'll fuck with you, they'll talk to you and also make fun of stuff or whatever, and they do it all the time. It just depends, like there was this female that was a heat casualty, so she passed out from heat stroke essentially or whatever, right? Like heat exhaustion. And so like whenever like it was hot out, they'd be like, "Oh, watch out for her! Like she's about to pass out. Get her some water." Like they'll fuck around with like what
Wow.
happened to you. Like it's not really a joke,
Yeah.
but then like they'll make it into one. You know what I mean?
That's something,
Stuff like that.
that's something I would do.
So yeah,
That's why it's important to stay under the radar. Like,
yeah,
don't get noticed by any of your drill sergeants. Just be a ghost
If you
until they
pass
do
out,
notice you.
wake
yeah.
up.
Yeah, like for me, for
Yeah.
instance, when I was in basic training, my brother's nickname, I don't know why they called him this. They called him Taki. I don't know why. I think it's because he was like so thin. They're like, damn, bro,
Oh.
you as thin as a fucking Taki or some shit. But my nickname actually when I was in basic training was Hollywood because I had a pair of transition lenses. So whenever the sun would hit me, they
Oh.
would turn into like sunglasses. But um the like the optometrist or whatever, they never got me my military pair of glasses up until I
Oh.
finished AIT. So I literally was running around the entire
jeez.
time with this pair of glasses with that were not regulation. So I was doing a ruck march, and one of the drill sergeants was like, "Hey, Hollywood, what the fuck are you doing, guy?" And I was like, and because like I was passing people by because they were slowing down, and I was like, "I'm passing them by, drill sergeant," and they were like, "Damn, can't wait to get to the big time, huh?" And I was like, "All right." So they just started calling me Hollywood after that. From that point forward.
That one's
So
a
like whenever like, and that's when I got noticed. I'm like, "Fuck, they noticed me." So like that's like the last 3 weeks
Oh.
of my basic, they would call me Hollywood. They wouldn't even call me Espino. They would just be like, Private Hollywood, where the fuck are you? I should be able to see you with those glasses, but where are you?
That's
Like,
fucking
so,
hilarious.
yeah, they'd just say shit like
You know
that.
what? I, I'm gonna join as a military. I mean, as a camera crew, like The Office.
Yeah, you can do that too.
That's a great thing. I'm glad we had this conversation. This leaves us open to a lot of stuff we can do. We can definitely, I
Yeah.
would definitely like to try out videos where we do a lot of
Down at the range.
military down at the range, military
Mhm.
exercises, like the fuck buddies.
Oh,
The buddy fuckers. What the
No, no,
hell?
fuck
No,
buddies.
not fuck buddies. That's a different
And the buddy
exercise
fuckers.
entirely.
And-
Not military regulation
you
either.
you think I'm mistaken, but I'm not. I know what I said and I meant it. We can do
Okay.
definitely some more of that, more talking, and I definitely want to play, Call of Duty or Fortnite or Warzone, whatever, with you guys too, so I can be like, I'm better. But I'm gonna be
Oh,
dog
and you guys
shit.
can use your
like
like
I'm
military
outperforming the
jargon too.
soldiers.
Yeah, but like we'll put it on on the Twitch header or whatever. Call of Duty with
I mean,
Just like
military,
I'm fine
just
with that. Yeah.
just clickbait.
I will be honest though, like whenever I'm playing, like if I'm playing a shooter with my brother or whatever, the military jargon really does come out for both of us.
Yeah, I remember you
Dude,
mentioning that.
I'm
Like,
I'm all for it.
like when my brother and I we were playing, I thought I don't remember what we were playing. I think we were playing. Oh, we were playing Rainbow Six Vegas, and those games are very tactical. So like when we go into a room or whatever, we're like, all right, get ready to breach, and then we'll actually like I learned how to breach. So I'd be like breaching, and then we'll go in, and then like if we're getting shot at, I'm like, oh, we're getting shot at from like 9 o'clock or whatever, and he's
Uh,
and
dude, I'm
anybody
so
else like, what
down.
the fuck does that mean?
I'm
And
so
but to
down.
him, he knows, so he immediately turns to his 9 o'clock, and he knows where they're
Oh,
getting
I
shot
am
at.
so hyped for that. I would love that.
So, yeah. I use my military training more often during movies and video games than I use it like because I'm National Guard or whatever. But I mean it works,
Yeah,
like it really does. So
can't wait to play Mario
I,
Kart with you.
yeah,
Mario
Mario Kart. There's gonna be some
Kart.
fucking talking in that.
Uh,
But I mean, yeah, like I mean, also like a side note with the military training, like when you see those big rigs driving down and they have like those like tankers or whatever on them, and you see those like plaques or whatever, I could tell you what those are now because I learned it through the military.
oh
I
yeah.
learned like, oh, that's flammable gas or that's explosive, that's a poison. Don't drive near that or whatever,
Oh,
like stuff like that. Or like I learned how to hook up like the air to the big rigs and everything, like how they connect them and all that. Like I learned how to drive a big rig. I'm actually really comfortable driving those things now, Like I could go get my CDL if I really
that's a
wanted
pretty
to.
good and kind of scary
Okay.
skill.
Yeah, and I also learned how to alley dock. So like, like when you see those people pulling in like towards like the casinos and stuff like that, I'm like, oh shit, like I could do that.
Wow, that's pretty
Like
cool.
like they made us do that for our final test and everything. And I fucked it up because they gave me like a newer model to drive, and I went up to my instructor and I'm like, Sergeant, I guarantee you if you give me the older model, I can do it way faster than I'll do it in 3 minutes flat or whatever. And he was like, all right, bet. And so like he was like, if you do it, I'll pass you and everything. So I did it in like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like it didn't take me very long at all to alley dock, and it's like super thin, like the trailer can barely fit within the lines because that's how accurate they want you to be. And I was able to do it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm like, yeah, dude, like it's a really good like learning like process.
Yeah,
Like
you
I
learn
never thought I'd be practicing big rigs. So
skills that you can be used in life.
yeah. So yeah, no, but if you guys ever want to, we could do a one where it's like, oh, we like we do like we could talk like we go and do a range day, then we can come back and talk about it or whatever, or we can play a game like Kevin was talking, just
Yeah,
let me know. I'm
we
I'm
there's
more than happy to talk about it. Like as long as I can talk about it, I will talk
we
about
we'll let you guys do all the time, and we'll just do role playing. Basically, is what I like to do.
it. Role
Got
playing.
matches,
role
voice
playing.
titlettes.
I don't think there's moist anymore.
Moist.
We'll do the role playing while
Love,
we're doing the fuck buddies
love,
drills.
love moist talent.
Uh,
So glorious.
but yeah,
Oh
that
yeah, but I'm down. I'm down.
We'll be
For
in touch
sure, for sure.
soon, sir. Sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, just let me know when. I
Yeah,
really do
gladly.
appreciate you guys letting Edgar and I ramble on for like what,
No,
about 4 hours now?
yeah,
Like,
Yeah, we're 8 minutes
that's
shy of the
that's
4
quite
hour mark.
Oh
yeah,
shit!
yeah.
that is quite a oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good job. We
good
did it,
job.
boys. Who would
Yeah.
have thought?
Thank you everyone
And
for joining us and listening in on our stories.
mm,
This made you decide on what you want to do.
Oh yeah, we obviously got you guys' background, a little bit of it experience.
yeah,
Again, if that helps guide anybody's decision, it is a very big decision to make. And hopefully you've
Oh yeah,
kind of
definitely.
maybe enlightened the path for who knows however many people who may watch this in the future or if anybody was live in the moment.
Yeah.
'Cause
yeah. Like,
that's really how they say like God, I can't remember the wording because there was something my instructor used to say nice. Well, in
yeah,
college, because he used to, I guess, what he would say that he used to be the one that trained like Navy SEAL teams and stuff like that. So I would hang out with him all the time because he had like just a, a broad knowledge of a lot of things, and I just loved listening to
gotcha.
him.
Mm,
And he would always just say like just absorbing that knowledge is like one of the most powerful tools we all have at our disposal. So
Yeah,
yeah.
again, I cannot thank you guys enough for
Yes.
allowing that for you to
Yeah.
do that with us.
yeah.
Thank you
Like,
for having us. Really
yeah,
appreciate it.
exactly. I mean, and everybody learned a little bit. You know, Kevin learned he's left eye dominant when he shoots now. You know,
And
he
I'm
learned
right
that
eye fucking
he
um,
learned that MREs suck. You know,
yeah. My right eye's just yeah. I'm gonna need to go to get. Never
Swap
mind.
them, bro.
I have bad jokes in mind only. I can't say anything. Let's just say my right eye's pretty bad.
but
Nice.
like just like a closing remark to anybody who, if they were listening to this and they're like, oh, should I join or not? I would say, um, you really do need to sit down and like have a conversation with yourself before you make that decision, because it is a very big decision. You know, like you get a lot of people who like do it, like join up, and then it's not for them, so you know, they could like, you know, hurt themselves to try and get out or whatever, or like, you know, they get depressed over it and everything, and it happens. It's an issue that happens also. You know, some people think they're cut out for it, but they're really not. You know, like there were people that were calling home and everything, they were crying, telling their parents to pick them up and everything, and it happens. It really does. So you just have to be able to like really sit down with yourself and think like, can I handle this? You know? And if you think you can and you go through it, you have earned a huge amount of respect from me, and I think you deserve that respect from a lot of other people, you know? Cuz it is not an easy thing to join, you know? Like Edgar's been in 9 years. Fucking mad respect for you, man. Like really, like sincerely. I've been in 3 years. Like you've been in like triple what I have, and I have like nothing but the utmost respect for you. You know. So yeah,
Right.
there are people out there that have been through longer, and they've actually seen things, they've done things, and again, I've like there's nothing for but respect for you. So if you're planning
Yeah.
to
Thank
join,
you for your
just
support.
yeah, like just be honest with yourself and just like, can I do it? If you think you can, do it. You know, I think that if you think you can and if you really want to, just be ready. It's not going to be easy. It is going to be one of the like most difficult things you're going to do. Unless you're going Air Force, then you're just going to march all day, so it'll be super easy.
Nice.
But like if you're going like, but if you're going like Marines or Army or something like that, it's going to be no fucking this guy. It's going to be
Yeah,
no
like
joke.
It's a
definitely,
memorial for
definitely
like it's
ask.
a and closing ceremony. Go for it. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Really ask everything. Like whatever recruiter you go to, like whatever branch,
Ask
whatever it is,
questions. Don't be afraid to
ask
ask
questions.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah, like ask all of them.
No question is a
Anything.
dumb question.
Yeah, exactly. Any
Exactly.
benefits, anything you're concerned about, what you could get from it, everything, anything
Exactly.
and everything. Ask it.
Ask everything. And if you don't get the answer from your recruiter, seek out other people. Go to forums
Um,
or something and ask them. Like be like, or like, hey, what can I expect? They'll answer. If you can find Edgar or myself, ask us. We'll be honest with you, you
Oh,
know? We're
okay.
not
So I was kind of iffy on asking you guys this, but like if you guys are willing to maybe even plug yourselves in case you guys would like to be an outlet for somebody to reach out to, because again, this is a very big decision in someone's life. You guys have that experience. Maybe listening this didn't answer that specific question, and maybe there's another question somebody would like to ask. Is there any way maybe these guys can reach out to you?
Yeah, I mean,
I,
go for it, Edgar.
well, I was thinking like, wow, I really never. Well, yeah, like sure, like I could say like you reach out to me, but like I really don't have specific. Wait, like I really only have like Facebook and like I do have a YouTube account, and like, you could. I'm pretty sure you can still send messages to people, right? Even though
Yeah,
it's been a while.
just
Mm,
we'll contact you. They'll contact you.
My
I'll
people
put
reach out to
I'll
your
put your phone
people.
number in the description right now. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Damn.
Oh, actually, why did I agree to that?
I agree to this. No.
That's how dedicated you are to helping, which is respectful.
You're so dedicated.
You're so
Here's my
dedicated.
number. Um,
Big mistake on your part, though.
damn. Um, so
So
for
no,
me,
again, if you guys are totally willing, I understand if you
yeah,
kind of want to keep it more personal, but of course, this is like for maybe who knows, however many people this will ever reach one day. But if there's just that one person who needs the help or
yeah. I
that
mean, 100%.
decision making, is there a way for maybe them to contact you? That was, I didn't mean for anything bad out of that. Sorry
No,
about
you're
that.
good.
No, no, you're good.
Anything.
It's just
I mean,
really
if
the concern.
people really want to reach out and ask me questions, whether it be about like my military experience or if they wanted to join, I mean, I have a Twitch account. It's retro79. So like I mean you can always double like ask me questions there if you want to, like if I'm streaming, but if not, there's a link to my Instagram account, and if you send me a message, if I see it, I'll more than likely answer it, you know? Like I typically like look at every question even if it's like a spam or whatever from some like stupid account trying to like sell some shit.
Yeah,
I'll
no.
still look at it at least, you know? So, I mean, if you really do have questions, you can always go there. So, um, yeah, but I mean, if not, if you find these guys and you ask them the question, if they want to reach out and
Yeah,
tell me the
No,
question, I can just respond
we
that
could
way too.
totally
actually,
relay it out to you guys for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
I'm
fine
fine with
too.
that.
Like either way is fine for me. Whether it reach out to me personally, reach out to these two, and then it's like you tell them, then they ask us, and then it's like, okay, well, here's that answer or whatever, you know, like there's that too. So I mean,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, if anybody is listening and you got any sort of question that we didn't cover in these 4 hours that we sat down and talked to,
these 4
um,
hours.
yeah,
Uh,
no, we're 10 seconds away. um, feel free. You can reach out to us, and we'll make sure this message gets relayed out to these guys, and maybe we can
Yeah,
get anything answered, anything cleared up, because again,
man.
this is a very big decision.
Yeah, and I mean, again,
And
like you said, we might even be doing a second episode or whatever.
yeah,
So I
for
mean,
sure.
if they have a question and they just want to wait to have it answered there, it's like you can always just wait then, and then it's like, okay, yeah, like what do you want to know? So I mean, there's that too. So
Because for sure, you guys definitely answered the call, so few of us choose not to. And thank you
choose
guys
not.
for everything.
No
No,
problem.
yeah, because I know it was like an option for me, and I chose not to because I was definitely afraid.
I'll
I
be honest.
remember sitting in the
I don't
office
blame you.
doing that test, and I got a pretty good score. I would have been in like 2 ranks up or something. I can't even remember because it was so long ago. All I had to do was just fucking sign the paper and do that pledge, and I was in. But I was afraid, and I just could not go through with it because
Yeah, I
for
don't
me,
blame you.
it hit me more about the family. Like I could not leave my mom, so it
Yeah,
For
I
just
me,
feel you.
like
Understandable, honestly.
I think that for me though, like it wasn't like, you know, other people join right out of high school or whatever. I never envisioned myself joining until it like really happened. Until like one day I just sat down, I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go talk to someone. And I did, you know? So it can be very just like out of nowhere, it'll just happen, you know? Like at least for me it did. Like with Edgar, I'm sure I don't know if you like sat down and actually like thought about it for a long time or not. Like and then went in. For me, it was just a like in the moment, I'm like, you know, fuck it, let's do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? And I found out there's a lot that can happen, but you know, it was worth it in the long run. I learned a lot. Um, and I feel better about myself. I feel like it made me a better person, like not just towards my friends, but towards my wife, towards people in general. You know, I'm not so like judgmental or angry about everything anymore. I'm like, okay, like there's a level of discipline to it now. So I think it really did make me a better person. So, I mean, you know, stuff like that. You know, and
For
I
me,
get questions. like Roberto's parents asked me like, "Hey, can you convince our son to join the military?" And I started talking to him, and then like he was like, "I don't really want to." I'm like, "All right, you know what? I got you." I gave him a copy of Saving Private Ryan, made him play it in front of his dad, and his dad was like, "I don't want you joining the military." And I'm like, "There you
Oh
go."
shit. For
So,
reals?
yeah, because his dad was like, I guess like his dad was like really like saying like, oh, he hasn't really like done anything in his life, and I'm like, that's really fucked up, but okay.
Yeah. It
But like he
that
wanted him to
happens.
join because he saw like that, I guess that it was making like what it was doing for me, and he was like, can you get my son to join? And I was like, okay. So I'm gonna go and I went and talked to him like, hey man, your dad wants me to like get you to join the military. Like, do you honestly want to? He's like, fuck no. I'm like, all right. And he was like, I really don't want to, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, look, I'll make it easy for you. Take my copy of Saving Private Ryan, watch it the first 10 minutes of the movie while your dad's in the room. Trust me, it'll work. And then he watched the first 15 minutes of the movie, and his dad was like, I don't want you joining the military.
Damn, dude, that's a
So,
life
I
hack.
mean,
Well, all this podcast was now found a way how to get out.
Out in vain.
Yeah.
no, it's not that it's like, it's not that it's like, it's a way to get out of it. It's just that it's like, if it's not for you, don't do it. Because, like, if you really don't want to do it, all you're going to do is just drag down yourself and the people next to you, you know?
Yeah,
And
for
trust
sure.
me, they will let you know. Like the military, that we don't have like a filter when we're talking to you. If you're in the military and you're there, we're not gonna like filter out what we say to you. We're gonna be very blunt, like, hey, dude, you're fucking everything up, or like you're dragging us all down. What the hell, Like, because sometimes you need that kick in the ass to like improve, to be better. I think that's also what the military does. Like, especially with me, it like gave me a massive kick in the ass, and it made me like wake up and be a better person. So yeah.
Mm, for sure. All right. I think we'll end it at that.
All right.
But again, thank you guys for sitting down with us. It really means a lot. And
No problem. I'm glad I could be here.
Yep.
links will
Kevin?
links will be in description to your Facebook, and your social medias for contacting or following along on any Twitches or any future projects you work on.
Yeah.
Just let us
Really
know and we'll
appreciate it.
put it up there. We'll be playing other stuff with them, and you can all kind of familiarize it because it's fun. It's been good. So we have
I'll just say
more
this right now. I
projects
suck
coming
at
up.
Warzone, so don't
Oh,
judge me on my
I'm
military career
I'm
off of
I'm
Warzone. Like,
ass. I'm absolute ass. But I
I'm
will be
meh.
doing that. I will be judging you. I'll be putting you on blast. Come on, Mr. Hollywood.
fuck you.
So it should be fun. It's just all banter. That's all it is.
All
But
right.
but
That's good to hear,
truly
dude.
thank you guys. Thank you guys
Yeah, of
for
course.
All right.
joining, and I
Thank
look
you.
forward. This opens up so much, and I'm excited for it.
All right.
All right.
Final statements before we go?
Uh,
Uh,
say
anybody
for
got anything?
me, I'd say, being with everything we said, I don't regret it.
George
Like,
says
I'm
he's
glad I
pooping. He
joined.
still plays.
Okay.
Into my second contract, don't regret it.
Good.
That's why I got my second contract.
Nice.
Hector?
Proud of you, man.
For me, I would say that like there are moments where I'm like, fuck, this sucks, but there are other moments where I'm like, I'm glad I joined. Like, it really does bring everything into perspective, especially when I did my first honor guard mission. I'm not gonna like discuss that. I'll just wait to discuss that for like the next time or whatever. But when I did my first honor guard mission, um, it really did like it hit me like really close to home. And so I was kind of just like, this is like if I feel like if I hadn't found the honor guard and like what they do, it probably wouldn't have been as like I would probably wouldn't have had as many positive things to say because it's just like I feel like I was wasting my time. But now, like on top of that, with everything else I'm doing, I feel like I have more positive things to say. You just got to find where you fit in, like and what you want to do. And yeah, I don't regret it. Like I don't. Like there are moments where you're like shit, but there are a lot of like, but there's more good than there is bad. And if you find yourself thinking about it, just take the leap, look into it. I'm not saying join, but look into it, question everything, and then maybe then you'll find out that you want to do it or
There's
not.
a thing that you say a lot. I remember when we'd have conversations leading up to this that I really, really liked. It was that trust it, but also verify or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's what the like. Yeah, my platoon daddy tells us that all the time. He says trust but verify. So yeah. That's what you got to do.
That's
Like
good.
trust what people are telling you, but verify it. Not just with military, but with anything. You can
Anything.
use
That's
that
beautiful.
in any aspect of life. Like just like trust, but verify. That's all it is. So yeah.
All right. I guess that concludes this episode. Thank you
All right.
guys again for everything you've done. Thank you guys for coming in. Again, Kevin mentioned, we'll go ahead and drop your guys' social media if that's okay in the description.
fine
So
with
there's a way to reach out to people in case they have another question that we didn't cover. Again,
Yep.
we will be revisiting this, maybe not soon because of the bullet shortages and all that, but I
Yeah.
really, really hope we can get that done. I'd love to do
Soon
a live
enough.
range. Yes.
I mean, we
And
could always do another one where it's like, where we like physically, like train you guys on it a little bit. Then you can tell us how
I'm
you
I
feel
down.
about
can't do
that.
the
Oh yeah.
physical. I can't do the
Well, I'll get
physical.
people. I'll get people to do it.
All right.
Hey, the guys from No
They
Intro.
got me covered.
All right, perfect.
All
All right.
right, guys.
All right. Thank you, man.
Anybody listening? Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye.